environment for the bottom lane, but if they also need to fix up their team fights. Like they've had a lot of errors in some of the team fights. That's one of the things they did well at the very beginning. We're actually ready with an interview already, so we're going to send it over to Jat, who is with Kryra.
Thanks, Kobe. Kryra, just asked you how you're doing. You said you're chilling. How are the nerves the second time going up against Inspired on stage? Because I know the first time it was a big deal.
Actually, not the same thing. I don't mind. Like, I'm just gonna play my game and win again.
How we had the quote that Inspired was someone you looked up to as a jungler and it felt really good to beat him. But I also imagine this split, it would also feel really good to get another win since the start of the split hasn't been going the way you would have wanted. What needs to be better to pick up the win today?
I think we just need to play all on the same page, because I feel like sometimes we can be really good, but we can also be really bad. We just have to show our really good side, and we should pick up the win again, like against SEN, and I just hope I can play well again, like against Inspired. Yeah.
Is there something we'd be able to point out in game if things are going well for you guys that hasn't been going well?
I guess good early game. Like we need good early game, and then we can play the game. Like we can play team fights, we can play, objective. But if bad early game, then it's hard, I think.
All right, Kryra, I'll let you get back to it. Early game's a name. Back to the lounge.
Well, that's exactly what we're hitting on right
Just that simple. Yeah, literally.
I did think it was funny. It was like, oh yeah, we have a good side and a bad side. So hopefully our good side shows up and then we can win. Right? That's all you need to do. Good side show up.
Good side shows up.
I will say though, I actually think that they could have an early game advantage in the castle lane. I think castle versus Dokla very well could be castle advantage, at least for laning phase. I think castle has been quite good. Yeah, he did have a couple of bad games, but that might be an area they could try and attack. Again, like the bottom lane is really hard when you're Berserker versus Sajed. It does it seems like it might be hard. And as junglers, you usually are like,
it is
can you guys just let me be safe?
In my mind, and I guess also in the stats,
Yeah.
quite literally the strongest bot lane versus the weakest bot lane at the moment. And you must deal with that if you want to be able to get
hello guys, I will be back ASAP. I am just finishing up cooking dinner. I just came back around to check that the stream was running appropriately, and it looks like everything is good. So I will be like probably 5 more minutes, and then I'll talk about some stuff real quick before we get into draft, and then we will chill. You cook some nonsense, bro. Lloyd, you know what? I'll DM you, bro. I can DM you about it. One sec. I'll be back though.
Really, really good. And from their debut together, we kind of knew that they were going to be really, really good. But I know, like they themselves have both talked about their improvement, more specifically Isle's kind of improvement and synergy with Berserker.
Yes.
That I know, Raz, you had some things to say about this after we chatted with Berserker for a bit.
Yes, I mean, like, let's just talk about Isles, because like I feel like we hit on Berserker quite a lot in the success that he has had in lane, but I feel like oftentimes with Lion as a team not playing as well individually, you forget about how Isles is doing individually in lane alongside Berserker. And so I wanted to touch on just a little bit how he has been consistent in every series that they've played so far. So number one, he's playing Caitlyn and the Lux lane. This is an Ignar engage, so the problem is they go straight in for the engage, on towards him, roots Berserker as well. The only issue is there's not really going to be much follow-up from FBI, so immediately what you will see is Ignar say, never mind, I don't want to deal with this. I'm not playing my Alistar, I'm going to walk away. What did we just see there? What just happened? The immediate follow-up from Isles, immediately recognizing that this is actually a better fight for them. So if we slow-mo it, the fact that he was able to quickly flash, Q,
I don't know if that was slow-mo.
You just have to have better eyes. You just have to have better eyes. You need better eyes for that one. Check your eyesight first.
Let me slow this one
Don't
down.
attack my eyesight. It's doing its best.
He's gaslighting us.
Yeah,
That wasn't slow-mo.
right? What the heck?
And this is the second fight as they're trying to get what's called walk into the vision for C9. This is the first series, of course, that happened in the split. This was a loss for Lion. But the fact that they were trying to get vision and walk in to C9 and their team, I think the major component in why they ended up winning this fight was, of course, the big elephant in the room is Isles. Isles, major Nico ult. I feel like Nico has been his best champion so far this split, even though we got to see the Lux and how strong he was able to perform in that series prior. This one was ridiculous. This was just the game-winning fight for them, and it allowed for the rest of the team to be able to follow in, lock in, and I think a lot of compliments were made from the Lion roster when interviewed when they were talking about Isles specifically for this game. And then you go into the next game. Another series entirely versus Shopify Rebellion. This is their only 2-0 that they had. And immediately, great ulti from Rumble that locks and damages a lot of the members from Shopify Rebellion. But it's this Seraphine ulti that gets 4 members of
Juicy.
Incredibly juicy, that allows them to be able to follow up, win the rest of the fight, even though it doesn't immediately result in like every kill coming down. But this is just like, solidifies, like create Dragon Vision, so then get the next Drake. It is what ends up winning them the next couple fights. And this is just 3 different series. I had multiple examples, but I wanted to make this one as short as possible.
What about this time period though? He
this?
says now I can trust Alice. What about before then?
Yes, and so like I think, this is just how Berserker talks. He's very straightforward, he's very blunt. What he really meant to say is, wow, I heart. That's the worst heart of all time.
Yeah.
That's the worst heart of all time. I heart.
I'm glad the camera didn't catch that. It was very funny.
I heart Isles. That's what he truly meant. Isles is such a great AD carry.
Your Berserker, like what? This is your.
Yes. That's exactly what he meant to say. I love Isles. He's performing incredibly well so far this split.
But I actually do agree also with like the time period, because I remember I was casting their playoff game where Isles in lock-in playoffs, he had the Poppy game.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he was just popping off. He was the best player on the team. He's making all these plays, getting all these kills for Berserker. And I feel like ever since that moment, that kind of watershed moment in lock-in playoffs for Isles, he has been able to keep that level. And that's one of the biggest things to me. And yeah, so now Berserker, he's got full trust in him.
Yeah.
From here on out, he's golden.
True. Here's the issue, though. He's always tough at being able to accept praise. He's always incredibly self-critical. So now it's going to be on Jat, who's with Isles currently, to face him with that reality. Tell him, Jat.
Thanks, Raz. We were discussing the interview we had with Berserker last week where he said, now I can trust Isles, almost implying that at the start of the year he wasn't trusting Isles. I want to hear from you how the relationship has been progressing from the start of the year to now.
I don't think it's unfair. I do think I've done some very questionable things, more so experiences on stage, but there are some games I can think of, namely a bot game maybe last split where some questionable things happened, so nothing to complain about.
You seem in good spirits, and I feel like you've been playing well. I'd say the community is also giving you a lot of praise so far this split. What are some of your thoughts on the way your gameplay has been developing so far in spring?
I don't know. I think maybe things are just coming together a little bit more naturally on stage. When you have such great infrastructure around you, naturally I think I will start to play a little bit better. But just grateful for the opportunity as usual, and I think nothing more to say on that really.
Raz was also saying that he thinks Nico's your best champion, maybe Lux. What do you think your best champion is that you've played so far in spring?
Best champion? I don't know. I think on Nico, I just had good showings. I'm not sure I would say it's my best champion. I think sometimes in laning phase, I tend to overreach on Nico, but I don't know. I wouldn't say I have like a best champion per se, but it is easy to look good on Nico, I will say. So.
I thought the Lux was the coolest champion. Just to talk quickly about DSG, what needs to go well for you guys to win the series today?
I think DSG is a good team, specifically in their mid-jungle. I think they make decisions really quickly, and they don't tend to hesitate, which is something that's uncommon, I think, of new players. I think Ryra is very quick to pull the trigger when he sees the angle, and I think that's some of his greatest strengths. But I do think sometimes their team pulls the trigger in the wrong way. They don't hesitate, but sometimes they find the wrong play, and I think sometimes just by playing your own game, by playing a bit standard, sometimes they'll tend to overreach at the wrong time. I think their bot lane is kind of weaker than us in lane, so I expect that Berserker and I will find some advantage in the early game, and we'll just snowball through that.
Sounds good. I'll let you continue warming up. I'm going to send it back to the lounge.
This man will not compliment himself at all.
Yeah,
Ever.
it is. No, that's true.
Yeah, that was just all self-criticism.
Even when Jack was like, "You've been playing really well in community,"
He's like, I don't know about that.
I'm normal. I'm about the same.
Yeah, it is what it is. This guy is way too critical, which is, I think, a great mentality to have for growth.
Yeah.
And I think it's really worth noting that the bot lane for Berserker and Isles has just been probably the best bot lane in the league at the moment, and it's something that Lion can consistently look towards in finding success in.
And we joked about the Berserker quote, but the fact that now they can trust each other and not have to, for example, like in a lot of those plays, Raz, you brought up, like it's a lot of snap engages or 2v2 plays where they are relying on each other to both do a thing. If you don't have to think about doing
okay.
that thing,
Hey, guys.
But now we're going to take a look at our predictions.
What in the heck?
What a surprise.
I get 9 viewers. Can I co-stream too?
Giving DSG a gift.
No. Enjoy. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Just time caught up on me quick. Where are we? Where are we? Hello. What am I missing?
Light.
That's what I'm missing. Oh my god! I'm off by 3. Full-time Jamada viewer? Besado, bro. Besado. Here we are. Oh, why did the audio change? Why did the audio mute? We back? There we go. Yeah, right. Obviously, I know there's not a lot of people here. This is kind of a heavy topic. I'm not going to get into details, but basically, my mother had a health emergency, a pretty severe one at that, yesterday, an accident. So if you're wondering why things like the backdrop are not up for a change, if you're wondering why, also I was almost late because I said I was cooking. When's the last time you guys ever heard me say I'm cooking real food? That's why. I am currently living alone for a couple of weeks. Well, I say alone. I have this young man. I have this young man here. I have this young man. But yeah, I will talk about more when I'm comfortable talking about it. But right now, she is okay. And that is the main thing. Yeah. Again, when I'm a little bit more comfortable and I have a little bit more information, I think I'll be a little bit happier to talk about it publicly, but till then, we chill. But yeah, no more no more bisexual background for a few weeks. Oh wow, giraffe screen up whilst the casters are on screen. That's crazy. We don't get this screen often.
That's been the biggest difference for me. This split with DSG is
yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Not been able to get the upper hand.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's life, man. It's life. It's life. It's life.
Lower CC, more power farming junglers, and they just haven't been able to find the right footing.
But yeah, I might be a bit more sporadic in streams and stuff. I'll make like a post for the Discord and then probably a post on Twitter.
Was okay, they're not a great 2v2 laning, 2v2,
but yeah.
And so mechanics and the team fights have looked really good. And look at his Kaisa, he's popping off.
Orianna first pick. Nocturne has to go. I think that Nocturne Nico is crazy good. Nocturne Nico.
And people have been talking a lot about Castle. He's had some very good games. But DSG
Nocturne Nico, please.
Compared to where they were at this point during lockdown.
Let's go ahead and get a slam going.
They had the Week 1 series win against Sentinels, have lost the next 2 series, so they sit at 1 and 2.
Okay, fair enough.
And already
call me just once a Kali.
Somewhat standard draft, but it's a little bit flipped to what we normally see. I would say.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Has Orianna in the game. they kind of let the other team choose, and
And
they'll
yeah.
just take the Nocturne side because Inspired likes playing that against control mages.
It's just
But
a
very
slightly more
clearly,
difficult situation
Oriana goes unbanned
than
here.
maybe normal,
Lion
because I'm
first
kind of
picked
like
it very quickly, and then DSG quickly responded with their Nocturne.
first
Yeah, I
again, you
think
know.
that's
So
kind of the big mix-up here is that
They're gonna
Oriana
Yunara
is by
Lulu
far
into
the most
this?
banned champion right now. It's almost always getting perma-banned. So the fact that they actually banned out Seraphine instead of that is interesting
Well, I
to me.
think.
Seraphine
Oh,
almost always, if it is banned, is going to be a second
Jace.
round ban. So
Blind
it's interesting to
top
see that
for
they did decide
Castle.
to
I
let
mean,
that
he
move.
is
They obviously wanna
Korean.
break up the Knockwave
And we
combos.
have
They
learned
take
that Koreans
Nocturne
are
away.
allowed. Koreans are allowed.
Aggressive soul lane picks here for DSG.
They're very allowed to
Jace
pick
as
Jace.
well as that Akali. They're going to be playing dive for sure. But Lulu here, as well as the Yunara for Berserker, this feels like absolute comfort.
They
for
are very allowed
Lion.
to pick Jace.
Hyper carries in mid and bot. They have a lot of shielding, a lot of peeling that is going to make things difficult, both for the Nocturne and the Akali. It's just tough to deal with Lulu.
It really is. On the side of DSG, I would say there's a slight possibility that they can still flex that Akali Jace between mid jungle, because the last time the DSG played Lion, they did win with mid Jace. And Akali mid on the other side, if they play that mid, has been a champion that they're 2-1 on the year, which, considering they have a 38% win rate or so, these are champions they're pretty comfortable with.
Yeah, and Castle's a super flexible player, so I wouldn't be surprised at all if he was comfortable playing, you know, Akali if the matchup does call for it. Obviously, people like to play Akali into things like Gwen in top lane, but generally isn't played a lot up in the top lane.
Wonder if it's going to be
And
something
it is
along the
really
lines of like a
protection bans
Wukong.
for bot side now, as Lion are throwing out the
Wukong
Nautilus
what?
ban. I wouldn't be surprised to see another bot lane ban, but it looks like they actually missed their ban, unless that is a UI bug. We will get an update on that for you.
Yeah,
It's
no.
Caitlyn. Okay, so just a UI
Caitlyn,
bug. So
okay.
Caitlyn was banned out. Makes sense. I expected double bot lane bans just kind of protect. They are considering Kalista, which obviously fits with the theme of the comp. But,
Corki Nami.
Corki, you could just play Corki Nami. That is very, very standard. I will say they don't have a lot of CC
Corki
on
Nami.
this GSG side whatsoever. You do
I
have a
think
lot of go buttons. You can
Wukong
send in the Akali, send in the Nocturne, send in the Nami
or
wave. But there's
yeah,
not really a
Sion
lot
is
of
fine.
pick potential, I will say, because they don't have any hard CC really.
Because they double.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Because they split their
I'm
bans.
okay with it when you
DSG,
pair
they
Akali
didn't get
with
to
Nocturne,
ban,
because they can be
ban
dive
Sion.
buddies, and they'll have
So
enough
it's a
damage
Sion angle.
to have a chance at executing. When you're up against
Sion
Oriana and Blue
Angulaire.
Shields, maybe not, but that's the theory. I would be comfortable playing Nocturne as long as I had Akali, even if I didn't have strong CC. So makes sense for them, and they'll likely just do the Corki Nami, as you mentioned, to handshake it.
Yeah, it's very, very
But what's the
likely.
jungler?
Sion obviously
Inspired, do you have
making
anything
sense
freaky here?
You know, regardless of which lane you're going to be going into, you are going to be getting very, very tanky, and you know, you're just kind of playing.
Or are
the
you just
role
the
of
standard Andy?
keeping your backline safe. You know, just trying to walk at the
Xin
Jace,
Zhao.
walk at the Corki, push them back.
It's very normally.
Obviously, Xin, great pairing with the Lulu, always works well with enchanters. And this is
Well,
about
it's a
as
pretty
standard as
boring
they will
draft,
get to.
game
You have
1
two
in the
hyper carries,
series.
you have a really good
This
front
will be
line,
Nami.
with the Xin as well as the Sion that are difficult to fight through. And then you
And
have that paired alongside.
no one is
this Lulu
surprised.
That is going to be peeling for you. Corki Nami does in fact come through. Two very different style of compositions. I think Lion is going to be happy to play really slow and steady. Their 5v5 front to back is going to be unbeatable. And for DSG, it's going to be about creating a lot of chaos, getting, you know, unique angles of engage.
And I think the Lion draft mirrors what Isles said about DSG in the interview that we just had, where he thinks they're mid-jungle, make very quick, aggressive decisions, so it makes sense that they'd want to play something like Akali Nocturne, but then he also says sometimes they make a bad decision. So Lion is just set up to have strong 5v5 team fighting, rely on either Saint or Berserker to get fed enough, and everybody else can just set them up.
Yeah, and I think the real question is, you know, can DSG's bot lane step up and punish this relatively weak duo of Yunara
Yeah,
and Lulu?
I'm alright.
You know,
I'm alright,
people, I
I'm
feel like,
alright.
have kind of solved how to play against it. You know, when it first started getting popular.
Waiting
and
for the
lock-in,
game.
it was
Oh,
all about these level
actually, I
ones,
need
and
to
we saw a
go
lot of
turn
Yunara
the.
Lulus win
I
the
need to turn
lane
my
at level
food off
1,
and low heat.
get lethal tempo stacked
One
up,
sec.
you know, get the Q stacks, and they take these big trades at level 1 where they're using heal for move speed, and they would just win a 2v2 at level 1. As people got more and more comfortable against that, and they aren't getting caught in these kind of like extended trades, we've seen Lulu Yunara getting pounded in most of the lanes. It has really, really struggled in 2v2. So we will see if a Lion can overcome that. Obviously a very heavily favored bot lane as far as the players are concerned, but champion-wise, you would expect DSG's champion to get an advantage.
For sure. I mean, the last 2 patches, Yunara Lulu has been sitting at about a 35% win rate in Tier 1. To
James Harden
echo
lost today?
what you were just talking about, even if
No
he
way.
had started out with a few wins, so
No
I'm
way.
okay with
Did
it
they
if it's
actually
Berserker
choke?
playing the Yunara,
Bro,
because
that's fucking
even
hilarious.
just last week he was able to carry game 2 of their series by getting fed on Yunara with a Lulu. So it makes sense
Unreal.
to lock that in again.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to put things into perspective, so in lock-in, Yunara is averaging almost 850 gold down to 15.
That's not a lot of gold. Yeah.
That's not a lot?
But Sajed...
Negative 850?
Okay, sorry. I was going to say, like, that's not good.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But I said
I was like, that's quite a bit.
Weirdly enough, it's about the same as what Sajed is averaging in lane on everything.
So maybe it'll go even.
To speak to the early game. Maybe it would go even. Or maybe Berserker Isles are going to win this lane.
Yeah, we'll find out. I mean, Berserker and Isles obviously very, very strong duo here. And
Surely
we'll
you must
see
be
how
used to years of
Sajed
bottling
and
it.
Lions can play this out. Corky Nami,
Come on now, dog.
You just want to take quick trades. You're looking to poke and prod.
Bro, why am I just associated with like clubs and people that bottle like the most important parts of their sporting year?
Backstepping on that, and so far we haven't seen.
Like I've been an Arsenal fan my whole life.
On the heel, which is really important.
Randomly, everyone realized that I look like James Harden in certain angles.
We saw Kryra
That guy's
get
a
to
serial
take down
choker.
Inspired in what was actually, I think, his
I'm now
debut
affiliated with
match.
C9.
He wasn't there at the very beginning of lock-in,
Albeit
and he
just
was pumped
obviously
up
for
about it.
co-streaming. I'm not like officially a partner or anything, but I'm affiliated with C9 for these co-streams, and it's like, whoa.
All 6 weeks ago. Then they lost through the upper and lower brackets of the playoffs, and it started a little bit slow.
Yeah, thank you,
We'll get
Macabre,
back in
bro.
the series
It's
with
all
him
good.
going up against Inspired. Inspired as well as Isles have really good things to say about
Massive
Kryra
L versus
being a smart
Toronto.
jungler, making good decisions.
We're gonna hear it all
So,
night.
Nocturne,
We're actually gonna hear it all
and a
night,
lot of
man.
side lanes to potentially play through. Even if he's
This
gonna have a hard
bastard.
time
Maybe I need to
converting
watch
into
highlights to
team
actually
fights,
see
which
what
I
you
see
did.
with all the shields
Watch
that
what you team
Lions
rogue
have.
perhaps.
I can see him making
Bro,
more of an impact in the
even
game.
worse for the old heads. For the old heads, do you know what team I used to support before they left the LEC or the EU LCS back in the day? Fucking Unicorns of Love. Unicorns of Love. I used to fucking support Unicorns of Love. And these bastards would just never cross the line. I don't think they never won a title, bro. They were always first, second. Oh, sorry, second, third.
He's always backing up, so
Bro, did they ever? No, I have to go look. I don't think they ever won a title. That shit pissed me off so bad.
As a result, Lion comfortably winning in that 2v2.
I think Isles is really good at Enchanters, so I'm really happy to see them on this Yunara Lulu, even if it's not the agreed upon global meta, because I think it fits them in this game and this matchup. And both junglers did the full clear into Crab. Inspire's just getting a little bit of extra vision, and he's going to know that the Nocturne path was a little
Yeah, they legit never won LCS. They came second.
That's not going to change his plan. He's just going to reset.
Yep, not too big of a
in our
deal.
regional
You can see
finals,
here, bullying, call me a
and they
bit.
came
Call me
second versus G2 in 2017.
dead even as
That was the
far
closest
as,
they ever got
all
to winning.
LCS is concerned, so is down on health, but not going to be
Oh, they
too
came
worried
second
about
in
that.
a
Castle
3-2 versus
Build
Fnatic
getting
in
a
2015
nice
as well.
early advantage. You know, yes, you do expect to be down a bit on the Scion, but this is
There are
already
VOD of
13
this?
CS
Sorry.
with a couple more there for Adobe
I'm
Farm, but
I'm going
Inspired
down a
here
rabbit
towards
hole.
that top side.
Ooh, interesting that he showed in this moment just to make sure that Castle had to show a little bit of respect. This lane, it is very difficult for the Jace to actually get a kill against the Scion.
Yeah, Berserker just running past that bubble as Lions through it, predicting them to backstep, and both of the Lion members are able to just go forward and avoid it.
Absolutely. Just get back to that top lane matchup. When you do the Resolve tree with Second Wind and a Doran Shield and Biscuits, he's expecting to get poked a lot in this lane, but he's very good at regenning from low health as long as he doesn't get executed, so I just expect him to kind of be under his turret for most of this early laning phase until he gets armor.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Stallion Cones Love, Power View, Kickers, Visit Charge, Healer Sang, bro. So many good like individual players, or like fun individual players out of that organization.
He's got TP, but of course the trade-off is
Ooh,
you're
Call
going to
Me.
get pushed back. Call Me getting very low
He's
here.
fine.
Saint out of mana. Will not be able to finish him off, and that is kind of how
They
this
became
matchup
iconic after
goes
destroying
in the
TSM.
early
Yeah, that's when I
levels.
became a
It's
fan.
really Akali's health versus the Oriana's mana, because Oriana is going to have the push, is going to be able to bully, but
Did you see
Call Me
BB decided to
playing
wreck
very,
both
very
Germany
well
and
here.
Turkey for
Even
the
your health
Nations
doesn't
Cup?
matter because you are
When you
dead.
say wreck, can you
funny.
elaborate?
Akali's the one that takes the Second Wind Doran
What
Shield.
did he do?
When Sion's the one that takes the Second Wind Doran Shield up on the top side, but they all get to their first reset.
Oh.
Saint going a little bit defensive here with the Catalyst first buy-in. Really poor teleport choice there. Should have just gone to his turret, but greeds it on the mid lane and has to.
Because I did see there was some drama around him picking one of the two, but I can't remember which one he picked.
You know, people do just sometimes kind of autopilot to TPing right back to the minions, but
Jem doesn't have BB as a top laner, and Turkey picks BB over Naknako.
Does lose a lot of health. And is going to be going for that defensive
right,
role build like
okay,
we
so
talked
that's
about.
how it played out.
A dive here on that side.
I wasn't aware that's how it
The
played
bubble
out.
Going forward here onto Lions, heal's going to have to be
I don't know,
used.
man.
Will
Nationality
not have
is
to
always a very
flash, but
funky thing,
bot
especially
lane
like
definitely
these
looking
days. It's very
problematic
politicized.
already here for DSG, despite the fact that the CS
It's
is
very, very,
even,
very, very politicized, right?
This is going to be a lane that is going to become more and more difficult for them
So,
to
like,
deal with as time goes
I,
on.
for
As
one,
we've
I'm
got a
from
pause here and we'll update you
3
as
places
we
that I
find
could
out what is going on.
claim,
on both sides, burned in that last
you know, like
trade.
if it was for
I'm just
for
looking at
sport. I have
Sajad's
technically
goes
4. I
by,
have
and
4
I
places I
understand
can
why Berserker followed
concretely
him.
claim
Sajad has a tier
that I could
and a
represent.
glowing moat in
Like,
his inventory.
So he's got short cooldowns and lots of mana.
if I was in a situation where I had to choose one of my 3 nations to represent, I would be in a bind, like a legitimate bind.
And then shortly after pauses the game, so
Okay, so got an update. Call Me says he's reporting that he is stuck on locked camera and is unable to unlock, so he can't actually look around at all. Which turns out it's important at the pro level.
Off the top of your head, what's the hotkey?
I think
For
it's
lock
Q
camera.
or something like that. No, well, no, it can't be. What is it? No, is it shift something or?
So I've literally, this actually happens to me.
Like,
in
I'm
solo queue
obviously
sometimes
I'm
'cause I'll
British.
fat finger it and I haven't been
Yo, what's up,
playing enough.
Urus, and also happy
The
Sunday, Alex.
hotkey should actually be
Like, you know, I'm British by
something like
nationality,
P.
I'm
There's also a
Jamaican
spot
and
in
Sri
the
Lankan
interface that
by
you can
blood.
click.
Like, those are the
I have no clue.
biggest
Yeah, I know that. I know the camera, of course
ethnicities,
it's not Q,
like
it's actually
culturally, that I'm
Billy.
in line
I
with,
think it's Y.
technically.
Yeah, it is.
I can't even
So
check
it's
from
very,
this,
very,
but I want
like,
you
it's
to
a
check
difficult
from
thing.
this.
Like, if League of Legends,
Well, I'm in a spec guy,
if,
so-
you know, if for whatever reason, League of Legends, the ENC, like,
I
actually
never
had
used
a
lock camera.
Jamaican or a Sri
Toggle camera,
Lankan
lock
team,
camera.
and it was
I have no idea.
also
I
on the
would imagine
table,
they
they
probably
never
told
would,
them
but
it was
let's
Y and it
like
wasn't
say that was a
actually
thing.
But I think there's a chance. If I was
And
on stage and I got locked
I
in,
was
would probably
asked by
be
all
just to
3
have someone
to
say,
rep.
"Try pressing
I
it."
would be torn,
Oh,
bro.
it's fixed.
Yeah, you should just be able to unclick it, but
He's
maybe
just,
I'm sure he tried.
Like,
I'm
I
sure
would
he
be
tried
torn.
unclicking
He's
it.
disconnecting and reconnecting. I imagine that will probably fix the issue.
Yeah. Yeah, but some people do like lock camera. I know some pros use lock camera, but they use it sparingly. Like they'll toggle it in team fights.
Yeah.
I know some AD carries play that way, where they'll toggle on lock camera in team fights, and some people obviously just hold space, which is what I do. If I need to
Can't
actually set
serve
up my
multiple
camera,
masters.
I'll
Silly,
hold
silly
space for a
mindset to
second.
have when we're talking about this.
But generally speaking,
You're not serving
you need to
anyone.
be looking around a lot, especially at the pro level.
That's what Doublelift did, though. He would hold space during.
Silly analogy.
Yeah, it can make it easier. Sometimes people find that the camera is just kind of like falling away from their camera, especially if you're kiting and you're trying to actually like orb walk on an AD carry. It can be a little bit more difficult with the camera sometimes. So it is always interesting.
Oh, camera lock diff, I guess.
Speaking of camera controls, one of the things
This
that I
one,
think
like, I'm not gonna lie,
people
this one is
sometimes
actually gonna
use
take a
for
while
gaming
because
you do see those mistakes even at
they have to
pro
like
level, which is
unpause,
always
see if he can
really
move his camera and then
powerful. So if you guys
repause,
don't
and then they might have to
hard
chrono
game
break
only,
back
I just
to
use that
where
on tilde. I don't actually know what the default is.
it
but
is. It's a
that's
bit
what I
weird.
use. And you can have it as an actual toggle, or you can have it as like a hold down. And very, very useful for when
You
people
aren't
are
until
riding
one
by
day
in
you
a
wake up and
tower,
they
or
force
when
you
you're
to
actually
choose.
fighting in the middle of a
Who's
mini
they,
wave,
bro?
where an all-in can easily be decided by a wrong.
We're
combo attacker.
talking about
That's a
sporting
good idea,
events
especially
and
with
like
overdrives.
those kind of
Like a lot
associations.
of Renekton or something,
Yeah,
if
when
you're
people are
trying to-
behind the tower and you misclick. And you see it at the pro level, not that much, but it does happen where people misclick on a minion. It's always especially funny too when Vayne top was really popular and people misclick.
Sure,
on
it's not him
timing
hitting
and
the
switch
up
to hold
hierarchy.
stacks,
Uh-huh.
and then they lose the
Possible.
all-in because of it. So looks like we are fixed. So we're getting on pause, going back
Nice.
into it. And call me.
Nah,
I'm
nah,
assuming
match
his
had already
camera is
started.
working
Call me's
fine,
camera
has
was a
been
bit broken.
instantly repaused, so should be no more issues.
I hope that's not a bug on live, because that would be really tilting if you got permalock camera in a game.
Yeah, you can't pause and reconnect. Well, you can, but you can reconnect.
Get lever
Might
penalty.
be dead when you come back.
I just go with my
Castle.
parents' nationality, so it's better than
6
rooting for the
minutes.
US.
That's
Yeah,
above
it's
average.
everyone's different. It's
Yeah,
all about
for
culture,
sure.
bro.
Very above average, I think.
It's all about what culture
definitely
you're more in
doing
line
really
with
well
and who
in
you're
this
more
one.
like in sync with.
And sending Dokla back to base already. Of course, Dokla can all.
Adi,
They're gonna pop
Salim.
the Nocturne all here on Orianna with no flash. They
Well,
take him down easily
nice,
with
eh?
the perfect execution into Paranoia. Nicely done here by Call Me and Kryra. The regank on that missing flash is punished big time.
It's so nice as a Nocturne if you can get a flash pre-6, because then
Okay, well,
post
that's
6,
obviously
you
different
can
in an
just
extreme, right?
probably kill that person unless they're completely vulnerable to it. So
Obviously.
that's a
We
perfect
don't talk
start
about Fnatic.
for both Kryra
What happened in
and
the
Call Me.
LEC?
All thanks to
Let me open the stream.
combination of Saint being greedy with his TP, but also just
Well, I see
Kryra being
Laura's on the
right about
stage.
when the TP was going to come through to burn the flash in the first place.
Yep, really well done there.
A moment ago.
Now, Berserker back on this bot side, still farming it up, and it is a 1,000 gold lead here for DSG because
Wait,
of that kill they got.
KC
in
won
that
this game?
mid lane, as well as the really nice early advantage.
Wait, this
here
looked
for Castle,
fried.
who has gone back to base and does have.
This looked fried in game
nice
state, no?
advantage. Dokla ended up staying around on that top side.
Oh, I guess they never really pushed a particularly crazy big. No, they did. They had like a 3K gold lead and 3 Drakes.
You can see Cryer and Inspired
Did they
both
lose the
kind of
Drake fight when
respecting
the
each
third
other's
Drake
game
fight?
At the moment, Inspire knows that a Kali Nocturne
About get the Drake?
down,
No. What the
so
fuck? How did they
he's
even
gonna
lose that
take
game?
this
Baron still.
solo.
Oh, whatever.
Potentially, if Cryer and Calmy had decided to move into River, they could stop him, but it would
This
just be a
disgusting,
losing
bastard,
percentage
ugly
play if
fucking
Berserker and Isles
team,
recover,
bro.
So that's why no one is stopping Inspired from taking that Drake, and that's essentially the trade.
Yep, no Nocturne ult, no Akali ult would be tough to stop as Kyra heading up towards that top side. Right there as the grubs do spawn and is going to be able to likely grab, we'll see if he gets all 3, but Lion's going to be slowed down and immediately Berserker just dashing forward with the Transcend oneself. They were trying to get in onto Lions to have the knock up with the wild growth, but Lions did flash early enough. With that XP disadvantage, knew there was no chance of a fight. Berserker and Isles playing this very well, as Cryer will claim all 3 of those grubs, and that is going to be nice for Castle on the top side, who has perma push, but bot lane is becoming a bit of a problem, and Saint uses his shockwave for a couple melee minions.
Yeah.
He is very scared of walking up.
Well, he knows that Kali ult is back up, Cryo's ult is going to be soon, and it's pushing away from him, so he's really just trying to shove the whole wave in before his reset. Respectable, I think. That's a decent ultimate to do unless you're trying to bait a 2v2 later, but Inspired wouldn't want to do that against the Akali Nocturne because it's likely a low.
Has Inspired lost his aura? Am I tripping?
Yeah.
Probably.
He is losing his aura. No, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, he gets
He's in the middle of his aura loss right now.
That's the problem. Yeah, exactly.
He is 100% in the middle of his aura loss.
Exactly. They're going to send 3 there to.
Is this any good, or are they kind of gaming in the first 10 minutes? Yeah, normally they'll do some bullshit early and then just fuck it up.
Nocturne is around, but if they go for this, everyone is going to be.
Oh!
The shockwave comes out. The polymorph is going to be
Hell
shrouded
no.
off. Cryer arrives. Lions is here to back them up, but Lions
is still
not
level 5.
6, and Isles is 7.
How the fuck
So
is
this
Isles
Na'Vi
7?
way down in experience.
How is
Can't
Isles
really
7?
continue
How is
to walk
Isles
up
ahead
against
of Berserker in
Saint
XP? What the
does
hell is
survive.
happening down there?
The 2-level gap on supports is crazy. 7 to 5 at this stage.
Like,
of the game.
obviously,
That's the
Lions
one
is
reason I
really
feel
close
like
to it, but it's
that
just
play was
bizarre,
able to
no?
be salvaged. No shockwave, no Lulu ultimate. So even I can understand why DSG would be so aggressive there. Even if 3 are here, will probably still win the fight, but it ends up a 0-for-0, and it'll relieve a little bit of pressure for Saint now that those ults are down.
Yeah, if you had Tidal Wave, maybe it would make the
Post
difference.
ear
Castle
infection,
is just
Inspired was never the
destroying
same.
Dokla right now on the top.
Brr.
1,000 gold up does actually spot Inspired as he
Is
drops a
Inspired's
pink ward
ear
there in the
infection
Fry Brush.
just the
Castle does
ACL
have
of
to
his
be a
career?
bit careful. One overextension in a matchup like this and you die, and all of a sudden the sign is kind of right back into it. But he is that point of power, wants to be continuing the push, and of course we do.
Those
know
are the
that
questions we have to
Inspired
start
do
asking.
base.
Yeah.
That is going to be the teleport out there from Dokla, who finishes his steel caps, and Castle just doing.
That is
really
the
well,
question we need to start
utilizing
asking.
those grubs, non-stop pushing.
Very soon.
Is going to try to be that point of power.
That's annoying.
Pretty difficult early game for Inspired to play here, with Dokla being perma under his turret.
Yeah, Saint lost his
Saint
flash in a
having his
really dumb
flash
way,
burn
so they've just
early
been trying to
and
punish
dying
him.
to that first Nocturne ultimate.
And then he keeps on getting
Has a
like
pushing bot lane, but they're not really setting up anything to dive off.
perma
So
bad wave state
just
for
gotta
some
be
reason.
patient and continue to scale up.
Oh, he had a ear infection, yeah. He doesn't have it anymore.
Good trade here onto Dokla, who has just gotten back to lane. Roll quest already complete. Sajed taking a fight
Nope.
here onto Isles. Isles has got to be careful. He's going to flash
Ew.
over there. Look at the wild
That's
growth.
cool.
Knocks them both up, and Lions has no flash and no
Wow.
chance to survive.
Sajed might have to
Berserker
bury
and
her.
Isles with the
Okay.
big outplay in the 2v2. It costs him a flash, but it is well worth it.
Fire has ult in 3 seconds, though. He's hoping that Lions moves a little bit further up.
Inspired is here too, though.
Good
I don't even
cover.
think he can go for it. And Inspired, right place, right time, is going to dissuade Kyra
Wow.
from going in. And that was just really well done there with a double knock-up on the Wild Growth as Berserker dashed into both Sajed and Lions.
And that's trust.
It's
in your
program
2v2
Nami.
right here. Berserker goes beast mode, so that's Yunar ult plus Lulu ult, and you're in. You would imagine Isles would self-ult in a lot of situations, but he waits till the last moment to flash sideways, which baits DSG up in the lane, and then Berserker flies in with his ult E very quickly to get in range for the ult knockup. Just beautifully done by those two.
Yeah, really well played, and I think great by Isles. He does not panic, he doesn't self-shield or self-wild growth. And this was a quote from Inspired talking about how they want to go for a bit more chaotic plays. It is interesting because this is obviously not a chaotic draft. It's very, very standard. But, you know, when I was asking him about some of their losses in games, the teams that are ranked below them, he was saying, hey, we have been really good in stable games and controlled environments. But when the chaos starts, he felt like that's where they're struggling. So they have been trying to create that a bit.
Yeah.
And as a result,
Fair.
we have seen, you know, they're a little bit more activity here in lock-in versus spring. Obviously, it's not massive numbers, but a bit higher as far as the combined kills a minute, a bit higher kills at 14, and it's something that they're trying to work on at least.
It completely makes sense, and I feel like it's been true in the other games that we've seen from them so far this split. This game in particular, though, I just don't know where they're going to find the chaos with 2 losing solo lanes, aside from just creating crazy conditions bottom
Berserker
lane.
will flash in.
That's chaos enough, but that's more just being good. They're just dominating this 2v2 lane down bot.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, they need to kind of just trade like psychos, and Inspired needs to be there on the timer.
Very, very, very standard slow pace.
That's it, really.
Saying, why did you TP on mid? Creating chaos.
Trying to mix up the variables a little bit here. But solo lanes, definitely huge advantage for DSG. It is Berserker getting very far ahead, though. Has not yet cashed out his call and is up 750 gold. The tower is going to fall here already as Castle just walking past it.
Wow.
He's up nearly 2,000 gold individually. He is blasting Dokla.
Guys,
this
someone
is a
help Dokla.
Crazy advantage. He has 152 CS at 13 minutes and took a solo first tower in the Scion's face.
Wow. This is supposed to be a winning matchup.
That's a standout performance right there from Castle so far. And now he's going to move. He has the
That's good stuff, Eddie. You should
completely
should
shut
do.
off
Keep doing that, bro. Pursue it. Pursue it.
Yeah, DSG, they are the
Castle is
ones
stuck on this
starting
team?
to
Yeah, he's
see
pretty
Calm
jailed.
trying to position on the side to look for an angle to engage. Lion, though, I think they're just going to back it up. Inspired is just heading back into his jungle, wants to continue farming. So Lion decides, you know what? We don't need to fight it. It's just one dragon. We got the first one, so who cares? Inspired does have to be a little bit careful in his jungle, though, as Castle's
here.
Is walking forward. Wanted to move that advantage
Hey,
around
got
the
it.
map, but you also have to be a little bit careful about not over-roaming and allowing Sion to get back in, so I expect him to TP top,
Yeah, Castle's going to be a little disappointed with what he was able to accomplish there. They do secure the Drake, but Dokla is able to clear out the wave. If DSG would find a way to actually get...
Dude, he's just up so much CS.
And then the Akali into the Sion, they can continue to just really push the tempo. I don't like having Castle in this lane, to be completely honest. I want him pushing advantages elsewhere.
Yeah, I mean, it'll just be where they can get vision set up. I think at this point, you know, I think at a certain point,
Kryra
your bot lane mid
and Lion, good lane Simons. They need to move the mid so they can start putting vision down, and Castle can start invading and doing other bullshit, and they just fight around them.
With the Akali into the Orianna, look for plays where you
oh my god, guys, I am exhausted. Jesus.
And
I'm like falling asleep in my chair.
One who's going to be heading out towards top.
Maybe I need a cup of coffee.
Was considering a roam towards bot as he was walking out that way, but
your boy did not sleep very good last night.
Looking strong in this 1v1, and Calmy just kind of trying to hold the line here against Berserker and Isles.
A little bit tough for Calmy in
On
the
UK time,
in the 2v1. It should help Sajed Lions
Yep.
Lion just wants to stay down here to funnel even more gold onto Berserker. Will likely give up this Rift Herald, but I'm okay if I'm Lion and I'm giving gold onto Berserker because of what happened last week. The games themselves were very close, and in game 1, Saint got a triple kill early. In game 2, Berserker got a triple kill early. And it just led to a very strong carry performance later on in the game for them.
And those were games where it didn't look like Lion was in control or anything. And then only takes one fight when you have these guys on a hyper carry. We know how good Berserker is at this style of champion. I feel like this is basically the modern Zeri when, you know, he was dominating before. This is those plays you were talking about.
Yeah.
These were pretty even games and even losing states. In game 1, Saint gets this really good fight where he gets a triple kill. All of a sudden, he's thousands of gold ahead and just takes over the game. And then game 2,
They just call Saint Azir the equivalent of like a Berserker
on this exact
Zeri.
champion, get a couple kills, and then just completely take over. So, Lion
oh, sorry, no. God damn it.
leaders are behind.
They have to be mid here to defend against the Rift Herald crash. It is giving Akali some free time on the side wave. And as much as Lion was talking about wanting to play with Chaos, that's not the way they win this game. It's similar to the game that we're seeing down bot there where Berserker got 3 early kills because he has 1 early kill, but early turret, cash in his call, and they really just kind of have to play around him. And with Nocturne in the game, if they're trying to do crazy things while that ult is available, it's usually not going to work out.
Okay, good flash. 10 PM doesn't sound as bad. No, I just slept bad yesterday, so
mid, but Isles and Berserker are there to meet him, and with no Shroud available, just has to spend the flash, so that is a nice little playmaking tool down. Inspired also back up towards this top side to be able to defend here. And Dokla's in the brush. They didn't see him coming. Kryra does have the spell shield available for the knockup. So Jed just gets rocked by Berserker. He is pushed back. And that means you're not going to have the AD carry in the fight. Castle is here, though, and is trying to get a big shock blast in onto Lulu. They're going to try to knock down Isles. Isles with the self-wild growth and the shockwave. It's a bounce house as everyone is just knocking Kryra up time and time again.
Oh my god, big damage from Call Me.
Though, but can't get to Inspired or Isles to finish
Nightmares from watching Glabber.
Flashes out with no health. Lion
Only the beginning of it, bro.
Woo! With barely any health as another shock blast lands, but just can't get the kill.
And that was a 4v5
he's got another one.
entire time. Saint free pushing bot lane on Orianna, so that is a bold fight for Lion to take. They will likely lose the turret, but it's still a big win overall.
Like, I couldn't tell if I was impressed with the C9 series or I don't know.
Kryra, the knockup from Inspired, the Wild Growth knockup, the Decimating Smash knockup from Dokla, everything.
Oh, I'm not like on a C9 contract. We're just good friends.
And that's gotta be so frustrating for DSG. That could have easily been 3 kills, and instead it was nothing.
I mean, that's one of those fights where the lack of CC is going to be
who plays after this series?
I'd also say
TL
Berserker at the start of this fight pushed
Sentinels.
Sajed completely back in the mid lane, which then, like,
I don't know if I'm going to cover the second series though, man. Just based on how I'm feeling right now, it might just be a 1 series thing and we call it in the evening.
And as they fly in here,
we'll see. If the vibes are good and I've got a bit more energy,
as I would think early on in that fight,
then I feel like TL are going to just... TL are probably just going to touch those guys, but I just need to see what's going to happen with Lion here, man.
Soaked so much damage there. They didn't really allow Castle to get through them.
Oh. Shit.
Oh, they barely live with a little bit of health, and you can see the little smirk on his face.
A real Berserker, very real.
Snuck away with one there. Berserker now, though, on 2 completed items.
This is pretty bad for Lion, because Call Me's going to have a good approach. He just default has a good approach. He's hitting the tower instead. And they're going to collapse on him for it, too.
Yeah, Lion
he actually needs to be kind of careful.
Knew the waves were in a bad spot, so they would have likely had a bad angle for that fight. Opt to not give Call Me the free turret bottom. So Lion's sending 2 people bot here to try and push Call Me back, and then they're more likely to try and move in.
You see DSG now, the ones
Sentinels have been playing well in esports. Yeah, they have been playing well in the qualifier.
With their blue orb.
Oh,
Castle's gonna get engaged on. He is getting knocked up, and he's now polymorph. But into the backline goes Kryra, flashing in onto Berserker. The barrier is popped, but Berserker is feared, and Berserker is finished off. Kryra gonna be traded back on the other side. It's
Saint
the Jet and
could
Lions
not
alive,
shockwave the Akali on top of his head under tower.
Kill. They lose Castle so early as he was positioned so aggressively in that brush and ended up just being food for Lion.
Lion takes those. I had eyes locked on Berserker the
Have
whole
you heard
time.
that Busho hit 500 assists in LEC already?
2 for 1, and will lead to a
500 assists already.
Drake. So slow
Surely
and steady right now, starting to win the race.
Yeah, and Castle, I think, just
he's only been there since the start of the year.
He got CC'd so heavily there. Lion has been really good with
they could not have played that many games.
Castle with a big early game lead. Felt like he wanted to make something happen, but CC'd into Polymorphed, into Scion Alt, into Scion Q. Can't really do anything.
Yep.
Why is he using Jace the front line in team fights? Comp?
Doesn't matter that Call Me wins.
I mean, this is the problem that they have. They're like double identity, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's tough for Castle.
Part dive through mid jungle, it's poke through top mid jungle.
You don't really have any traditional.
You see outside bot.
Space,
that's just what's going on.
Maybe
he was involved in every kill.
Pretty dominating win for them, and those are the fights that are so important because
possible.
Just got 2 kills, right? So
possible.
Now
KC games have been bloody and long.
But now it's not this like overwhelming advantage where you can just completely decimate the guy in a side lane. Scion hits a point where if you don't keep extending that lead, you just can't do anything anymore. He becomes a brick wall where he's just killing the wave too fast, and you can't actually, really punish him.
Now with Unending Despair as well, and then also the fact that DSG is the dive buddy type of team composition, so it's not like a Kali Nocturne or putting any damage into the Scion. It's just the Corki Jace that he's itemizing against.
Yeah.
So that armor is going to go a very long way in living through those 2.
Tower is knocked down. Call Me's down here, but Inspired again, hovering behind Dokla, trying to keep him safe.
Take it easy there.
Dominated by Castle in the 1v1.
Oh my god, bro, I'm about to pass out.
Really, that's kind of all they've needed from him. He has been able to keep it relatively
This is like
stable,
fatigue tiredness, man. Jesus.
From Castle definitely hurts them quite a lot as it is now that 2 dragon advantage for Lion to just the 1 from DSG. and they are happy to just continue slowly scaling it up and working towards a potential Hextech Soul.
And I want to give credit to Saint for only having 1 death. I'd say in a lot of
Pop a Red Bull or something? Yeah, I'm gonna crack a coffee.
If the Akali gets a little bit ahead early, you see some really
I'm gonna crack a
bad
coffee.
matchups. I believe
But I
last
would
night,
like this
actually,
game to
Faker
end.
died about 7 times to an Akali early on in the game before winning. The day before, he had 9 deaths. So Akalis can really get out of hand in the side lane, but Saint just hasn't really let that happen. Lions played very conservatively, which, to their point earlier, has been their strength, but they're doing what they need to do to get through 2 badly losing solo lanes.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of interesting the build here from Saint as well. Goes to the Actualizer second. A very unpopular build for Orianna. You see it occasionally, but this is like just tiny fraction of the time that you're actually seeing it built. For solo
I'm really
queue
surprised.
data, it's as a second item, it's built 0.19% of the time. So it's just almost never
I'm
actually.
surprised
purchased.
Actualizer
Of
is
course,
not built
you do
more.
have the potential to get a really nice burst combo if you actually pop the Equalizer and get your full combo with that Actualizer on your Shockwave. Can be quite nice. Kryra does not know that he is on vision, and all of Lion are here. The lights get turned out by the Paranoia, but that is just kind of defensive. I think they're going to have to try to back it up. The tidal wave used there as Castle TP's in the middle of the whole team, and he is being focused immediately. Does not.
Oh my God, look at Berserker.
Goes in. Berserker has them so low, and this feels like a pentakill waiting to happen. Call Me is running, goes back in, uses the perfect execution to dive back out once again. Berserker though dashing forward to Jed low, Castle low, Call Me
Crazy
low.
flash at the end there by
DSG do
Inspired.
survive, but that war did a lot.
Dodged
Call Me
Cormy's
TPing back in though. Will they actually go for
perfect
a re-engage
execution.
here?
That was wicked.
Berserker is low in health, but everyone else on Lion is looking pretty healthy. Cannot believe we didn't get a single kill on either side.
I'm shocked right there.
No
Normally
kill
when
at
you
all.
engage on the Nocturne, that's the best outcome. So finding him on vision to get the Nocturne ultimate, I thought DSG was just going to walk away. Instead, they decide to just send it in with the Castle teleport. Saint doesn't use his Actualizer in that fight. Because I was just going to make the point that
might
he's
actually
building,
kill them.
Well, he's building so much around the Nocturne ult.
Yeah.
The Rod of Ages for extra durability, and then if Nocturne ults, that's his point of power. Okay, I'm going to create my own point of power for when these Nocturne ults happen, and then he just doesn't.
If the fights play front to back,
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
hard.
if he actually
But even if
used
they
the
don't play
Actualizer
front to
on the
back, it's
Shockwave,
still hard.
They not get a kill.
And
They
they in
had
this
some really low health
exchange is
bars on the side of DSG, so
DSG.
it would be interesting to actually watch that back and see if it would have made the difference. But that is one of the things, you know, when you actually are playing a build that is less common that you're not as used to, you don't have the muscle memory. So let's see this one more time. As Call Me, of course, you know, and Kryra took a lot of damage early on, but they had to stay around to try to defend Castle.
Yeah, the overshield definitely helping Castle not die here as he flashes over the wall. And the Call Me fight at the end there, that's when the Shockwave, no, that's not when the Shockwave came through.
The Shockwave looked like it snapped back to Inspired. That looked weird.
And then I checked the cooldown and it didn't match up when it snapped back, so I just got a little bit confused watching that.
Yeah, it was a bit strange as Dokla now TP's back in. Lion trying to set up here to move towards Soul Point. Call Me threatening on the flank as DSG don't want to just give a free Soul Point, but Lion only a couple hundred gold behind now, and they're just getting stronger and stronger.
Yeah, but really important they don't get flanked here. There's no barrier, no heal, so it's a decent timing for DSG to fight. The amount of shields a Berserker can have is a bit lower. It is just getting harder and harder to get on top of him, though, with the Orianna and the Lulu shields being possible.
Berserker goes forward there, takes a ton of damage, though, as Sejed able to disengage that and trade back effectively. Call Me now going to get spotted. Berserker is going to be looking for him as well, but they're going to be engaging on a Berserker, and he is just dead already. Call Me falls at the same time. Another kill going the way of a Lion as they get 2. Kryra and Call Me both down. Sejed going to have to flash up the wall. Dokla flashing to follow. They're going to be able to finish off Sejed as Castle trying to re-engage onto Isles and Saint, who are low health.
Yeah, I don't know. DSG, I think they just get out-comped every 5v5.
And Dokla is not going to be knocked down to this one. DSG running for it. Lions has to flash.
The likely outcome.
It will mean they lose the Dragon, though, as Castle trying to keep them interested, trying to get something done here. But Inspired has his eyes on the Dragon, and again, Inspired showing his class, just finding that flank from Call Me and starting off the fight effectively.
And it's just such a huge play from Inspired. I feel like he does this more than any other jungler in the LCS. Find the flanker. He's on a ward when he does this, but he just guesses with the blast cone that he's going to be able to find him. Everyone collapses towards him. Yes, they do lose Berserker, but here is an actualized Orianna. We checked, he pressed the button with his burst in this case. So when they dove on top of that Orianna ball. Sejed also pretty exposed when he flies in, so Saint can finish him off over the wall, and that's the fight.
I mean, you just run away from me, bro.
Sounds like Berserker ran away from him.
Yeah, I guess he just got out of range, so he couldn't heal him, couldn't shield him. But that was a nice play. They're able to knock down Call Me. Call Me really did nothing.
They need to grab this Nash.
He went into the Shroud, but he just pretty much got 100 to 0'd.
Yeah.
Inspired got him so low, and then he gets Actualizer shockwaved in that Shroud. Burst down incredibly low. And had Call Me been able to actually participate in that fight, Saint was low, Isles was low. It could be a completely different story if the Akali does not get picked there. But Inspired just playing this out really, really well. And at this point in the game, it's not a 1v1 that the Akali really wants to take at all against Inspired, who's working towards his third item. And you can't burst him down, and you don't really win in the sustained fight. So Call Me just can't really do anything about Inspired marking him like that.
DSG's got to be getting fairly frustrated. I talked to Kryra in the pregame interview. He was mentioning how they really need the early game to go well because then they can play out the rest of the game. The early game did go well, but they're just having slight fumbles in these team fights, either having Kryra get caught on vision or Call Me caught out before that fight. Even the Drake before that, Castle was the one taking early damage. And it's against a low engaged team composition for Lions, so you'd like DSG to be the ones pulling the trigger, but they're consistently doing defensive engagements.
Oh, Berserker getting rocked here. Kryra's gonna go in. They're trying to knock him down. The barrier, though, the flash keeps him alive. Berserker barely survives, but now Call Me is here. And Castle has found Saint on the side. Saint getting chunked down, but Isles there to peel. Berserker barely survives. Going for these aggressive
Guys,
trades,
are Lion
getting
losing?
risky as Saint gets hit by a shock blast. Berserker had been smacking Sajet.
I might have passed out there for a second.
Dashes forward that he was looking for earlier, but Sajet is starting to really hit pretty hard here, despite the fact that he's still down a lot of gold.
My fault.
And Berserker was lucky to get out of that one. That was heal, barrier, flash, wild growth, shield, everything. And the
Nocturne's running it? Okay, lovely. I love Kryra, man.
But he did.
He did.
And you know who didn't? Kryra.
True.
One fight for Lion. We did it. Just chalk it up for another victory for them right there.
Yeah.
Kryra still not able to have quite enough punch when he flies in, and Berserker getting closer and closer to that IE. The shields from Saint and Isles are getting stronger, so Lion continuing the really slow progression towards being a late game team fighting powerhouse.
Yep, I mean, you know, we talked a lot about Castle in the early game, but at this point, look at all the free health that Doka
Whatever the result, let it be a 2-0 for either team.
Bro,
come on now, bro.
Is going to become Sion.
9 any Zamalek.
Zamalek. And they are scaling up very, very effectively.
Berserker,
Berserker, when he gets that IE that you had called out as that fourth item, he is going to be so powerful. Sajed just finished his third, obviously quite behind as far as the itemization is concerned. And definitely better scaling on the Lion side. But if DSG can find that perfect engage, you know, it really has to be Call Me syncing up with the rest of the team, because it just feels like he has struggled to find purchase in a lot of these team fights, and now it is a two-man Baron start for DSG.
Yeah, trying to sneak it a little bit here, and if Lion contest lazily, I'd expect Kryra to send it, but it's a smart contest. Dokla as the tank over the wall, and both of them have to back away. They lose tempo.
Yeah, they are not very tanky members, so while they have a lot of damage there, you're taking a lot of damage if you're doing that Baron. So if anyone shows up, you are kind of screwed. And it is now a minute until a potential soul here for Lion. DSG will have to try to stop this. You cannot afford to give over that Hextech soul, I think. And realistically expect to win this game. Saint now on.
Get me out of this game now.
Has caught up and is now 8 gold of Call Me.
Crossy W, thanks so much for the prime.
Exactly, scaling. He's online. Oh, that was actually really risky.
That was really close to Isles going down. Okay, as you mentioned, Drake coming up soon. We're going to see a
What
very similar situation to all the other Drakes. DSG needs to pull it off this time. They have mid push. They have bot push. Lion's going to try and walk in with their Scion. And at
Sheo is set to return to Shifters for EWC qualifiers. I think I called this out earlier.
I want to see
but oh my god.
First,
let me pull my chair up.
Lion steps into the river.
What's not helping is my chair is leant back, bro.
Ideal play for them.
Oh, interesting note. Berserker actually decided to go.
Yeah, I think I need to end after this game. I don't think I've got it today.
They're going to win the fight. He has enough damage already, so doesn't need the Infinity Edge. Goes for the Bloodthirster instead. And just like that, Lion easily pushed in mid lane. And
unless I get up and go get this coffee, and the coffee just gives me
but you can see Inspired already moving over to that side of the map.
Yeah.
He's going to play towards the right because he
gives me the stamina. I think I'm fried.
Back, and Inspired is just hunting for Call Me, now gets eyes on it.
He sees him, so Inspired completely marking the Akali. Everyone else feels confident.
Yeah, the gameplay is also not helping, man.
And they don't crucially have vision of the river. Dokla bought enough space for them. I'd want to see him just throw
like fair play to Lion, they've kept the game just that
Douglas taking a lot of free damage. This is a bit risky.
Mostly
Cryo
arm's
gonna get
length.
spotted, pops the paranoia, has to flash out though as they're going in aggressive. You can see all the damage getting put down onto Dokla. Call Me trying to find an angle, but still, Inspired will not let him. Inspired going in onto Call Me. Call Me uses the Shroud. Berserker is getting kind of pushed back towards Call Me, but he's got a
No, it's fine. Caffeine,
Castle goes in.
oh
Inspired
my
jumps
god,
right
Call
on
Me.
as
I don't know if he
the
had
pressing
Zhonya's
guard is
Insta,
popped
but
and a
really
big shutdown
fucking
there on
crazy.
Berserker. Call Me finally is
Now, caffeine doesn't
online,
like keep me
getting
up like
something done in this
that.
fight.
It does keep me
Now
up, but it
looking
doesn't
for
keep me
more.
up like
Safety's
crazy.
low. All of these health bars
I need very
blinking red for Lion, but
strong
time and time
caffeine.
again, they always
Like
seem to
I need a
survive
strong
with low
dose of
health
caffeine.
bars. This time
Well,
it will
they're
be
not
the
gonna get sold.
Dragon,
That's
though,
fucking
for
crazy.
DSG as they do win the fight.
Crazy good for
Call Me
DSG.
found the damage onto Berserker.
How did he even find that
Finally,
E?
And this could be a big swing in this game. They're going to stay on the map, teleport up, and likely try and force this.
No, I know.
Baron.
I'm
It
right
also
at the
turned out
window
Brimstone
where
as
I'm
well.
still
Chase
allowed
can
to
take
drink
the Hex
caffeine and
to
it won't
redeploy.
mess
The
me
death
up.
timer on Berserker is still pretty long, and he's the majority of their damage.
Yeah, they're going to be able to work away on this. It's going down pretty slow.
Dokla, it was
though.
nice
This could
knowing you.
be
You had a
bit
great
risky.
world run, but the casting
Inspired
table is
still
cooling.
has his Guardian Angel.
Dokla will
Not
make
have Crescent Guard.
pretty
Shockwave
decent
is up and available,
broadcast
so let's
talent.
see how the
Very.
contender
He'll make a good pundit.
and this is taking so long to get knocked down. Berserker is Hex getting out. Remember, this is the rift that is up and available. It's down to 6K. They need to try to decide, are we
The
bursting or
Lunara's
not?
almost
Call
here.
Me
They're
comes in the front.
turning.
Here comes the paranoia, but the
Oh,
big
it's a shit turn.
shockwave
Oh,
from
God.
Saint pushes them back, and Lion knocked down the enemy jungler. Call Me incredibly low. Inspired just going on a
Oh, what
solo
horrendous
mission, kills
turn.
off the jungler, and now he wants Castle next. Gonna be chasing in after him, dashing in. Castle does not look like he is winning this fight. Inspired goes unstoppable.
And
Berserker
there's the
knocks down
inevitable
Sajed,
DSG
and the
mid-game
wheels
throw.
fall off for DSG.
Well, that was a fun 35 seconds that DSG had the upper hand.
Yo, we need to message Azael and say that he's crutching on the phrase and the walls and the wheels fall off. He says it once a day. Wallah, he says it once a day. I'm listening. I'm hashtag listening.
As they decide to engage on crucially
I'm
not
hashtag
Berserker.
listening, Azael.
So that means
And you're
when
crutching.
the engage isn't super clean, Berserker is able to free
Nah, the
hit.
shockwave is just
Shockwave
crazy
was
good.
perfect. I believe that was actualized
The shockwave is
as
just
well
really
from
good.
Saint, and then Inspired just knows his limits with this later duel he has onto Castle as the bot side of the fight wipes as well. Beautifully played. End of sequence by Lion.
Yeah, that shockwave was sick from Saint right as they engaged.
No, I'm not a play-by-play. I can't coach. No, I can't coach no play-by-play for tier 1. I can coach. I can do like peer review with people in tier 2.
You know Flash? Okay, huge.
But I can't coach people. I can do peer review. Peer review is slightly different.
I guess they got the Berserker
Peer review is more like a
Yeah, so they got
conversation.
Flash, so they're going to be keeping their eyes on the prize.
I do
We'll
peer
see if
review
they
all the
can get
time.
something done with this as now
Or I do peer
Lion
review
will be
whenever
pushing
it's
up,
like
and the wave
the hot
clear,
topic
not the best
flavor of.
from DSG. We'll see how many
Talent,
turns they do lose, as it is
excuse
gonna
me,
be
like casters are doing
pushing
it.
down mid lane, and it looks like Inspired is the one there to respond. Inspired is just so ridiculously strong that he is the one looking for 1v1s against the Soul Laners all game long. It's 35 minutes in, and Castle is running from the 1v1 as Dokla arrives here with the teleport, trying to find him. On the other side, though, they are looking for the engage. Cryred is getting destroyed by Saint and Berserker. He goes in, and he regrets it very quickly.
I think that's how the cookie crumbles is
Ball
fine,
comes out,
but
not
I
gonna be able
think
to find anything,
stuck
though.
between a rock and a
Berserker
hard
is
place.
completely unconcerned with
I don't know why.
everything
Like that's how the
DSG
cookie
can do.
crumbles.
Just pushing forward non-stop here.
Like
Lion
there's
feels
you know
they
it's
are
just
getting
like
very
I think
close
it's a
to
very
closing
standard way of
this
saying there's nothing
Even
else
a
to do.
Knight's vow to
Well, there's
reduce the
something
damage
different
that Berserker
about the
takes.
feel of the
He is
phrase stuck
really
between a rock and a
becoming
hard place.
An even bigger problem.
I think it's fine if you get creative and you use
They may
like something
try and
contextual.
just push all the way to the Nexus here if things go right.
Yep, they do still have quite a while on this. Call Me, though, very deep
Like saying
on
some
line,
bullshit
was
like stuck
spotted
between a rock and
on
a
the
bigger
board,
rock,
and of
like
course
if you're
Inspired
playing
is the
versus
closest one
Malphite.
to him. Inspired gonna go hunting once again for the Akali here as the rest of the team does push in. Berserker dueling with Castle, and looks
Castle?
like he's gonna get the better of him.
Son?
Wild growth comes through for Miles as he's always
Duma?
got the Lulu in his back pocket. Inspired still just chasing out Call Me, and Lion win the 4v4 when the Akali is not there so easily.
Inspired is just a menace for Call Me. Call Me can't even get back to base. His line is just collecting these inhibitors.
He is level 18 on the Xin Zhao, 270 CS at this point of the game. Inspired on a mission.
Low-key,
and
this was-
one has been incredible.
This is a aura.
Lion
This is a
knocks down
aura.
the mid lane hip, take the top
Aura
lane hip, and
regain.
they're looking to finish off the game as Lions
Aura
get
regain for
Jen
Inspired
follows
game.
quickly. Crier's
Has to
in
be
the back
said.
line, but he's got no chance. Call Me, the last one standing, is sure to fall
Has to be
quickly.
said. This
Gets
is aura
Lord, but
regain for
knocked down
Inspired.
once more. DSG made them work for it, but Lions showed their class, and Inspired just
Crazy.
dominated this game.
7-0-6. When's the last time you saw both solo laners lose lane pretty badly? And then
I am going to run some music.
whenever they were trying to flank, he shut it down. There was that one brief moment.
Now I'm gonna go grab that coffee. I'm gonna tank it. I'm gonna soldier it out. Like I would like to, and plus I need to wake up kind of early tomorrow, so I can't afford to nap or anything like that. So I'll be back.
I mean, I thought that was actually way more of a banger than we expected.
Yes.
Because even though none of us gave DSG a game, I was actually looking at the top lane as like, oh, this is going to be one of the lanes that they can win in the lane phase. Of course, it also helps when you're going to get the Jace matchup in the side.
And I'm gonna run ads. I think
Wait.
I think it's only 90 seconds, but yeah.
Huge advantage. And then it just came down to the team fights, though, and Lion was able to win team fight after team fight after team fight still. The bottom lane, though, it went as expected, okay? We set it up as the biggest mismatch, and let's take a look and break down this week's Pagoda moment. It is the bottom lane, and it's the 2v2 kill at the very beginning here. And this one, I just thought was so good. Isles, he waits till the last second, he flashes away, he saves all his spells for Berserker, their timing on going in, and we had the quote at the beginning of the day, just wraps it all up, where Berserker was like, yeah, I can trust Isles now, and you see that trust is there. He's drawing them into good position, and you get this kind of like signature Yunara play now that so many AD carries do, with Yunara Lulu, and you dash in, and you get the knock up on them, they can't get away, and getting the kill. And the bottom lane was the big carry for Lion in the team fights, the damage that they needed, and they really did need it because the solo lanes were losing a lot early.
And if you guys do see a Pagoda-worthy play, of course, spam that Pagoda emote in the chat because that one is a good one.
Yeah. And I mean, you already set it up, but Berserker then became the raid boss that DSG wanted to attack in some of these team fights. I know, Raz, you had some pulled up that you're going to break down for us.
Gonna hit a few fights for you guys because I thought they were really impressive. Now for this one, let's talk about this fight immediately because this is a situation that DSG were really, I think, in a good position, right? They're doing second dragon. Now they immediately, off of this blue trinket, catch the Jace in this banana bush, and so immediately recognizes them, gets him with a slurkle, and then immediately pops him up. So like, this was a great situation where Jace was so far ahead and then dies for his troubles. I want to go to the next dragon fight because this was another situation, once again, in which I felt like Lion did really well in being able to catch enemy members from DSG in vision. Really important, you see call me on side. That's going to be important because Lion puts that in the back of their head. They're fighting for vision around mid, they're trying to get positioning. Inspired is like, I don't really like this position that we're currently in because we 100% are dealing with a flanker. If there's 4 people here and we just saw Kali on the bot side basically in vision, I'm pretty sure you're in this bush. Catches call me immediately. And it's very important when you catch a flank, go directly to that flank, and they were able to immediately pop it. 2 people at the beginning of the fight, so this is 2 different dragon fights, dragon situations in which DHC had a lead, had an idea, but then it immediately gets usurped by Lion's, I think, better expertise in how to handle dragon situations.
And player of the game for Inspired for constantly looking for the enemy threats and seeking them out beforehand in these team fights. I really thought the bottom lane did a lot of work also, so I give my shout out to Isles. I think he has continued to play really well and performed his Lulu duties.
And
quite well.
one thing I will say that I keep hammering home as to what successful teams kind of have, as you see, most of the vote that didn't go to Inspired did go to Isles Covey, so the people are on your side. But the big thing for me is the fact that jungle support isn't necessarily a duo that we talk about as much, but is super, super important. And with Isles kind of leveling up his performance, with Inspired still being the best jungler in the LCS, that is what makes Lion such a formidable team. However, if you want to see potentially them or another team on a trip during the LCS Spring Split, you could win a trip to a League of Legends event like the Spring Finals at Mullet Arena. Save your MasterCard as your card on file and make a purchase from the in-client store for a chance to win
Legends challenge show where professional gamers try and solve problems that shouldn't exist that they've never seen before. The challenge is simple. Read the note, hop into game, and try and solve whatever is put in front of you as efficiently and creatively as you can. Which pro will push the limits of their league IQ, and who's getting hit with the ping? Let's find out.
Let's see.
Kill the dragon as fast as possible. You have 10k gold, max level, 5 minutes to prepare for the battle.
You may not auto-attack or cast damaging spells of any kind on the dragon,
including skill shots in AoE.
Summons are not allowed, smite is not allowed. So how am I supposed to kill it?
Time starts when you aggro the dragon, fastest time wins.
I have to kill the dragon without touching it, basically.
This one is gonna be tough. What if I like Teamer Shroom off another Teamer Shroom and it happens to go into the Drake? I'm going in. We gotta get a pet. That's just a given. We're gonna go back with the Sunfire strat. And we're gonna also use the Teamer Shrooms. But the Drake might just kill me. I need to spawn some bots and get some Medjais. I want Medjais. And I want Leandrius. And I can't afford CDR boots, which makes me very sad. We need to kill this guy. Random. Just order the minion. There has to be a way better plan than whatever this is. I have to like try my bounce trajectory here. Ooh, that's not great.
Who's getting mogged that we have this song playing? What song was playing before?
Wait,
Oh my god. Fade to Black.
Like this makes the jungle pet do more damage, or?
What a crazy pull.
Alright, here we go.
I don't even know why that's still in my liked songs, to be honest.
That didn't work? Ooh, this is tough.
I think that was just the point where I was listening to hella Bleach OST on Spotify. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, guys. Standing up and just walking around really woke me up. That was very good.
I think Maokai, full tank,
Even minus the coffee.
spawn 100 saplings,
The coffee will help, though.
like 10k HP, and I should have just farmed Grasp or something.
How we all doing, though, man? How we all doing? Talk to me, chat. Talk to me. What's our Sunday looked like? What's our Sunday looked like? Hmm? Oh god. I just watched Emperors get solo killed and he fucking ulted air. Ooh. Shinja. Got a haircut. Nice. Played some solo queue this morning and went for a walk in the afternoon to get a free pretzel. Big. Holy pull. Holy pull. I think this is like the only good song this guy's ever made, maybe. Cheeky one-hit wonder, but what a beast. Yeah, I was doing a bunch of bow shit to sort out for the house. I'm sorry, Rooster today played AD Kennen with Kraken Slayer, Terminus, and Gwinsus. Am I seeing this right? Am I perceiving this correct? I'm looking at it on my phone. Was I see. Watching the games back is gonna be crazy. As my patience starts to dry. Alright. Here we go, 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 here we go. I am ready for game 2.
To the LCS, where we are heading
Thank
on
you.
into game 2 here. DSG
Rooster was trying to win, but I can't prove it.
Late in this one, and Inspired, I think, really looked incredible.
He did.
How often do you see 30, 40 minutes into the game, the junglers just 1v1ing the enemy soul laners that were fed?
Very, very rarely.
Yeah.
But if it's gonna happen, I would expect Inspired to be involved in this game.
Yeah, it was pretty incredible. I mean, he played it very, very well. Always the one marking Castle and Call Me, finding them in pivotal moments and winning them a lot.
Dude, the LEC is still on.
After some pretty big advantages were gained by DSG on the top side.
Oh my god, are Fnatic actually giving KC a run for their money a bit here?
Comp and did kind of play towards their win conditions.
But to the Lounge's
they're kind of getting ran this game.
Surprise banger there. It's expected to be a one-sided series. Could still end up as a 2-0. But DSG had a lot of lines they could have played within that game that would have led to victory. It's just Lion continued to outperform them team fight after team fight.
It is one of those things
Rumbel is
you
up.
sometimes realize when you watch these games that the
Rumbel.
gap between the best and the bottom teams is not always as big as you think initially. You know, it's a lot of little things that Lion did better. There was wards that weren't swept out by DSG. Their vision control was kind of worse, and that actually caused a lot of teamfight losses. When you think about Cryer getting caught on the enemy red buff, you know, he's warded over the wall. When you think about sometimes Call Me getting spotted out on his flanks because of vision, and the fact that they had no deep vision, so it wasn't safe for him to approach and avoid Inspired. I really do feel like in a game like that, you can pinpoint small vision advantages that changed it completely.
You can, or you can just point out individual clicks in team fights. If we would have sidestepped a little bit to the left, if I wouldn't have checked this bush at this moment, and the whole game is different. But into this game, Dokla's back to his old tricks. Scion, Rumble. First 2 games, lock it in.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And it's been working pretty well for Lion, even though the early game 1v1 he did get absolutely slammed. So looking for a better early game performance from Dokla, and I think
Cormy's had enough of the mechanical checks.
Because Castle does feel like the big hope for
Do they want it early? Yeah. So here's what I'm thinking. I think Lion want Vi, and I think they want whatever answer Saint wants into Azir. Right, like it could be something like an Ari, it could be something like if Vi's involved.
Because obviously we had both the Nami
So I really like Bard as a preemptive pick.
As well as Seraphine Band. And
so let's see, I think inspired of, like, Lion normally jungle draft very standard. Plus they have, okay, they're going to pivot.
Is he going to try to force his way onto an
Nautilus.
And the answer, of course, is going to be Nautilus. Which makes a lot of sense, especially alongside.
What else do you want?
Gives you the lockdown.
So do you want to match AD? Do you want to match a mid? Do you want to match? Sorry, not match. Do you want to blind AD?
You can see DSG really prioritizing denial.
Do you want to match
I would say, with the
mid?
Bard going up against Lion.
Do you want to take another setup jungler for skirmish?
Bard the last time he played, but I feel like he's
and then make them choose. Ooh, Saint's gonna take.
Okay, this is a team comp that can create
the aggro answer.
And this is kind of a classic combination with that Yone as well as the Rumble. You add in some CC, and all of a sudden, there is incredible dive, and you can have that face seal coming out, the knock-up with the Equalizer over the top, and then the Nautilus ult, and the Dredge line, and all of these tools to hold someone in place. So it is a very scary comp to play against. And Saint, definitely a really strong player when he is on it. So Kong going to have to be doing well, and it is going to be Castle with the counter.
Castle does not want to play that bitch made Cassante matchup. Respect.
To go for the kind of more defensive options of
Respect.
and the Ornn and
oh, you know what? Sorry, anyone who's been typing in the YouTube hashtag free Castle. Yeah, sorry, anyone who's been typing in the YouTube chat. I've had it a little. I'm looking at the Twitch chat by accident. Sometimes I forget to swap back over.
The lane pressure on, as that was something
you are heard.
DSG in game 1. Just because you didn't win the game,
you are heard. YouTube chat, you are heard.
So it looks like DSG just trying to build on the things that were good in game 1 by trying to pick some dominant lanes early.
And it was that game against Impact that he played the Aurora in, if I'm recalling correctly. He had at least a solo kill or two. They did not win that game, but he was
there's that Viban.
Ahead in that one. And
Skarner, that makes sense. Second class chatters, huh?
Nah,
normally I treat everyone evenly in chat. I don't care whether they're watching on YouTube or Twitch, but
with double AP soul laners, they really are going to need some sort of AD jungler.
I'm just so used to staring at the specific dock, which is just the Twitch one, that if I'm co-streaming, I might forget to swap it over.
Another jungle ban here. They already banned out Jarvan. They already banned out Skarner. Vi and Pantheon have been taken away on the other side, and we had 2 AD junglers played in that first series. So you are pushing them down quite a bit as far as the tier list is concerned. Champions like Wukong really come to mind. That could be pretty high prio in this game. I think really for Inspired especially, it's something that he is comfortable with and does pair well with that Rumble.
He could also just open up his bag of tricks. I feel like whenever you have a mid laner who can do 80 damage, your options as a jungler open up hugely. I feel like you can play most
would be fun, but Nautilus is in the game, so I think it's bad. You have too much AP. This is a Cryer hover, isn't it, normally? I feel like Cryer is the guy that plays this champ.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, Sejuani can be really, really effective.
Yeah, Wukong.
Double melee soul laners. The Wukong will get
Sedge sounds like a good shout.
So we won't find out if Inspired would have wanted that.
Jin.
But of course, does have
Jin Sedge.
Put
the Jin Sedge in the bag.
As you mention it. There are still a lot of different AD junglers up and available. And
I think Jin Sedge.
The reality
I
is,
think Jin Sedge.
When you look at the prio on junglers in the meta right now,
I think Jin Sedge and just call it a day.
And then for mid lane,
you got like Jin will deal damage eventually here.
Have that, so you have a
Yasuo Yone deals damage, Rumble deals damage.
Kind of just like tier list down your AP.
I hate seeing Jin and Yone in games, really.
If you're trying to create chaos,
it's fine.
It's got a fiddlesticks, mix it up a bit.
I was gonna say Viego just for fun, but the Sejuani is the logical pick because of the double melee soul laners and just strong frontline and team fighting. Maybe they're low on damage, but Yone is going to bring the damage, and same with Rumble. So it's just a good team comp. I can't complain when they pick standard.
It is a really good team comp. People hate on.
Oh my
Jin,
god,
but
Sajid.
Very cohesive, and we are getting the Vayne.
Oh my god.
This was the last time Sajid honestly had a super good game. They were able to 2v2 kill very early on.
Wow.
In that
Okay.
Vayne game.
Hype. I respect that.
Was in a win.
I'm gonna run 90 seconds of ads if you're on Twitch. If you're on YouTube, you won't get any ads. I don't think. When I press this insert ad button, I think it literally puts an ad in the VOD.
If you can dodge all the CC that is coming out, then hey, the extended fight could look really good for DSG. The counter engage.
All right, let's see it, Sajid. I'm excited for this. I'm a little low energy, so I apologize. I can't like express my excitement fully, but
of course,
hey.
If you do get hit by CC, you're probably just instantly dead before you get to move.
And the Jin can really punish him with range if they get a little bit ahead. That was the last series they won. It was game 3 of their Sentinel series when he played Vayne. That was kind of a win everything game. It's when my hope in DSG was the highest because they'd played super aggressive the whole series.
When I decided I was going to sign Sajid.
You know, this reminds me of Leader gapping lane and losing game.
Rough go the last few weeks for him.
Yes, yeah. But this is the game.
It could be.
This is why I kept him.
It's actually crazy. I know not everybody plays fantasy, but this is worth the tangent. You start the year with the 100 budget for 5 players and a coach. So on average, you're thinking like 16, 17 for an average player. Sajid is $8.
Yep.
Can only go up.
Last week he got me negative 0.3 points, I think, or something like that. So we'll see. We'll see if they're going to be able to battle back here against Lion. At the very least, it is an exciting draft to see that Vayne coming out. Not a lot of players playing Vayne these days, and it feels like a lot of time when it is brought out, it's just brought out as a top lane counter pick.
Yeah.
So it is cool to see him busting this out, and did have a good game, as you said, against Sentinels on it. I'm trying to actually look up what lane they were playing against, because I can't recall exactly what the 2v2 was, but the internet is lagging. So I will.
The internet is lagging in the arena.
Someone needs to attack the people that are DDoSing games of Legends. Our GOAT, Benji, is struggling with that currently.
All right. Well, we want to talk a little bit about Inspired and Kryra. Obviously, an important matchup here. Kryra did get the best of him in lock-in, but game 1 was Inspired just dominating. And these are the stats before game 1, so keep that in mind. Of course, things will have shifted a little bit. But this is all of this year. This is including lock-in and spring split thus far. Inspired obviously has just been so dominant. You know, the only thing that he's not, really kind of topping the table at is KP. But that is really more of a nod to his style. He's such a heavy farming jungler. And
Bro, don't worry.
Can't be blamed when your 2v2 is just getting kills without you.
Absolutely not. Also,
The Vayne will do a thing.
Struggled by City last game, but
He hates
still
us,
able
bro.
to play
Musica,
the
you are
slow
so far behind.
path towards victory.
We were talking about
I'm
YouTube chat
always
a long
impressed when
time
I
ago.
watch Inspired Sejuani, though. I feel like he
Actually, do you know what? That's one thing I
takes
always
up
love
more
about
space
interacting
than
with
most
YouTube
other
chat.
Sejuanis that I see play and can really chase
Like,
a lot of people
you
down
can
with the
always
kills.
tell
See if he can
who
do
is
something
mega far behind
And
on
something-
YouTube
This may sound
Vault.
funny, but I think one of the things that Inspired does really, really well when he's on tanks is sometimes when you're playing against a Sejuani, the enemy tanks position so aggressively, and they're just like, yeah, you're never going to engage on me. Inspired will hard engage on a tank. He calculates damage so well that, sometimes an enemy tank will just get flashed on and CC'd 100-0 and burst down because they are positioning so aggressively, kind of
Calling a
flexing
night, boys.
people
Have a
they
good
can't
watch.
actually be
Letting
killed.
stream open
And he
for
is
Twitch
just
Partner Dream.
really,
My
really
beloved.
adept at
We're not getting it
understanding
today.
exactly
LEC
how much
ran
damage he
super
can
late.
do, exactly how much damage his teammates
There
can
must have been
do,
like
and
big
kind of
delays
making
in the
those
games along.
calculations, which to
So a
me
lot
is
of people are
such an
still watching
important thing when
LEC.
you're playing a tank, because mechanically
And
Sejuani's
then
not
I think Bombs was alive,
it's
right?
not a tough champion to
So,
play.
do you guys remember that
Right
night
there,
where I
the
had
ball to the line, he is put incredibly
where
low.
I made a comment about how I had a really low viewership, and I was like, oh, dude, Dom's live, duh, makes sense. And then unironically, 5 minutes later, Dom's internet was like fucking up, and like almost 100 people tapped in.
Yep, just running straight up there, but Isles is
Is
following.
Isles just going to follow?
So
This can be
100 people like just
brutal
tapped
if they
in
pull this
straight
off.
away on the
Bart's
stream,
gonna
like,
be
yo,
from
guys,
base,
am I
able
just
to
your
match this.
secondary
There's a
Dom?
decent chance we see a fight here.
Am I just
Inspired
Dom
versus
number 2 to
Smite.
you, man?
Yeah.
But they
Like,
can just
please,
walk
man.
him out of river
The question is,
I'm
can
a
they win the
whole
3v3?
person,
We'll see how
please.
confident they are. Also
Great
could mean
chaos.
that the top laners do get involved.
They don't know Bard's
Castle
there.
has push, so I think
Inspired
it's gonna be
was
that
not willing
back and forth, and
to
Berserker does
fuck
finish
around
his
because he doesn't
phase
have
here,
smite.
Gets a pickaxe, so
Did get his
Lions
base
look like
interrupted
they
by
are just gonna
Lions.
call this off. They don't want to risk the game when
Shouldn't the
push
qualifiers
is
put
going
up
the
numbers
way
for you?
of DSG in the top side.
Well,
Looks like he's smart casting
the
his foremost in
qualifiers
there and
did put up
shorting
numbers
through
for me
the
in
wall.
terms of being
Gonna
able
be a
to
little bit
get
slower down to the bottom lane.
That's a
streams
tricky one.
for
We saw
partner.
Kryra,
It's just
not Kryra,
tricky,
sorry,
right?
Kryra's
Because
I think,
they're
yeah,
very
to that.
particular
He
with who
missed,
they
like,
give
mid-fight, though.
Yep.
This
partner
was
to.
just walking
And if I'm
slowly
just
back
being
off.
like
They get you.
completely
Yeah.
honest,
They
what I'm a
sneak
bit
up on you.
concerned
Yeah, you
about
have to have that angle right.
is
but,
that
it is it definitely does
I
look funny.
stream enough times
Thing
to
is, he was in
have
the right place.
you know enough
The reason
streams.
Line had to call that one off was in part because of the mid prow, but also it was just a check.
You know.
Did your support deploy mid? Otherwise, you're going to get double crap.
Enough streams for
And
partner,
He was in the right spot.
and then
And Dokla taking nice little trade there onto Castle. Castle will actually be the
when
first
I
one
don't
coming
stream,
back
I
to
get
base,
like
so
low
Dokla
viewership,
keeping
which is
things
like fine.
very even up on the top side.
And I have a
It is
feeling
just
that
advantage for Berserker
they
for
will
now,
look at it and
though,
be like,
outside the wave pushing towards the Jed, so he
well,
will collect some of this.
why do you not get
Even things out
viewers
a little bit, but
in
really
these
that,
streams?
one hook
and then
just
decline
meant
it?
a lot for this 2v2.
I personally
That hook
prefer smaller
was,
streamers because
I don't know, about
streamers to chat
80%
interaction is
of
better.
Lions' health.
Yeah, I mean, I've always said it. I also kind of
And,
prefer
that
having a
event, they
smaller
were
chat.
really pushed back.
Like, I
And
think in
even though they're winning the lane early, I gotta say this is why.
no, the
Skyrim
average isn't
played
cooked
He's
due to
historically had
events
a really good
because
record on it. Most of this
it's
is
just
from
average
NCL.
during
They
a
did have
stream.
that one
So it's just you need a
You're
certain
not
amount of streams of a
expecting
high
to
average.
early shove with Vayne, so they're obviously
Um,
willing to take.
But yeah, I also like I say this a lot. I prefer having a
deficit in
smaller
CS, but
amount
it's
of
all about
viewers.
Being able to hit the right power spikes and teamfight well.
Yeah, exactly. And
I
sometimes
enjoy
when
interacting with
Vayne
chat.
down a little bit, as equays are gonna get dropped on
Like when I've
Castle.
got like, oh
Castle
my god, Castle has to
maybe
just
forced
walk
to
off of
flash
that.
here. He's
He's
gonna
just
be
dead.
flash followed by
Oh,
Dokla,
God.
and Dokla takes him out.
Just
It's a
really good
solo kill
equalizer.
in the 1v1. Well played by the Lion top laner.
Oh, that's gotta feel good for Big Dokes. He had to accept his fate the whole game one as Sion versus Jace.
But yeah,
here
like when
on
I go
Humble,
past
the
having
champ
maybe
that's
let's
gonna
say
have push
200
into
viewers,
Castle's counterpick, Hicked 6 first and pulls off the kill. Really, it's just about layering a good equalizer. And once that equalizer, he
really
knew
good
he was dead.
I
equalizer.
want to draw your eyes to the minion HP. That one minion didn't die. That
6.
would have been level 6.
Yep, that's why Castle was sticking around.
That's why Castle was sticking around. He thought that minion was going to die to his minions.
Yeah,
don't know how much
I
health
love
that
the chat
minion had,
interaction. That's always
but
my
it was
my
like,
my
I don't
thing.
know, 15 or something like that. It was a minion auto attack away practically.
That's where
from
Zitop would be
dying.
better about top
That
laners.
is
Can't
why I
play the
don't wanna
jump.
play top
Yeah.
lane. Like,
Bro, if they put Azir top, like if they swapped it at 20 and put Castle on Azir here,
it is
and
painful,
Aurora mid,
now Isle's going to surprise Cry here.
they are
He is
vibing.
put low. Castle does have the level 6 advantage. He is coming in trying to look for a fight.
But they
goes
should be
across
more
the
vibing
veil.
on this
He's
matchup.
getting cooked up though in that invis, and now Saint arrives. Magical Journey not going to do much. Flash away, but Castle's in trouble. Tries to go back with the Between Worlds and just gets locked down and killed. Sent back
So
to
what
the
you're
base.
saying is you don't want Antonio's
Cry getting
rage
chased out of his
today?
own jungle here as well.
Nah.
Dokla overheating.
Nah.
Not going to be able to actually finish off Kryra, but it's
For that bit.
back, and it's a solo kill on the Vayne.
How the
and
hell
that is
did they?
barrier
Oh
flash
god,
used.
it's a horror.
Berserker gets the 1v1 kills. The wheels
Oh
have
no!
fallen
Oh, the W.
off, and now we're going to watch
Oh, the
Calmy
W miss.
probably
Saint might be
fall
dead, you
as
know.
well. Maybe
Okay,
he'll
he's fine.
get one back. The tower doesn't have the damage. Calmy survives.
Oop, he's right.
Thank God for that.
Welcome back. Welcome back, Ruzica. Welcome back, bro. Welcome back to the live. Welcome back to the live stream, Beast.
That Lion has been trying to create. Inspired.
No, let Tony raid who she wants to raid, bro. Don't be like asking her to raid me because I'm live.
Everyone taking risks and everyone getting outplays. Dokla
Like
and
if she's like, oh my god,
Berserker
Jamada's live, I will raid Jamada, then she can do that.
Right away. They are on point. Sajed was just greedily interrupting a recall, it looks like.
So look, man, how's the day been?
How many curtain calls?
Slow.
So he gets 2 Qs off, lands the roof, and then just opens up, and now it's about,
1,
can you dodge?
2.
No,
Do you not barrier
no.
the third?
No.
Flashed?
I mean,
Oh.
yes. And then no.
Oh,
Any
through barrier.
non-flash he got hit by.
That's
Through
brutal.
barrier.
Yeah, that was just pinpoint accuracy.
Oh
and
my god.
Really well timed deadly flourish, because when Sajed is against the wall, you can't tumble out. Like, when you're between the tower and the wall, there's no way to actually dodge that. So had the angle, really well done, and Sajed probably could have just barriered an earlier shot of the curtain call to keep his health high and tried to save flash for the 4th shot.
Decent chance.
But of course it does go bad, and now bot lane is a bit of a disaster here. Down 900 gold, and now Lion's going to get rooted up. Isles decides not to follow through, but Inspired is behind Calmy, and he's going to get the bad news. Calmy flashes, use the Emperor's Divide, does survive, but is incredibly low.
Yeah, gets the flash out, but also got the Sejuani ultimate. Saint looking to just keep the pressure on. Calmy's keeping his CS up pretty well and has actually absorbed a couple of dives without dying.
Saint does have flash, and he does have ultimate, and there's no tools.
Yeah, no. Sorting out stuff for the house. Did a little bit. Yo, take it easy, Zareth. Have a good night. Did the dishes. I need to start tomorrow. I've got to kind of wake up semi-early and then make a bunch of fucking phone calls.
Behind you, you know Inspired still has flash, and now this is brutal. Castle starting to get proxied here as Lion's going to move up towards the top side. Has the temper.
Yo, Hakeem, Salim.
Not going to elect to spend it.
Is this your new house? No, no, no. I've lived here for
DSG. Every lane is crying.
17 years.
Kryra couldn't gamble, wasn't willing to gamble on that Drake. He would have had the time to take it since Inspired was clearing out the grubs, but now Inspired, he's so fast in the
news,
protoplasm. Like, a lot of times
potentially.
Non-Sundered Sky
It should be
junglers,
due
you
tomorrow.
fall behind early, and then you'll
Sound like that guy
power
from
spike like this with,
Black Country,
Inspired having the protoplasm harness,
where they're
and
trying
that'll,
to get
like,
him to say
equalize you to the
different
more
words
item.
like, with the
But he's just
proper
so far
pronunciation.
ahead, he's just hit the power spike so much faster.
Yeah,
Now
it's
he
just
can
the
do
guy
whatever he
from
wants.
like somewhere in South England, and he's just going tomorrow, and then the guy's going back to him tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. Tamara.
Will be strong with the other Triforce, but that is a
butter.
ways away, and it is going to be
trying to get him to say
probably
butter.
An uncontested dragon here.
He's going
Lion
butter.
as DSG
Butter.
just trying to hold on.
Butter.
I mean, mid and jungle aren't behind really.
Bro, Black
but
Country
bot
is
lane
just
and top lane is a bit of a canyon. and
different,
even from
different
deficit,
gravy,
Lion was
gravy that
team
accent.
fighting better, so it is definitely very
Scouse or Jamada would change lives? No, the fuck it wouldn't. I can't do a Scouse accent.
Yeah, Saint probably having a lot of fun on Yone as well. Off of control mage duty. His Yone career record, 10-3. Pretty good, not amazing, but you're definitely going to take those when you're winning that.
Is that where
high
Thorin's
percentage
from?
of your games.
Thorin is from...
See what happens here in the bottom lane of Sajed.
I want to say Thorin is from just south of Yorkshire. He might just be from Yorkshire.
Look for this, and now he's going to clone forward, trying to look for him.
Oh my god, he's just trying to solo call me through that.
Oh
Oh my god. He just 1v2'd them. Oh my god, that was crazy.
Give him the thumbs up, Saint. Well played as Lion
Wow,
now
he just gritted on them,
I
bro.
think 11-3 on Yone is in his future. What an outplay right there. You'd think Kryra thought he was being really cute by...
I think it will change lives. I'm just not sure it's for the better, exactly.
But that just gave him more time to hit Call Me. He's never going to snap back if he doesn't want to. He snaps back, presses the R to buffer it right back into Call Me, and just perfectly plays that 1v2.
Yeah, very well played. I mean, Call Me was just posturing forward so confidently because he has his jungler there, but Saint just fights it out, takes him down. Sajed
Thorin gives me proper Midlands vibes.
Side, but way behind, doesn't have the tier 2 boots, and a
Thorin gives me proper Midlands vibes.
Castle does have the push right now on Dokla, trying to keep things as close as he can, but Lion definitely in full control and will just be continuing to push forward. Lions, though, jumping out of the brush, surprises Dokla and forces a flash.
Yeah, Dokla didn't want to have one-shot threat there. If they land the Bard stun, didn't have eyes on Wukong either. He could have easily been in that bush as far as Dokla was concerned, so doesn't want to give over the first death of the game.
Sajed popping the final hour, looking for the 1v1, realizes, you know what, never mind, I can't win it.
Pretty sure he's from the northeast.
Immediately going to have to back off. It was already getting low.
Well, if he's from the northeast,
Gonna look for the plate, won't
then
quite get the knock down, but the minions might
that
do the job
would
for him.
make him be from Yorkshire.
Sajed at least stays alive, but it is Berserker up 2,000 gold off of the rare.
Because he definitely doesn't sound like a Geordie.
Solo kill in a 1v1.
Yeah, and Inspired getting the second straight red buff from Kryra. Kryra is going to realize likely that it was just stolen as he walked past with the way the
because the way he says bro is like, bro.
Berserker here tries to go for the flash predict, can't find a
W
beautiful
movement.
backstep there from Berserker. Has
W movement, high key.
Flashing over
He's still gonna die, but
should be able
to Isles' heal didn't touch him.
Isles does arrive. There's a
Good
condemn,
hook.
but Saint is here to pick up the kill.
Unlucky
Isles
that it goes over to Isles.
A nice attempt at a play from DSG, and it does get them the 1-for-1. But Lions,
yeah, Richard sounds English.
Here and may get
Richard sounds way too
Inspired
English. That guy's not
really
Welsh.
To use it and will not have to, as it is going to be another kill going the way of Lion, and Saint is even going to be able to get the bottom.
I have successfully redirected a raid from you to Jake.
It came at great cost. The ball
redirected.
goes over to Saint. Inspired picks up a kill on
redirected.
The CC chain from Lion is really so good whenever.
Let me open the stream and have it say Don Jake at the top.
In the area, but this is a 2v3. Call Me
Let me read the chat.
Back over the wall as they wanted to try to push in and then realized they were outnumbered as Isles was in that brush also. So Inspired takes away another buff, just constantly playing in
You are an evil guy.
That is, multiple red buffs, now taking away the blue. He knows he is stronger.
So you can see
Let's look at the movement. Look at the movement here.
Pushed Vayne out. He thought he was in a safe spot, not to mention where Isles was, getting deep wards in the jungle. So pretty surprised that there's two people here, and when he's in this situation, I think he plays it as best as he can. Dodges most of the spells, tries to move towards Isles to get the heal, isn't quite enough damage, but with how much DSG had to invest just to get that one kill, they're far too deep.
I remember episode 4's where Richard talked about his childhood in the Northeast and how they tried to push the NFL on the telly.
Brush and Castle and Kryra will be able to team up to knock
good
one
find.
down. Saint goes in
Saint.
with the faded seal.
He's got bulk. He might get the slow. One more. Unlucky. Is he?
The damage and does the tower shot on the other side? No.
I thought that last duel I was going to proc the passive and maybe I did a bit more damage.
After Dokla falls, so DSG not giving up.
Hashtag noticing my viewership just went up. Did the LEC just wind down?
A nice little tumble to the side, keeps the Jet alive.
Several people.
And the curtain call is still up and available, so he has to be careful.
Yeah, I think
and then Cadril will turn off his stream, maybe. And then the viewership will go up again. Guys, maybe Cadril is killing esports. Maybe Cadril is killing esports. Maybe Mark is killing esports, guys. Maybe he's killing esports because the people that are normally here are there. And that's how I will channel that. That's obviously exactly how that works one-to-one.
Gotta be able to threaten on the counter engage.
Actually, now that I think about it, like that FlyQuest video was hella right, no?
If he goes aggressive, could be in a little bit of trouble. Has no ult or flash, and they are gonna go in here. Pops the Fate Seal, just trying to be able to actually buy a little bit of time, with that Soul Unbound. Inspired was in the area, they get the teleport. Good play from DSG. I mean, they don't get a kill, but they do get a teleport, and they get some time spent there by Inspired.
Yeah, they're in a really difficult spot in this game, though. Even though they've played a couple of sequences nicely, they're going to lose this Rift Herald. They're likely going to still have to reset because the Vayne has no pressure anywhere on the map.
From 60k to 30k. Damn.
fairly unlikely they're able to
I mean,
secure
people
this
are
Drake
truly
unless
just very much
Lion
interested in the
really
the
invest for
video
on top
game
lane.
that gets played and nothing
It's
else.
going to be very tough. I mean,
I'm telling you, there are bigger problems at large than what people like to highlight. Like, I'm telling you right now, the fact that short form content is the way it is just, it is brutally. Oh, hello, Call Me. Good luck, bro.
The Herald coming in here. And we'll see how Call Me can try to play this. The teleport going to be coming in from Castle. Nice Emperor's Divide, scoops him back. It does
low-key guys just killed the tower, no?
But the tower is getting low. Isles has the aggro.
I feel like this is a
Castle
mega
comes in
creep.
between worlds, trying to knock down Isles. He's incredibly low. Flash forward, shut down there for Call Me. Now Kryber arrives. Can they
I feel like they can play if they kill the tower,
the answer
maybe.
looks like it is no, but again, another
Oh,
good
Sajid.
play here from DSG, not rolling over. They are
Coach
not
Rima
gonna give up this game without a
241.
fight.
How are you adding value to the
Has a
scene this
bounty,
evening?
so call me a pretty big
Today we are
benefactor of that
providing
play.
a
They're
community.
gonna
Oh,
try to
Sajid
continue
did.
to invade, but
Today we are providing a community.
Sajid, I mean, he escaped from Saint before and then just kind of walks back blind into the jungle and dies.
This keeps happening. DSG makes the big play, and then immediately something good happens for Lion.
Quick,
That
someone
itself
DDoS. Someone
was a little
DDoS
strange
bomb.
to me.
I
feel
need
like if they
partner.
just
Nah,
let
let's
the
just
Herald
stop doing
crash
evil shit.
And Inspired is
We need
in
we
on
need to
kill,
we need to call
I
in the
think
big
they
guns.
Probably just one-shot Call Me before the TP can arrive, but he spends so
And then when
much
I have
time
partner,
inside the
I'm
Herald,
happy
they don't have
to.
the lockdown to get the kill, and the play ends up going bad.
Yeah, maybe
Let's-
they thought they could slow play.
let's get the
tower
viewership going.
First or something, but it definitely did not work out. And now Isles
Oh hell no.
is going to get spotted.
Saint is dead,
here.
I think.
Saint on the side in the 1v2 against Lions, and Call Me
Oh.
goes back in with the faded seal, and it looks like Call Me is going to be falling again.
Oh
Saint
my
does
God.
it once again in the 1v2.
Do not piss me off.
And surely he's going to fall.
Okay,
Does take
Kryra
a
had to
while,
flash
but is
Q.
knocked down there by Kryra. Might
Isles
be
is gonna
Isles
die unless
falling
he
here too.
flashes.
Kryra trying to stay ahead of him, trying to block the dredge line. Can't
Oh,
quite
unlucky.
do it, but in comes Castle from the side to help him finish him off. It's another couple kills going the way of DSG.
And this is the chaos that Lion would like to be better at playing in. They see
No,
an
Basil knows about
opportunity to
League.
go for a kill, so Saint flies
But
in,
she's
but
a
the
she's an
numbers just
artist
absolutely aren't
before
there.
she's
Rumble is
like
bot,
a
Jhin
league
is
streamer, I
mid,
think.
Sejuani's solo killing the Drake, so there's no way
As far as I know,
there's a
anyway.
legitimate
Anyway,
numbers
Basil's
advantage there
Basil's a
for
homie.
Lion.
I
Turns
love
out
I love
DSG just
Basil.
have more people towards the top
That's
side,
my
so
goat.
yes, they lose the objectives in the waves, but they get the kills.
She ain't do nothing
at the
wrong.
end of this fight.
Yeah, and Saint just again, being able to find the play here in the
Maddie actually has Basil did a drawing of me in like her little
He
cat
has been
character.
smurfing here, lands basically everything.
It's really
Finishes them all,
adorable. I have to
snaps
ask
back,
Maddie
and
to take a
makes
picture of it
really
and send
hard
it.
to get the kill. Gets the Q as well as the shield before they eventually chase him down.
So Jed able to survive there, but this has just not been a fun game for him. Ever since the beginning of the game, that 2v2, they lost that pretty hard and then got solo killed in a 1v1 by Berserker.
Lion is a fraudulent
And
team.
That's kind of why you're picking the Vayne into the Jhin.
Yeah,
is to
this has
be
been a
able
better
to
showing
move that
today, though,
the
I think.
other way, right? You're looking for those 1v1
First game,
outplays.
just slow and
They're gonna find a dive
controlled.
on the
Saint
top side.
is
3v1,
feeling himself.
no
I don't know.
chance
This
for
is like a
Castle,
big,
didn't even get to move.
big aura
That's what they
regain.
envisioned when they wanted
Big
to dive
aura
easier.
regain. Even though it's
Was,
only
let's lock him
DSG
down
and
and then
DSG just
surely we
have
kill him.
Yeah, they got
So-
the
I
rare
looked really
redo.
volatile.
Killed
I
the mess
think
up.
this is the kind of
Exactly, yeah.
game and
Zero on
performance
the other
that is
side of the
super
map,
important
though,
to
trying
have.
get some gold back. Call Me will be able to at least take down a tier 1 tower.
I think this is the kind of game that really rebuilds confidence.
So not going to be a massive cash in. There is still that top lane tier 1, which has like a one little tickle of health left on it. There's any auto, any minion, anything is going to kill that. So DSG can
Since
get a
you're
little
British
bit
and
of
old
gold,
too,
but
ever played
Lion, couple of
RuneScape?
Plays, once again, kind of re-extend that gold lead.
Nah.
And it is now up to 4.5k once again.
Saint is
I never got
really
into
becoming
it.
a problem in this
I remember
game.
my friends were trying to get me into it when I was in
Creating a
like
lot
year
of pressure
5,
on
which
his
was
own,
like I was 10 years old, I think.
making it difficult for Kryra to even kill
I had,
Krugs.
like, friends trying to get me
Lines
into it when I
up,
was
that
like
just
10.
lets everyone else on the map relax
10,
as long
11.
as Saint has it under control. And even with all
And I was
this
like,
aggressive
nah, I'm
gold,
good.
died once so
I didn't have a
far this
laptop
game
at the
on
time.
Yone.
Or did I? No, I didn't have a laptop at the
Inspired going
time.
for that full supportive style item. Has the bandle pipes. Very good on Sejuani. Helps you, even with the attack speed on Sejuani, helps you stack up your passive more quickly. There was some tech for a while. People were doing bandle pipe Sejuani top and just utilizing that buff.
Next
to
series should
actually
be better.
stack
Yeah, I
really,
agree.
really
Next
fast.
series should
So
be better.
obviously
This
you're
series is a
playing
bit
with
sleeper.
Yone. The Yone uses that attack speed pretty well. So that's also going to be nice. And it's just another cheap, efficient item as Lion looking for a play here. Kryra will clone for the disengage, but Call Me kind of didn't get the memo that they were backing up, and he's just going to be hit by the Glacial Prison, knocked down in a hurry. As Berserker pops the curtain call and Kryra's got nowhere to go, he's going to die and the bear just
Bizarre.
spawned. I think Lion are going to be heading right
Okay,
for it.
Sajid.
Sajid looking for that play on a Berserker.
Oh
Doesn't get rooted up, but it's a beautiful hook. Results in
my
yet another kill.
God.
DSG were all over the place in that one. It
Oh,
felt like
just-
they all
just
had a
put 'em
different
to bed,
idea of
bro.
how they wanted to play it out.
And Lion had one singular idea of how to play it out. Their team fighting has been superior this entire series. The timing could also not be better with the Baron spawning at 20 minutes. Even if Jhin is not that good at Baron, the Yone certainly is, and Saint is 2,500 gold ahead of Call Me after that last triple kill.
Yeah, not too bad, and they're going to be able to grab that Baron, reset
Email.
with lots of time to be able to actually look for the next dragon, which would be Soul Point for them. Lion up now, nearly 7,000 gold as their carries are just dominating. And I mean, Call Me just didn't run.
Bro, we need a 7 TV emote. That is just the email.
Maybe he was thinking that there was no way to actually fully escape, so he had to fight.
That would be the only thing.
And it needs to be like
then, unfortunately,
a really one-sided game at the top.
Able to escape, and
Or something. I don't know, someone get creative.
At the very bottom, but Berserker just walks towards his team, and they can collapse on the first target hooked.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of just felt like they were all on a very different page.
Very different pages.
Kryra and Sejet and
Yeah,
Lions
everyone
want
was
to
on a
run.
very different page,
Call Me's
for sure.
re-engaging. Then Kryra's like, oh crap, I better stay. But his mid laner's already dead. Then Sejet's like, well, what if
It's
I
funny
go
how
for
everyone in
a
their
1v1, you know,
late 20s and early 30s knows about, yeah, man, that was the game of the time for a lot of those
Will
people.
find nothing, but at least it looks cool.
A lot of people in my
Saint
my
heading up towards
age
that
bracket,
top side to
slightly
reinforce.
older than me,
Isles is
yeah.
coming as well. Magical Journey to try to get
Course,
them back
bro.
to safety. See if it does just that, as Saint looking forward with the Soul Unbound, but cannot find them.
Yeah, they are
Yeah, I
all
just don't.
spread
Oh
out
my.
right now, though,
Yeah.
so Lion can look to
Alright.
collapse.
Well,
Yeah, Kryra in a lot of trouble, already low here. Castle goes
yeah,
between
Saint
worlds, but
CC'd
he
for a while.
CC'd up, barely
Hold on.
surviving, gets the shutdown though on the other side. Curtain call going to be popped.
Castle's
Can't
out.
quite find Castle, who's looking for the
Isles
base.
went
The
too
Jet
deep. Oh my
starting to
god.
get the damage
Surely
rolling
not,
here. Call Me
guys.
shifting forward. They get another
Oh,
kill.
no,
DSG
no,
come
no,
to
no, no.
life here. Do get 2 kills. Unfortunately, cannot chase down for more, and there's no objective.
If you
available
laugh, your
for them.
contract is cancelled.
Bard Trickery comes in clutch in that fight. So the initial pick with the Bard ult missing made Lion extremely confident that they'd push them all back. But then, kind of with the snap of a finger,
Nah, I
like
Bard is good with like anything,
there,
bro.
and they could get the burst damage down onto Saint. So they collect that bounty.
Wait,
Call
Call
Me's
Me's
trying to
dead, by
collect
the way.
his turret. Inspired,
Oh, okay, he's
has
squaw.
other ideas.
I think he's
he
still
might
dead.
be getting collected as Dokla just running in. Easy kill for him. It is an objective bounty and a tower. And they're taking the dragon on the other side. So if they get this dragon, it's honestly super worth it.
A couple bounties would be going their way, but Yone's coming in to stop it.
Yep, they are going to be TPing down, and Sejet
Do
is
they
just
care?
trying to play guard duty here, trying to keep Berserker out. They need to burst this down quick. Will they have the time to do it? Isles is in the pit. We'll see if Kryra can get it. He does secure that.
Ah,
but the
Saint
question is,
fucked
can
up
he
the
get
E
out
over the
with
wall. I
his life?
fucked up that
The rest
exact
of
spot
TSG
before.
should survive.
I actually
Kryra
don't know
looks
if you
too
can get over the
lucky,
wall
so
there, you
lucky.
know.
Saint waiting over the wall.
You know, I
Eventually
really
he
want to
will
test.
fall.
I really want to test it because I
It
feel
is
like
a
I've
couple kills
gone
going
over.
their way,
I've
but
seen
honestly,
Yone's go over that
this
wall, and
is
I've
so
tried to go
sad.
over it before, and it
Taking
doesn't
the
work.
objective bounty off the dragon and the
I'm
tier
loading
on
up
top.
League right now, so I
If they
can
don't
test it
lose
the second
much
that
more
we
here, that's
come out of
pretty
this
good
game.
for DSG.
I completely agree. It's super worth it. Most situations in this game, they're still going to end up losing, but collecting 2 objective
Ooh,
bounties
good rocket
almost
belt.
always worth it.
Castle going between worlds. The Tempered Fate comes out and misses again. That has been a common sight so far this game. Castle, nice use of the Rocket Belt to be able to dodge out on that Glacial Prison.
Good
hook
E.
there over
Can't
to Castle,
buffer-
and now the hard engage
can't
will
buffer
land.
that many
Call Me
abilities,
trying to
however.
shift back to safety, but is anywhere safe. Sidestepping 1, sidestepping 2, sidestepping the dredge line. Still has to dodge the
full
4
shot,
shot.
he's
Can't
dead.
do it. Dokla flashes in. It's going to look to try to finish him off. Carver coming into
He's
peel. Call Me's in trouble. He does fall.
Dokla's dead. This one's
Dokla
fun.
is likely
Sure.
to die on the other side. So Jet arrives. They do get one back. But
Nah, landing
Lion
ults on
make
Bob
the dive
would
happen,
suck,
take
I
down the
think.
tier 2.
I do want to bring back that inspired quote from earlier on in the day where he's saying that the team needs to try and play with more chaos. I'd say game 1 didn't work in that way, and I wouldn't be surprised if they brought that up with both the draft and the way they're playing for this game, because even if they don't have a huge advantage, they're just going for it. And trying to make outplays
No, but
happen
guys,
the
look
whole
who's
game.
in the...
Lion
Oh.
waiting around
Sandra's
here
lucky
as
that
they
didn't
come through
lollipop
that
and actually
magical
just turn
journey.
into the
And
proper stun there.
Lions finds 3
Oh my
Lion
days, do you guys
members
remember the
in
old
brush
Sejuani
there.
ult where
This
you would
was
throw
that
it,
initial play.
and if it
Castle,
hit someone, it would just
some 50-50
AoE stun
doing a
everyone?
good job on the initial engage.
Like,
Able to sidestep.
the old Sejuani ult there would hit. Does anyone remember that version of
with the
Sedge or no?
ultimate, but then he just kinda
And then
sticks
the old
around,
W
right?
was like
So
the
they still have the
flail, you
Baron
just
buff, they're still
flail
trying to defend
and
this
do percent
without their
HP damage,
jungler.
I think.
And you can't dodge every CC.
God, that
Once the
version of
hook
Sejuani
lands,
was
everybody
funny.
can just chain it on top of him. He gets wiped. And then Lion says, you know what? We don't just want the turret. We want to keep going. DSG actually dodges a bunch of skill shots. That's the majority of the curtain call. That's another
it was so funny.
dodge. He flashes the proto belt just at the right time, but Dokka finishes him off at the end.
Yep,
Good
gonna
night,
be able
bro.
to finish him off there. And I mean, Castle was just a little bit too close to that brush. He
It was
timed the
mega
weirding
broken,
well.
yeah.
You know, he was trying to, I think, maybe bait it and disengage with the weirding, but was just a little bit too close, and the CC chain was very clean with the Deadly Flourish as well as the ultimate coming through from Saint. And here's that quote you were talking about, chat.
Yeah, we're trying to play a bit more chaotic and see if we can find ourselves in the environment, which was talking about what happened with some of the teams at first stand. But when the chaos starts, it's good if we are choosing the best decisions possible in those moments. They're getting stage reps of that.
Yep.
You can see that happen a lot in scrims,
They are.
but they're definitely flying in, and Saint is excelling in this environment right now.
I mean, it's really important, and when you think back to first stand, Lion had a lot of really good early games, and even against the LPL, as Kryrut taking a ton of damage here will be forced back, but they weren't able to, when the games got chaotic, necessarily make the right choice, and I think that's what he's trying to train, and it's easy when you're winning the game and you have a lot of time to think about it, and you're kind of, okay, yeah, we're going to do Dragon in 4 minutes, get ready, guys, we'll reset it this time, get efficient here. But when things are fast, when they're chaotic, it is harder to make that decision correct every single time, so trying to focus on that in the early weeks here in spring, and we'll see if that does pay dividends later on in the split, and potentially if they make the MSI, maybe international.
And if DSG is going to win this game on the other side, it would actually have to be through Sajet. He's on 3 items on Vayne, so even though he's 2,300 gold behind Berserker, it's not manifesting in a huge amount of inventory difference right now. And you're going to give up a lot early when you pick Vayne.
Old Sion, bro.
He's got 5 points in Silver Balls, 5 points in Tumble, as well as 3 items.
Jesus,
really
old Sion.
If he's able to hit. So that's the one chance they'd have of winning, but if they're getting picked off like this, it's tough.
Yeah, there is a perfect engage onto him. Call me. Either didn't have the shift or was too slow to use it, but just gets hit by
I'll
the
do anything to
equalizer
play
into the
one
Deadly
more
Flourish
game
and
of Old Udyr.
take it
Oh
out
my
in a
god,
hurry.
Old
Nice play there
Udyr.
from Lion as Dokla and Berserker
Old
tag
Udyr,
team
bro. I'll do anything
take
for Old
down
Rengar.
Calmy.
I mean, they're almost the same
A lot
champ,
of
to be
times when
fair,
you're
so
two-manning
slightly
Baron, you just kind of play a little
not quite as
aggro
drastic
mid lane, not
as
really looking for a fight.
not as drastic as Udyr. What else was there?
Two-manning the Baron. That's crazy.
That is really
Old
nice.
Talon.
Doku's gonna be the first one
Oh,
towards bot, and they are pushing
Old Talon
mid
was
here
so
as well
fun.
as top. Already
How that
pushing
champion
lanes.
was allowed to
They're
stay
not gonna
like that
reset.
until
They're just
season
staying on
7,
the
I
map.
don't
They
know.
have tempo. Calmy's dead, and he's their best wave clear.
Old
So
Talon,
Lion
your
know
E,
with
you
the
could just
Baron
teleport
buff,
behind
they
your
can
target.
do a lot here.
Point
Kryer
and
was
click,
looking for a
and it
potential
used the
flank, but
silence.
Not going to go for it just yet. There's
Oh
pings
my
over there,
god.
but they are from DSG. As Lion do knock down that top lane tower. I don't think a flank could work that well, but it is just Isles by himself. Everyone else recalled, so Isles will get caught out and has to flash.
Berserker was sitting on 2,200 gold.
That's quite a bit.
So if the team was like, no, we got a good time here, if I'm Berserker, I'm saying, actually, it doesn't look that good. I think it's bad timing. I think I want to buy an item. Let's make sure we go back and collect Drake, because now he's got
CZ
full
Rock
4 items.
Portal, Banner of Command. That patch was
As the Saint,
disturbing.
4 items for both of those carries who are the
I don't know,
entire
man.
board
League's not
pretty
broken
much,
enough.
as
I
Lion
think
will
that
grab
is,
an
you know what, from a
uncontested
product
third dragon here, thanks to DSG.
standpoint,
They're
like
able to
pure
sneak away that
business,
last
right?
one, so this isn't Soul.
If I'm
DSG
somebody
will
like
give
Froxen,
it a little bit more time to try
they
to find a
really
way
need to
back
introduce
into the game.
more
It is
chaos
gonna be
into the game.
incredibly difficult.
Those
Without
are
big
the periods
misstep
where
from
League is most
Lion or,
enjoyable.
some incredible
Both playing it and watching it, to be
DSG, but
honest.
they're gonna drop the equalizer
People
once
don't
again
really
on
want
Calmy.
balance
Here
or
comes the Deadly
equilibrium.
Flourish, and it just rinse and repeat once again. He is killed just like that, but they do get one back as Dokla
They want
gets
stupid
deleted.
shit that's
Did
like
not expect the return damage coming out there from Lions. and
low-key not even
Castle.
fun to play
They
against, but
push
just
down
fun
that
as. And then,
nice
like, as long as
burst
it's
on the
like
back
it's the
kill.
Modern Warfare 2
That's the
effect,
rubber
right?
combo. That's why you see
If
it
if there's so much broken stuff
Deadly Flourish able to
that there's
chase
always
it.
something to
There's
complain
Marvel.
about, then
He's
there's,
gonna be able to
you know what I
lock him
mean?
down.
Like,
Can they get the
like
follow?
lane
No,
swaps?
they
No,
cannot.
not like lane
Berserker
swaps.
flashes away. Sajed trying to clear this out. Castle
Slightly
go
different.
between worlds, as there is no flash
Oh.
available on Berserker. Do they have the damage again?
They
It
kind of
looks like
one-shot
no.
that Cryer
Cryer is
fella.
down, as is Castle. Sajed goes in, but he
And
is
have a good
flashed on,
evening, everybody.
CC'd and dead. Lion will take the fight.
Remember
will
what
take the
Rework
game,
Akali
will
when she
take
could
the
drop
series
aggro
in
with
the time it
Shroud?
took you to blink
I
an
also
eye.
remember
All of
when her
DSG
ult
are wiped from
was
the map. DSG made some good
a
plays,
micro
but
stun.
This one was all Lion start to finish. Berserker with an incredible game. Saint with an incredible game. And Lion slow and steady will
Yeah,
finish this
a
one
cheeky
off, but not
little,
before grabbing a
point-
couple more kills and securing
0.5
their
stun or whatever it
clean
was.
2-0 over DSG.
Good looks, man. Good
Berserker
looks.
down at
Hey.
the end. They let Calmy kill him at the very end.
Good looks. I think that is an incredibly, incredibly good look for Lion overall. Remember the Aurelia ult used to disarm? Yes. Yes, that was good. Oh my god, Holy Peak is playing. Sorry. You guys don't know. You don't. I'm just gonna sit here in silence and listen to this song. I hope that's okay. And I'm gonna run ads. Cheers. I don't know why Kennan's not a thing in pro play. That champ's OP. Loads of good matchups it can play into. I don't know. I think Kenan is good. Also, like, Heike, I don't want to say full blindable, but there's a lot of spots where he's pretty close to blindable. I will say, though, I think a lot of his answers are champions, I think, that can kind of break games, which is a bit of a problem. But I think he's high-key blindable. Yeah, like it's things you don't inherently want to play in pro, but I think they're all like game breakers. I think most Western teams are too bad at playing comps that aren't traditional front to back 5v5. Yeah, I also think that too. I think playing from multiple angles has always been a problem. I mean, you think about all of the classic times, actually, like where teams have been shagged. Where teams have been shagged. Like internationally. You think about the clips that play in your head, it's always these big flanking like shenanigan nonsense. Like the Aatrox, the Gangplank, Arbor. Let's kill Proto Belt. Let's just do it. Bro, I always remember Camille on release because, and I've told this story quite a few times on stream, I had to lane versus Cabochard on Season Open Day in Season 8, and thankfully, I was playing Jax, so I ran him into the ground in lane. But if you'd think that he didn't run my pockets and the rest of my team's pockets outside the lane after that, all my days, I was dizzy. But that champ was so broken. Let me Sentinels versus TLAW, or TLAW versus Sentinels. TLAW versus Sentinels. Sorry, I'll turn the music down if you're on Twitch. Or I'll turn it off.
Last week I said
It won't be. Stop.
I think I said best series of the week was this one.
Yes.
So it has to be true.
It just has to be true.
It has to be 3 games. Also, tickets are on sale for the LCS finals at ASU's Mullet Arena from June 13th to 14th. They are still on sale, so head to Ticketmaster.com or scan the QR code to purchase your tickets today.
So yeah, you are right. This has to be the series. This is Emily's series of the week.
It's true.
Yeah. She dubbed this.
I don't know if we dubbed it my series of the week specifically, but it is. It's the one I told everyone to look out for.
Yeah.
And I'll start with Hambach, right? Because obviously when he came over, I was like, this is a guy who's going to play on the edge. He's incredibly aggressive. I think when Sentinels are winning, he is always like at the center of it. And I really love, like, obviously you just shouldn't give him Skarner. But also, this is what he had to say with his about his playstyle when we interviewed him last week.
Well, this was the NA Men interview that they had.
Oh, this is the NA Men interview.
Yeah.
When we, so this is about his like actual playstyle. What I think was really interesting in tandem with this is when we did talk to him about his playstyle, and he was like, I want to be a jungler. I don't care what other junglers think of me, right? Like, I don't care what other NA junglers think of me. It's whatever. What I care about is what laners think of me. I want laners to be afraid of me.
Yeah, I mean, even just within the quote that they had in name and the fact that he's talking about how
wasn't Aurora ult on release just a bigger team-wide Camilo as well? No, I don't think its effects ever changed. No.
Going to be pushing the limit. The idea of him like
Rez survived LPL English shutting down. Pog. Yeah.
And he just wants to be the one that is constantly looking for ganks within lanes, who's constantly threatening lanes, like cutting vision. It kind of reminds me of what River was amazing at.
Yep.
When the brother was playing here.
I also have to say,
I miss River.
They've won 4 games, 3 of them have been on Skarner.
Yeah,
his Skarner is crazy good.
Yeah.
I haven't necessarily loved him on his carry picks, but he carries with Skarner, which is the best thing to see.
Yeah. And we also had an interview with Jan yesterday, like last week. Not yesterday. The week goes by very quickly. Yeah, he just talks about Hambach a lot and very.
Oh, you couldn't exit it without flashing.
Talking about how he's very helpful to have.
Shit, you're right. Yeah, they changed that so fast though, didn't they?
It is, to your point.
I think it was only like that for a couple of patches after release, right?
That's always looming, especially with a Skarner.
Aurora.
I just liked. I loved hearing this from Jan just because this is exactly what
I think they changed that very, very shortly after
release,
right?
Thinking about, is he going to be there? And like you brought up River, that he is kind of the jungler who's
yeah, oh
in
my
NA
God.
that I think of the most when you think of, oh God, is he going to be in this brush, right?
Yeah.
Like, how far can our bot lane play forward if we're worried about Hambach coming down here and kind of disrupting it? And I also think Jose has been that for Team Liquid on the other side.
I feel like Jose would be fairly similar to the way Hambach plays.
Yes.
It was less focused in lock-in. I feel like it's been more focused so far in Spring Split, where Team Liquid has looked good. I think there was so much discussion about whether or not this team
I just read it.
potential that we haven't.
Jamal, do you know Sentinels haven't banned or played Pantheon in Spring or EWC?
This year, they're 3-0. So predictions for this series, even if we feel like it's going to be
Pantheon's been really present in their games.
Sentinels beat them.
Are they just not banning it?
2-1.
True.
That's with game 1 having Guardian Scion, which can't even count.
Are they just not banning it?
Can't count that.
Did count, but
can it?
all
can't
3
do
of
it.
us.
Oh, Raz, you're going 2-0.
And Raz is even 2-0.
Yeah.
Look, I made this clear.
Wow.
I think they're the best team right now in the league, and I think that Sentinels
they
is a
don't
team
ban it
that's,
at all.
ramping up, but they're still in the middle of the.
They banned
ramp
it in
up.
their
They're
last
still 1
series
and 2.
versus Griffin, but this might have been 4-5.
Oh, I did
no, this
notice
first
something
3.
on screen.
Yeah, they
An extra
really
person on
don't ban it
stage.
often, do they?
I think It's a dawn of a new era.
Is it?
Yes, when you visualize
is Spawn,
Team Liquid, a
Spawn,
team
Spawn,
like, that's fighting constantly, scrapping constantly.
Spawn back.
What do they want? A leader.
Spawn
Who
is
do
back.
They need?
Spawn is
a
back.
Bald-headed leader.
Yeah.
And of course,
Oh
in a dawn
my
of a
God,
new era,
they've stitched him up.
It's Spawn's era.
They've stitched him up.
A very
They have
beard.
stitched Spawn up here.
What
Oh
is
my
this, Raz?
God.
What have you done?
Well, they've been having a little bit of struggles, okay, if you want to talk about online play, and in general, losing games here and there, wondering if they can get things right. And even though series-wise, it's been perfect, gameplay-wise, there's one very angry Australian that wants to see
Dude,
them
and
play
he's
correctly.
so much more
It's the man
jacked.
that you're
Like
currently
he's
seeing on
getting
stage. You can
dad
always
strength.
see the light glistening
The
on
aura.
his bald head.
The aura.
Yes.
He's getting so much
So I
dad
wanna hear
strength.
from the
Look at him.
casters. What do you guys have to say about this?
Oh no.
I can see the light glistening on his bald head too. Ball is OP.
There you go. Ball is beautiful, Kobe. That's what they say.
So the players are able to focus without being blinded by their coach. I actually talked to Spawn.
Doubles as a weapon, you know?
I talked to Spawn when he got here, and he was mainly
About his bald head?
He was, and I was like, wow, that is really beautiful. He was talking about how he was so tired when he got here because his visa process, you know how for us it's like, oh no, we have to like drive downtown LA, it like takes a couple hours or whatever, and then you have to wait in line. He had to fly across Australia to go to the visa appointment, then fly back 5 hours to the other side,
visa in
and then
all of
fly all the way
Australia?
to LA, another 11 hours, and then he had to go into the show day immediately, then into practice, and so he's one tired Teletubby. Or he was. He was. Now he's fine.
I don't need a mental imagery of Spawn as a Teletubby.
Well, I mean,
I think he would make a great Teletubby.
I don't, all right, well, maybe if they lose today, the team can get him to wear a Teletubby suit for the next time.
Hey,
but
if they win, now that's a good luck charm, you know?
Yeah, okay.
The thing
sure
is,
enough.
they already have been winning.
Those jackets
so.
are clean, though.
Yeah, I do like the jackets a lot. Those look cool.
I like those jackets.
But all right, everybody, welcome. It's Team Liquid going up against
Lion
Sentinels.
games were
Last match of the
meh.
week. I think this one
They were
looks
meh.
like
They were meh.
it
They were meh.
absolutely should be the best matchup of the week too.
They were meh.
Considering all the other ones
Here we go.
were
Draft. Will Sentinels.
lopsided, then I
Yeah,
agree
Will Sentinels
with
ban
you.
Pantheon. They're on red side as well.
Okay,
And
we're looking
Skarner's
up here.
banned. So
well, immediately,
I wonder if
Team
this is going to
Liquid
prompt the
looking
Pantheon
at
ban
the
then.
jungle. They
Nocturne
want to ban
gone.
away the signature Skarner
I'm really curious about this call out. Yo, Frank, thank you for calling this out. You know, this is like a big hashtag Noah thing.
And then Sentinels respond by banning out the knock wave combo.
Yeah, no Karma ban just yet. You know, we are seeing a lot of Enchanter bans these days. Even the last series we were seeing, you know, first round Seraphine bans, which I think is kind of interesting because that is a little bit more atypical. So it was something that was added to the list. But it is going to be a Bard ban, so now Sentinels will be the ones that have to ban Karma unless they're willing to give it up, which is pretty rare these days.
Yeah, and I don't think they're gonna do it. Yeah, here we go. So Karma ban.
Well,
you
there's the
definitely
Pantheon
still
left up.
Can go, like, other
So
stuff
what are they?
to the
Yeah,
Ash
like
Seraphine. You don't have to
I guess they just
necessarily,
prefer Jarvan into
jump
it.
on first
Like
base.
I feel like
A lot
Jose
of the coaches I've been talking
is very
to are
likely
like,
to
oh,
just
yeah, each
be like,
one
yo,
has
give me
their
Pantheon
special,
there.
You know, like I was hoping that they were gonna do it. Type
Seraphine.
Of answer, so
I guess this
maybe
also
Golden
means like if
Blue,
they
has a
snap up
special
Ash,
one.
oh
You
my
could
god,
just
Rumbles
go,
are, oh my, so many power picks are up.
Like Nautilus kill lane into it. With Bard and Karma both being banned out, that's what I usually jump to. But you can still do like Caitlyn Nico or something.
Okay, they go Jarvan.
Because Caitlyn range and sieging has been.
So they don't even prio
Pantheon.
Pantheon.
I also kind of like some
By the
teams
way,
are just,
like
when Seraphine gets first pick, they just take away the Ashe. I actually kind of feel like the Ashe is more flexible with other champions than the Seraphine is, in my view. But it's obviously personal opinion, and different teams agree, you know, or disagree on it. Jarvan, Rumble, though, that is the answer. They're saying you're going to draft Ashe Seraphine. These champions do not have dashes. We will be diving you. That is our answer. So it is a clear game plan here from Sentinels.
And I think that if you are running this is a lot of hard engage, then
Okay.
Nautilus lane would make sense. No pressure there. You got the spicy.
Do you at
hot
least
pot,
want
and,
Ezreal here?
You can make the bot lane spicy as well.
Like there's absolutely no need to blind mid. I don't think you should ever take top side. Well, oh god, the thing is, guys, Darkwings is mid. So if you go Rise, I don't know. Like I hate the idea of being on red and only getting counter on bot.
all of a sudden
Jhin.
spicy lane
Okay.
on the bottom side might be spicy in a bad way for
Rahel
you.
on Jhin. I
So
don't.
they grab the Jhin early,
Bro, I think we
which is
want
definitely
Rahel
one
on
of the
a
AD carries.
slightly
Flowers,
more
it plays-
carry-centric
it's one of the
champ,
AD
man.
carries that can play well
you see
into
last
the
game?
Ashe Seraphine.
There was
All right.
more going on than the Jhin
But
last
Jhin
game.
solo killed
We'll see how. I'm not fully bought in here.
was owning.
I'm not fully bought in
There
from
was other people
Sentinels.
owning too, but also the Jhin.
I can see the smile on your face. Not even you are taking that seriously.
Hey, he
This
did
is-
great.
Okay,
They're
all
just
right.
running it back what Lion played, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
It makes a
They're
lot
just
of sense.
mixing it up a little
It
bit,
makes
so
a
it's
lot
not
of
obvious
sense with
that
the
they're
comp,
copying.
okay?
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense. You got the Jarvan Rumble dive, Jhin ultimate
Yeah, it's
over
super
the
bizarre.
top,
I do agree,
and the
Gianni.
lane
Like,
is fine. So
Yeon
now
on
let's
core seems
progress here,
super
into the solo
comfortable
lanes.
on this 2v2
Now,
compared to pretty much any
I
other.
mean, Morgan
Quid looks
definitely
ill.
very
Let's hope he's
scary
not.
versus Impact just as an
Let's hope
isolated
he's not.
lane, So I do value banning the Ambessa both for the players but also for the comps. When you have Ashe Seraphine, it seems like it creates a lot of space for Ambessa to work. And we have seen the combinations of CC, Ashe Arrow into Seraphine ult and Ambessa ult. It's just like your carry basically doesn't get to move. It's very, very dangerous for the team fight. So I do like this protection ban.
The Anivia ban is kind of saying Sentinels need to ban out.
They took
Ryze,
Rumble, so
probably
Impact
that's
doesn't
gonna
make
be
a gap.
Quid
Yeah.
does love that
Truth.
champion, so
Truth
that
nuke.
would be the potential ask. Instead, it is going
Truth
to be a
nuke.
ban of Annie. So we'll see what their plan is going to be. Also curious to see if TL is going to focus any of the bans
Well,
down on Huhi and the support
they
role.
banned the
Maybe
Nivea.
because they think it's game one, he's just going to play an engaged champ and they don't really care. Like they're thinking it's all going to be kind of similar.
Because what they're thinking, what YTL are doing is they're thinking supports on 4. They're not going to be able to, like, the only thing maybe they should consider banning here is Nautilus, actually. I think TL should consider banning Nautilus.
But of course, you can play Nautilus, you can play
Yeah,
Rakan, you can play
okay.
all kinds
And
of
then
different
I
champs down
think
there, and Huhi is very adept on
you
the game.
try to look at something like a Nico.
That one is just kind of
I think you go Nico. TL will probably end up going.
A little bit more safety for Yeon and Core, but
Yo, do you want to get
there's
Cassioed?
many other engaged supports that Huhi
Do
can
you want to
go
get
with.
Cassioed? Or do you
And
want to
the
get,
Anivia
like...
ban means that
Quid is
Ryze
going to pick
priority
something
is up.
and
Is
pop
a
your head open, bro.
very good
I
answer to the Ryze
I don't know. This is one of the few times where I think it
let's
might
see
be
what
okay
the
to let
other answer is gonna
Ryze
be for
go.
Quid, since they banned out the Anivia themselves, and they were kind
I
of
feel like
speculating
Quid has a lot of
that
good
this
picks
might
into this,
happen.
you know.
Here we go.
Ooh.
Another Yone.
The melee carries with
Ooh.
the Ashe Seraphine.
Okay,
is
I
really
like this from
nice.
TLAW.
Ultimate over
So
the top.
Ornn
Again,
can,
massive
this
amounts of
is
CC
sick,
here.
yeah.
Huge
And you know
team
what?
fight
They
for
won't even really
TLAW.
care about the fact that they're full
Very,
AD
very
here.
strong group, potential
There's
they
no
have.
tank.
And while I think Ryze is fine at the 1v1
I thought the hover there was quite funny too.
Play Ryze into this team composition. There's so much CC in your relatively
The
short
Amumu
range.
hover, because I think they're calling out. They think
Everyone
Kuhi's
too
going to
far
go
forward, all of a sudden you're
Amumu.
Flash stunned there by Pantheon, then the Encore comes through, then the Fate Seal comes through, then the Crystal Arrow comes through, then the Call of Forge
It's
comes
Rumble
through.
support.
Rumble support. Look at that.
Oh, wow. Haven't seen this in a long
So
time.
we are going to be cooking.
Wow, cool.
The spicy hot pot is in the bottom lane already.
Cool,
for when
cool,
Jarvan
cool,
comes.
cool.
Okay.
This is pretty cool.
Cool,
When I've
cool,
seen
cool.
it,
I
you
like
know,
this. Alright, I'm
people
gonna run the
doing,
90
like,
seconds of
a
ads.
couple points
This is
in
something.
the
This is
game,
like a
trying to
solo
do
queue
it.
answer. Yeah, Rumble
Basically,
support is
you're trying to hit,
okay.
like,
It's
electro
okay.
harpoon into a root. Kind of the combo that we saw later in the game.
It's
from
okay. It's not
Noble,
bad.
you
Rumble
know,
support
with
it
Berserker
deals so much
last
damage
game.
for
We'll see how
a
it does
support
actually
that
in
it
the
catches a
game.
lot of people
And
off guard.
again, since you're in the lane
This is
already
definitely
from
not
the
bad at
beginning
all.
of the game, you get lots of value out of the equalizers early on the champions that don't.
Yeah, definitely
have
don't sleep
dashes.
on this, guys.
You know, low mobility for Ashe and for Seraphine, so they can definitely set up for Jarvan ganks fairly effectively. Rumble is a very high damage support. It is a little bit more risky.
I'm worried
with
about
their
Impact
position,
Zarhen.
though, so Pantheon
Yeah, so am I.
enemy
Yo,
jungle
chat. I'm just
could be
quickly.
a
I'm gonna go
deterrent,
dish up some
could be
food
a
because
factor here,
I'm starting to get a bit
especially
hungry.
because Jose has
It's the
been
first
very
meal I've cooked
active,
myself in God knows
and
how long.
quite
I'm
good
hoping it
this
doesn't taste
split.
like shit.
It's also from
I
what
will be
can
back
see, this is
in a
the first
second.
time it's been played in any region this split in support. So no games have been played anywhere except top lane actually so far this split. This is something that has been played in the past, of course. You know, occasionally it's played in solo queue, but definitely not a Carrier. It's definitely not a popular pick by any means. And this split, first time seeing it. It is going to be hit or miss. I feel like if you get ahead, you can be really useful. But on these kind of picks, you are a melee damage carry in support. If you are losing, you are going to lose hard.
Exactly. You're going to be a cannon minion at that point, so the execution really needs to be there for the bottom lane duo. The other thing I'm going to be looking at here, impact on the Zehen. This champion, remember, you're not going to get the revive unless you're fully stacked on determination, and being able to stack that up can be very difficult with the amount of CC that you've already talked about. Fate Sealed, into the Encores, into the Crystal Arrows, into the Call of the Forge God. If you're just getting juggled around, you're never going to fill up the blood.
I completely agree. I think what he is hoping for, though, is probably if they're full sending it on the Rise or the Jhin, then you're kind of counter-engaging, right? You're going back in and you're trying to fight through them and hitting this front line and being able to turn around that way. But you can be the one getting engaged on too and burst down, just like you're saying.
And that definitely would be a huge weakness. The burst is very annoying to deal with. All right, harpoon shots that hit. We're counting these for evaluation.
2. There was 1.
Of the Rumble support. So far, Huhi is smurfing.
Okay. Does he have another harpoon
2
about
for
to
2.
get locked and loaded?
2 for 3.
Okay, that's a whiff. All right.
There was too much pressure. We started talking about it.
He just fired a 4th one. I think it hit. The
3 for
camera
4.
jumped away
We'll count it.
right when it shot out.
Oh, 4 for 5.
Okay.
But he dodged the Q.
You get more shots for that.
Yeah.
Oh, I think he tagged one on the side as the camera was panning away there.
Okay.
Jose, though, of course, he is clearing from bottom up towards top, so the Pantheon not going to have an early influence on that lane, and it's just up to Ash Seraphine. Just, try and farm here as you get harassed by the Harpoons and the Jhin.
Yep.
And you get pushed into your tower, and they are doing that fairly effectively so far. Does hit the drop of the beat onto Huhi.
Drop of the beat.
And he's dropping at HP.
Yup, that was a nice drop on the health bar there. As meanwhile, back in the mid lane, we'll take a look at the Dark Wings versus Quid matchup. But right now, we've also got Jat standing by for an interview with TL coach Spawn.
Thanks. We're just talking about the early jungle pathing. You feel good about the start of this game?
Yeah, I'm actually pretty happy with that because obviously he tries to invade. Pantheon is a little bit slower than Jarvan, so now tempo lead's gone, so Pantheon should be pretty happy.
Sounds good. Also, it's been a minute. Welcome back. How do you feel?
I feel pretty good today. I actually had a really rough trip over here this time. I must be getting old because jet lag completely destroyed me, but I'm good today.
Now that you're on site with the team, what do you expect to change, be different? What do you need to improve on?
Nothing really changes when I'm here, I think. That's what I always say. People tell me otherwise, but I think our stage drafts have been pretty good lately. So, we'll just keep working on that and keep trying to hold our lead on first place, up there with Cloud9.
All right, last question. What needs to go well in this game for you guys to win?
I don't think anything. I think they gave us probably 4 of our 5 best champions, so hopefully we just play the game and win.
Support Rumble? Surprise?
I mean, everyone just tries to cheese us, apparently. Every single time there is a weird pick, it's against Team Liquid, so we'll see what happens.
Okay, thanks, Spawn. I'll let you get back to it. Back to the catches.
Confident answer there from Spawn. We don't have to do anything special. Nothing has to go right. We got what we wanted.
And I think part of the reason for Hanbok spending that time to go for the invade, even though he doesn't get any camps or anything, again, he wants to get this vision ward. He wants to make sure that his Rumble Jhin lane that they're gambling on does have information and knows that Jose was clearing at least from bottom away towards that top side. And so he did leave behind that ward and did get that visual confirmation as they met up. It cost him a little bit of time, but it's not really bad at all. As you can see, he's right into his second clear anyway, just on time. So both junglers basically are mirrored. And now Hanbok knows, hey, I'm the one that's clearing towards bottom side. And so he can alert his bottom lane so they can play accordingly as well.
You can see up here in top lane, it's Morgan running the show on this Ornn. I'm really looking forward to seeing how much he can accomplish in the team fights with this. We know how scary of a team fighter it can be.
Yeah, and Morgan has already used his teleport, so Impact's just trying to hold the wave as much as he can. If he can prevent him from crashing this wave, trade as low as you can without dying, then you want to TP back. That is where things can get really good. But you have to be careful when you're getting this low to not actually die. But if you can prevent the wave from crashing, TP back in, sometimes you can actually get the Ornn stuck in lane.
Right now, Impact is really pushing Morgan back. The healing.
What stop did I pick up? Ground beef and cheesy pasta. High key, it tastes really nice.
Very effective at keeping that HP high enough to stay around. Huhi does get caught by the beat drop.
200 grams of pasta. About 100 and... Oh my god, Huhi. Wait, oh my god. Wait, you see how much damage he just threw back? Yeah, but you're gonna have to flash for that.
But Rahel makes sure it's an even trade.
Yeah, he gets him. He does end up having to burn the flash.
Does look
and they are going to be like
adjacent.
+1 summoners, or +2 actually for Core JJ. His heal will be back up earlier since he had used it during lane phase. So they get the kill onto the Rumble support, but you're losing minions to the tower afterwards because AD carry got killed. On the side of Sentinels, they still get to Rahel. Rahel still gets a push in. But Yon does
Bet you
not
cooked
get
up a
that
bowl
extra
for your
farm.
homie in the back too.
And the kill went to Seraphine, not to Ash.
No.
Whereas it went to Jin on the other
He's-
side.
he's
So it
got- I've
actually
been,
turns out pretty good for them. As Hui walks forward, this is the combo.
Oh, his
you get the
treats are in
auto
the
attack
kitchen.
from the Ash, which gives you the slow application. Then the double E gets
But
a
I got
stun.
him
they flash in,
regular
but look at the
treats,
damage.
and
When
then
you overheat
I
on
also
Rumble,
have
support top, doesn't matter.
a
You are
jerky
gonna do a lot of
treats, and then I
damage.
got
As
him
Ignite
these as
turns
well.
fights, Rahel flashes in, does get that kill back. And it's really good in the short term. The
Yeah.
question is, can you use those?
Because
summons
right
to
now I'm living alone for a little bit. So just chilling.
It is OP, huh? It's very.
Is that one of the ones where they're good for their
infrequently
teeth?
used,
No, that's
as we
the.
went over,
I think they're called
at
dentist
least
sticks
this
here. I need to
year.
get him one though. His teeth are.
Not even super
He's really old. I think his
in
teeth are actually starting to
but
finally kind of
here, a lot
go.
of unique
You know.
This is the first
So
time
I need
he's
to-
playing Rumble.
need to lock in
0
for him.
career Rumble games so far, and he has the 3rd most unique champions played in Tier 1 across the whole world. I'm assuming that's what that says, so pretty impressive stuff that now he's
Oh, this
adding
is
yet
good.
another one to the pool.
Yeah, it is really cool, right? And he is a player.
you know what really
who,
cooked
you
here?
know, if you're a newer fan, he's been playing support for so long. A lot of newer
I
fans
used,
don't even realize he's mid laner, right?
Yeah.
And that is going
I
to give
used
you the advantage, you know, having a lot of those unique
a teaspoon and a
champs,
half
because
of brown
you have
sugar,
played
and I'm
across
feeding
a lot
that
of different
sweetness of
eras
this meat
and
now.
a lot of different roles.
So one thing that I'm going to be watching now, because
Oh, this is good. I'm actually very impressed with myself. Like it's only ground beef, but bro, I've not cooked for myself in a very long time.
People really like to do with this Pantheon Ashe combo. When Ashe takes her recall, you just fire the arrow down mid, especially against a champion
How
like
old is the
Ryze,
lovely
who
fella?
doesn't have an easy way to try to react to it without having
He
to
is
spend
18
flash.
years
And
old,
then if you
dude.
hit, it's just Grand Starfall plus Yone over the top. There's no way to get out.
I think it could be really strong, but I also think when Rumble
just feels
has
very
no
haughty.
flash and Jin has no flash or cleanse, I feel like you could just almost point and click, go down bot, and have him join there. You know, no necessarily a reason to actually just risk doing that long range shot because
Just ground beef and check up. No, ground
lane,
beef.
and I feel like it'll probably be pretty effective.
This has got.
See if Rambach can make anything happen around this mid lane. He does have to.
It's got
sweep
paprika.
out
This has
this
got
ward, placed
Jamaican
down by
all-purpose
TL, so
seasoning.
no opportunity for the Jarvan
This has
to
garlic
unleash the
powder.
cataclysm
I didn't have no
here
onion
just
powder,
yet, but he will
unfortunately,
maintain
so I'm gonna have to go and
control
buy
over
that.
the Dragon Pit here with a control ward. Huhi level 5, Rahel level 6. That Rumble very, very close to unlocking the ultimate, and I'm really
Okay,
curious
I'm gonna
how
have
well
to
they'll be able to
like.
use that to
I
continue to win
you
these
know,
fights with
it's
the,
one of those
OP
things.
Rumble support.
And Yon
Like,
has a
just
hawk
you know what the
shot
dynamic
ready
is
to
here.
use at the moment as well. Looks like they're going to go for the recall.
What else did
but,
I use?
they
Some
could
chili
be
flakes for a
popping
little bit of
over
a
towards
little bit of heat
the
kick.
Dragon as he does get his recall off, and
Yeah.
the Dragon is started off here by Hambach. So there it goes. They're going to get
I'm not gonna
alerted,
lie,
but
I
they're
opened
not
up my
gonna
spice-
do anything about it. It's just, oh yeah,
my
they're
spice
on it.
cupboard.
You have time to go cross map here. Pantheon can
And
get
I just
some
picked
brother
out like
something.
5 things.
Impact's in a bit of a weird spot now. I was talking about it earlier, but one of the
And
kind
just
of weird
douse the meat
dynamics
in it.
sometimes about top lane is if you try to hold your TP to punish after the TP and then TP back and lane lock them, your teleport is so much delayed from the
Oh,
cooldown
and,
of where the Ornn is. So the Ornn TP'd back, and now Ornn has full prio in top lane.
A
'Cause
tablespoon
Impact's
and a
teleport
half
wasn't
of
back,
dark soy
so he just
sauce.
TP'd back with full health, bullied him out, and now Impact has to base, and you're losing a plate.
While down in bottom lane, Equalizer drops. Hambach shows up, but Yon and
Shawarma
Cortez
seasoning.
get themselves back to safety with the heal there.
I must
from the
investigate.
Seraphine. Curtain call
I mean,
doesn't
I'm living
cost
alone,
a
so I'm going to be
whole lot,
cooking
so
food
really
for the
Hambach's
first time
presence
by myself
not
in a
paying
very long
off.
time.
Very big down the
So I want to get a bit
Yeah,
creative.
not
I
much
want
damage
to
there.
really
They just gotta walk over
wanna tap
the
in.
edge of the Rumble Ultimate, and Sarah
Classic American
shielding
only
did a
spicing with
lot of
powder.
that,
Brother,
so
I'm English.
2 ultimates
I'm from
invested
London,
from
bro.
Sentinels without gaining very
I
much
am
at
from
all.
London. I'm
Darkwing,
way,
though,
way,
has been
way,
able
way
to,
far away from there.
You know, get some decent trades on Dequid.
You had no onions or garlic to saute? No, bro, I didn't. I'm not gonna lie though, I'm very lazy. I will probably use what like
This is not even a Conqueror's
I will
advantage
probably
in the
use
offensive
like
lane room.
minced
So I
garlic,
think, you know, Impact tried to
and
get a situation
I'll
early
just
where
stay
he
with
could
onion
lane lock him.
powder.
That
To
didn't
be
work,
honest,
and then he completely ruined his tempo because he had the much later teleport cooldown. Morgan TP'd back, and now
I can't be
Impact's
bothered
in
to use the proper
a bit of a
things.
bad spot. You know, you're
Mushy
in this
peas and all.
matchup where you're wanting to be, you know, bullying this Ornn.
Nah,
you're taking
it's
the
just
grab to be able to swap
like
with him
to
early,
speak bluntly, it's the
and,
white food
Morgan
culture.
has played it very, very well.
But I think a lot of the white food culture here is
enemy team has
very.
so much CC that it
What's up,
could
mate?
be very difficult.
You're hunting
Like
for food,
for
innit?
Impact to even stack his passive up for the
I
team
can
fights
feed you
later.
again in a sec,
You can
actually,
get
once
CC
I'm done
locked,
eating.
You can get bursted down.
A lot of the
earlier,
English
so
white food is
maybe
actually
the
quite
Jarvan
hearty.
there, there's a ward for Morgan.
I think people give it
so
a
the
really
ward is going to
bad,
see Hamba. Morgan is
bad
still
rep.
fine here. He's gonna come down and just keep
Yeah,
vision
mid Scarlet from
on
a jar.
Hamba,
Yeah,
stop
yeah.
it.
I just like, I'm lazy, bro.
Massive.
Like to me,
Make sure enemy jungle
it
pressure
tastes
is absorbed
close enough
for
that
as
I'm
long
not that
as possible.
I'm
Look
not
at the
that
minimap
fussed.
even.
Even if
Yona gets a push
it looks
to
hella
bottom mid.
disgusting when you
Pantheon's
lop it
going
in,
for a
but
wrap around towards bottom.
See if Jose
What's your
Diodo
favorite takeaway,
can
Indian,
accomplish what
Chinese, or
Hambach
American?
couldn't, and
Oh,
see
bro,
something
it's
happen down
Chinese
here
the
in
whole way.
bottom lane. Core about to crash this wave. Huhi has 5 seconds left on the equalizer. Could be a big game changer in preventing a tower dive. We will see Hambach heading out of the base down towards the bottom side. Jose Diodo just going to go ahead and back off. Discretion being the better part of valor on this one, and they're not going to send the tower dive.
Yeah, I think that is the right choice. If you dive there and Hambach shows up and you have the equalizer, that could be a complete disaster.
Bloney,
So,
when you were here, did you not get a Chinese?
And they just shot the hawk shot straight up there. We saw the hawk shot go through, so good information gathering first before you take any risks.
Oh my god, dude, you're
And,
trolling.
looks like a little sense of deja vu down
I know
here
we
as
went and
Hambach
we got
tries to
fish and
show up
chips,
yet again. The equalizer
which was
doesn't do enough
expensive
to
as
stop
shit.
the retreat of
That was
Jan
so
and Core.
funny.
They just kind of walk it off.
Bro.
And that one, honestly, is on Rahel again. He missed the deadly flourish.
I met
He
Jabloni,
flourishes
gosh,
on
was it almost
point,
2
at least
years
you get
ago
a
now,
flash
dude?
Or something, right? Yeah. Because they're
And,
trying to set this up with equalizer into
wow,
deadly
yeah, 2 years
flourish,
ago.
which allows Hambach
And,
to get range for flag and drag. And if you get hit by one, you're going to
we
get hit
walked
by all
into
of them,
like,
right? And that's kind of what
was it
they're
last May?
banking on.
Okay, damn, my
But when you
time
drop the
perception.
equalizer and
Anyway,
the deadly flourish misses, you look kind of silly. Like,
so
it's just a
we're just
wasted
looking for a
ultimate.
place
They
to
just
eat.
walk it out and
I see
nothing
this
happens.
restaurant on the side of the road, just on the corner. I'm good. You know what? Let's go in there, guys. We walk in, and the first thing that I notice is there isn't numbers on any of the items. There's no price on a lot of the items, like on menu boards, and that was the first problem. And then we sat down inside, and it was like, oh, you want a plate of fish and chips? That would be 30 Great British pounds for those who operate in freedom dollars. That's about $45 for a plate of food. Almost. Like 38. No, probably with tax, 45.
The answer for
Rue the day you underestimated the support rumble.
All right, Morgan's going to have his himself tested.
Just so evil,
once
bro.
he comes face to face with that rumble. But you know what?
Just
might
so
actually see them
evil.
come face to face sooner than later, 'cause it's
I'm not gonna lie though, it was good fish and
until the
chips.
next Drake spawns. Morgan has his teleport ready to go. Impact has his as well. So if the teams want to fight over this one, we could get a much larger fight than we've seen so far in the game.
Yeah, we absolutely could.
I'm not gonna lie, it was
Both
high-key
teams,
good,
as you
but
said,
like, bro.
are kind of ready to go. Everyone's got their summoners up.
It was a
Everyone
fancy- it was a
is
wannabe
online.
fancy
so if
gaff.
we do have a fight, it'll be a very explosive one.
Yeah, and I like what I'm seeing on the
It was
side
a
of
fancy
TL. We
gaff. It
have
was a
the
fancy
Blade
gaff.
of the Ruin King already done for
And they
Quid.
did fancy
A whole
dishes in there, like,
that
for
is-
sure.
It is huge for him, and man, the ultis that they will
It felt like
bring
one of those
through this
things
fight.
where they
Now Kraken
price
also
the
done
most
for Yon,
basic
so,
thing really high to
you know,
try and get
everybody
people to be
basically on the
exotic
full item power
with what they
spikes
purchase.
Except for Impact, no Trinity Force, which is a fairly expensive one.
Yep. Or Impact still having to juggle those Trinity pieces around as he tries to push.
Yeah, not many places were open that day. It was bank holiday
but no, Jose Diodo
or some
getting
shit
caught
like
here with
that.
the bot side. River, but Team Liquid's ready for
Nope,
the counter
Quid.
punch. Quid goes
Just
in for the face
absolutely
seal.
murdered that guy.
It's a 1-0 here at the very start as the Encore's looking to make it 2. Who he tries to flash away, but the Pantheon's ready to follow.
Yeah, Jabloni, you gotta come back here in and out. Like, bro, just come all the way up to where I live in London. It is a little bit far from like a lot of things. Let's just get Chinese from my local, bro.
Counter that play.
Come back to
Jose
London.
blocks so much as Pantheon, he has his flash, he uses directional immunity, backs off, and then Quid sees the angle, goes right in, uses the ulti, gets the kill, and that's a recipe for a free dragon. So here's another look. They're making the move towards mid. Jose, he goes in for the stun. Boom, he stopped. Look at how much damage is blocked by his directional immunity. And then he also flashes. And since you're fully committed in it, they're able to get the counter kill. Core then goes for the attempt at another one, and he was able to lock down the Rumble long enough that it's easy follow-up. And you're just seeing the luxury of having so much CC here. The effective...
Don't read those lips.
The effective... We're just going to gloss over that. The effective Yone ultimate, and then the effective ult flash from Core JJ, and then the Yon, very easy, like point-blank Ash arrow just to follow up and ensure that they're going to kill that Rumble. So really nicely kind of set up there and then responded by TL.
And it's not just that they got the kills on
You
Hambach
need
and
to
Humi.
take me to the
Both of them
Jamaican spot you
tried
took
to
Sanch.
flash
Oh,
to
100.
get
Yeah, I'll do
themselves
that.
out and still died anyway. So it's
Yeah, the
that
spot I
much
took
more
Sanch was
insult
blessed, bro.
added to injury here as Sentinels find themselves 1,500 gold behind. Quid putting the pressure on the Impact up here in the top side as well. Yeah, you finally got your Trinity Force complete on the Zehen, but now you're dealing with Blade of the Ruin King with the upgraded Berserker Greaves Yone. It's just not a fun time for him.
And it's a Quid Yone. Quid has one of the highlight reels, one of the best LCS Quid highlight reels, Yone highlight reels that we have ever had. Also just interviewed Saint after their game, and he said, Quid, definitely has the best mechanics of any mid laner, so we'll see if those are on display at
That's
this
it for now.
Rift
I
Herald
just gave
fight.
you like 10.
Okay, Hambach wants to try to
I
challenge
probably
for
gave
the
you way
Herald,
more
but
than
it's
you're allowed
already
to
going
have.
to get smoked down by Jose Diodo. As he tries to make his exit now. Quid still hanging
Why do
out
they
over
say
the wall.
Zahen instead of
Jumps into the soul
Zaheen?
Unbound. They want this damage onto Hambach, but it's Jose
It's supposed to be
Diodo
Zahen.
staying
It's
alive
double
for
A.
now. Again, that
No,
directional
it's not two
immunity
E's in the name.
buying him so much time. Now Huhi is just left to die. Team Liquid can do no wrong in these river fights as Rahel's about to drop to Quid, but he has to back away a little bit further now. Quid finally gets
It's not
shut
supposed
down,
to be
but
Zahen.
Rahel does die. Yes, Impact is going to get his resurrection, but they're just going to kill him again right after. It's a slaughter for TL.
Quid is ripping apart Sentinels, the entire team. Meanwhile, the Rise, bottom lane, ripping apart that tower. He does keep split pushing. He's split pushing down there. We're going to see the teleports come in, but look at this. Over the wall, they're looking for it. Quid immediately ease to follow and kind of protect Jose here. So even though they pull off their patented combo, the Jarvan ulti and the Rumble ultimate, Quid is pulling off his patented combo with the rest of the team here. You know, setting him up, giving him a lot of room to play in.
Oh no, Darkwing's just finding himself caught out down here. Jose Diodo, it's just that easy for the Pantheon to get another one. 3-0-3. The jungle gap this game is massive.
It really is, and I mean, Darkwing stayed down there. He did get first tower, so that is something that they got, but dying off the back of that, and then Morgan gets tower right back on the top side, that is brutal. And I feel like I maybe learned something new in that replay, because it looked like directional immunity
that
was
is kind of,
working
you
on
need
the
to
Rumble
snowball with
equalizer
Rumble support
based
for
on their
sure.
positioning, which I didn't actually know that it worked on the dot if you're standing on it. Like
Yeah,
that.
as long as you point it at the champion, the champion that casted whatever.
Is Jose really this good?
It's a mind game.
Then it'll work.
He's got it on him. He's got it on him, bro.
Doesn't hurt me.
I also would say, you know, some of the drawbacks here, if you have Rise, which is like a very historic split push champion, and you don't have teleport, yeah, it is nice to have the extra
Because
movement,
sometimes
you
people
know,
think
and
about
have
like
double sums with,
the
Ghost
optics
and
of having the
Flash,
movement
but,
speed active, right?
Relying on only Realm Warp for rotating around the map can also
I
be
do
a bit of a
agree
hindrance.
that obviously,
And I think
from a
TLAW
raw damage
has this
perspective,
game
Yomu's
right
is
where
not the
they
item to
want
have.
it. It's
But if Yomu's can help him
basically, they're super
reposition and
rich,
stay alive,
Jose can come flying out of the skies anywhere on the map. These
then I
towers
think
are starting
it's
to go
like
down, so
acceptable.
there's not a lot of safe space.
I just
for
think Jin
Sentinels
is a bad
anymore.
champ in this game.
Grand Starfall can come down right on your head.
Grand Starfall, Enchanted Crystal Arrow to follow it up or set up for it. Morgan can bring in the Call of the Forge God from a long way away here too. We've only got 60 seconds until the next dragon spawns, so I guess if you're looking for silver linings for Sentinels, at least because they got one of these first Drakes, it's not like Team Liquid is going to be moving to Soul Point if they take this, because I feel like if you're Sentinels, you do not want a fair fight out in the open at an
Generally
objective
because
right
they just like Dirk first.
No, absolutely not. I mean, it's going to be really, really
Maybe.
tough, but it's hard. It's hard to.
I'm not
think
gonna
how
say
you
no.
wanna play this out
Yeah, like,
because
maybe that
you're
is the
not really
case.
stronger in sides. You're not
Yeah.
stronger in 5v5. There's
No.
not a lot of things that
You're
are
not
kind of
getting any
working
more.
for them.
Not right now,
These
boy.
extended fights can be pretty good for impact, but you get that passive bar all the way stacked up, and then Morgan just backs off and lets it expire.
Plus, if I'm counting like, oh, who loves extended fights, and you look across and the enemy team has Ashe, Seraphine, and Yoda,
It's like, okay.
it's like, ah, dang, we're fighting an uphill battle here. 4 people are going top for Morgan, though.
Okay.
Before the map went dark right now, I saw 4 Sentinels walking their way
Yeah, I
up,
like
and
Caitlyn
Jin-
Bard into it.
Jin even kind of hovering that way, too. I mean, Morgan, you cannot ask for more out of your Ornn pick, right? It's
No.
like, you got an Ornn pick into a Zehen, and you're even +3 CS. You
No, it was
basically,
Ornn into Jin.
The enemy tower is already dead. You provide so much value. You're already upgrading your own item, and you can start to upgrade your teammates' items. It's like,
Yeah.
job very well done, sir.
He's exactly where he needs to be, already hitting that point like you're saying, where the upgraded items are coming through, is just going to make this lead for TL that's already on paper super far ahead be even more so. Sentinels are quickly running out of any sort of recourse to deal with this, and now TL just doing what TL does once they're ahead. They invade the enemy jungle, they take away resources, they starve Sentinels out, and it's getting harder and harder for Sentinels to own anything on Summoner's Rift.
I mean,
Yeah, not a big fan
feel like we've
myself.
talked
I
about
think
it a lot ever since even this roster was formed. But
in
the
this game though,
signing
it's 4
of
melee,
both
so I kind of
Quid
get it.
And Jose Diodo, these
I
two
agree with you though. The
together
other items are
have
for sure
had a lot
better,
of
especially
really big
Shojin. I think Shojin
performances,
is a really OP on that
for
champ.
the team, even in some of the games where they were not successful, and so people obviously always.
Yeah, I think
looking for a
Stride
lot out
Breaker,
of
you
these
don't
two.
need it this game. Like your versus
Quid
3
last
melee
week,
top side.
We were quite critical because he had a unexpectedly underperforming game,
Yeah.
and it was quite surprising because he is usually so good, and it's nice to see immediately right back to business as usual for him.
Oh, and here comes the Wombo combo. Call of the Forge God into the Grand
That brother was not allowed to
Darkwings' Rise is just not participating in this first game, but Jose Dioto's Pantheon is racking up kill after kill. 5-0 and 3 now, 8 out of 10 kill participation. The guy is just making play after play, and now with the enemy team's support and mid laner down, Team Liquid's just taking the opportunity to start up a 20-minute Baron, while Quid is in a 1v2 against Rahel and Hambach, and he's winning. Morgan shows up just to make sure that Sentinel stays as far away from the Baron pit as possible, and TL is going to get this one for free.
Yeah, I mean, this tells you everything you need to know about the game. There's 2 Sentinels wards on the 20-minute Baron, and they still can't go there.
Yeah, you just have to stay all the way away from it. Watch as the Baron dies, smoke down, 6,000 gold lead now for TL. The night is getting very dark very quickly here for Sentinels.
Yeah, absolutely is. This is a tough one for Sentinels. They're going to have to find some pretty big picks, I think, to have any chance of doing something in this game. Feels like it has to be a fight where maybe you one-shot Yawn, if you catch him right off the bat and kill him, but the counter engage is so good and everyone else is so fed that I don't even know if it's going to matter at this point. But, I wanted to talk a little bit more about the mid-jungle for TL, like you were touching on, Kobe, because Quid obviously came in with super high expectations. He was like the hottest offseason aspect.
Yeah.
Whereas Jose, a lot of people were kind of disappointed. Well, we wanted Inspired. What is Jose doing here? Like, why is he showing up? But Jose has been incredible this split.
And now Sentinels are at least trying to get something, but Jose Dioto is utterly undeterred. Darkwings caught off on the side as the Enchanted
Where is my mid laner?
Is going to lock up Impact. Darkwings first to fall as Sentinels scatter. Impact and Who he both still trying to escape, but Jose Dioto finds one more stun, forces out a defensive Grim Deliverance.
Not the upgraded Phantom Dancer? Oh, hell no. Did he upgrade the Phantom Dancer?
Ever so barely. The whole
That's funny as shit.
is owned by Team Liquid. The bottom lane tier 2 is going to get knocked down by Quid. The mid lane
To be
tier
there,
2 is about
to be
die
fair,
for the rest
PD
of
is
the
a
team,
single stat
and Sentinels
item.
just can't do anything.
If I recall,
Yeah, they're going to try, though.
Well, it better be one hell of a try because you're running out of chance.
I feel like I remember Macro, the Ornn guy. I think he always said that single stat items are the best upgrades to upgrade.
And Yawn's just going to focus fire the Zehen. Jose Dioto with the Grand Starfall 2 feet away as Impact tries to hide in the jungle.
So it's actually not even that bad.
Team Liquid bounty hunters, but it's not going to happen. Jose Dioto dominating.
Guys, I don't know if the mic is picking this up, but he is just staring at me and moaning, and he's just growling at me.
He teleported in. Hey, two guys are already dead. Everybody else is running away. Now the base is shattered. Jose Dioto just WTF.
They're all just instantly flashing over after him. This game's already over, Flowers.
Yeah, this one's done.
I'm a big
23 minutes in, 14-2, 11,000 gold lead.
Lost couple.
I think Spawn was right on the money. Team Liquid got what they wanted. Everything went according to plan.
Lost
Jose
couple,
Dioto jumping in, looking for yet another kill here on the Hambach, who managed to fly in only to die. Who he gets ran down by Yawn with the focus fire. Darkwing's just trying to distract him from the Nexus, but he'll only serve to pad the stats. Team Liquid wins at 18-2.
Look at their cams. They won that game so hard, not a single TL player was even smiling. They're like,
that wasn't even 24 minutes. That was a 23-minute victory.
Yeah, that was not even remotely close. Team Liquid. Jose Dioto, man, that is my MVP 100%.
At this pace, you might be out by midnight. Unironically, yeah, bro, it's possible.
He was the one who they tried to make plays on.
It's crazy, no?
Always knew exactly.
Right, I run 90 seconds. I'll see you guys in the back half.
How far he can play. Really impressive stuff from him and the whole squad.
And he's making a case for himself for MVP of the split. Lounge,
appreciate you guys kicking it with me, man.
Yeah, I agree with that one. I really do. Now, that being said, we're going to be hitting on the positives from Team Liquid. Emily's got one ready for us, but right now I'm going to be talking about the negatives. I'm a negative Nancy. We're going to talk about Sentinels a little bit because they came in with a really cool pick, and it's the Rumble option. And so immediately, as you would imagine, you hit level 6 as we get into the game.
Dude, holy shit, it's Jamada on the broadcast.
Level 7, Hambach pathing down. This is what
everyone say hi to Jamada.
Path forwards and play around. The idea, the concept is clear. Path our jungle bot side, Rumble ulti, and get the Jhin W so we can then channel Jhin ulti and get either a flash or 100% a kill if the Jhin is accurate enough. Play the clip immediately. Hui ulti does go down. And
Jamada employed.
Seems to be ready from Sentinel side. Jhin comes through.
I can't believe that bomb got employed.
Yes, you could say it's a dodge, a slight pivot, but it is a miss at the end of the day. They still channel the Jhin ulti to see if they can get something through, but ultimately this is a failure. You don't really get a flash, you don't get really anything from bot side, you get a heal, but overall, Yon and Core JJ are healthy. Next time, they try one more time to see if they can get this right. One more time. And as Jarvan is pathing bot side, as you can see here, the main goal is to see if they can get this going. Rumble ulti is available, Jhin ulti is now available. And so they set up the same play. Huhi gets the control ward. This one is even more egregious, actually, from Rahel in particular, because if I slow it down just a little bit, yes.
No saving.
Clear out the control ward.
No save.
Now you have Jarvan in the area. W right through. If this was football, you get 3 points. If this is just basic League of Legends, you get absolutely nothing in this play. And so I love the idea, but the execution didn't come through. And so the goal lead was just ballooning from Team Liquid side as they're getting a lot on the opposite side of the map. But as we talked about Team Liquid side, Emily has the other aspect of it, the positive.
The positive, and the positive starts with Jose Deodo. In this current play, he's actually waiting in this brush right here. Seraphine and Ash are going to be able to join, but the 2 important players here are going to be Quid and Jose Deodo as we run through the clip. Because as Cast pointed out, he blocks so much damage.
Retroid.
Pause here.
Evening, fella.
With the with his Aegis Assault, and then he was actually able to flash out in this direction, which then allows Quid to come across all of this as we play through and clean up. And this is their first big major team fight win. It also allows Core on the back half of this to end up getting onto Huhi, where Jose also is able to help polish them off there. Pause here. Again, Jose Deodo is going to be going in here. He's going to end up blocking so much damage, and it's this combo
food you have your eyes on? Oh, hell no.
Pantheon and as we play through. And the Yone to really set up.
Why is no one playing
so
Jinx? I'm losing my mind.
He just blocks so much damage there off of the Rumble Equalizer. And the big thing is that with him soaking up all this damage, it creates so much space for Quid to end up popping off, for Morgan to end up coming in here, but also for Yon to be firing from the back line. So again, because he's just soaking up all this damage, able to get into the fight immediately, we were kind of looking at, okay, how are they going to play around these globals with him coming in with Grand Starfall? This is
I think it might be a bit too weak in lane.
Team fighting with Pantheon. But I thought he did amazingly well to, as almost
Yo,
like
thank you, Reds. I'm
so Quid could get it.
honestly,
I guess I'm a hater. I wanted to shout out Corey.
it hasn't been the best.
Yeah, you are. I was about to say.
But streaming has been really fun
But I knew Jose
last
was
night
gonna
and
win,
tonight,
deserving
so
player
I can't
of
complain.
the game right there. Also, don't miss any LCS action when you get your favorite foods delivered on Uber Eats for less gold. This was Emily's Series of the Week, so I'm still waiting for her to deliver.
Why do we name it my
Emily,
Series?
this is on you.
Game 2 is up next.
Hey. No ads, simply because my VOD, bro, my VOD. And thus, the demise of LoL Esports has been brought forward another year. Yep. It is true.
I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah, it has red. Wait, why did the music stop? Oh, I just happened to put my headphones on when there was no music.
I'll say Vulcan.
Okay.
Vulcan, and the worst. I'm sorry, but maybe CEO.
Okay. Name a Valorant SEN player. Hey, you're on the organization. You better be up to snuff on this.
Cortez.
Boom!
There you go.
3 best teammates in your career.
The 3 best teammates. You know, Xmedia is kind of growing on me. Like we've been reconnecting, and he's not a bad guy. 3, huh? I'll give it to the OG Afromu.
Of course.
Like we were really close back then. I like River.
Okay, there we go, River.
River.
Much love and respect to him.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you keep in contact with any of them still?
Yeah, Xmedia is the only one.
Yeah.
Right now, I think. Yeah, I just see here and there like Afromus here and there, but like we don't really talk that much.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Hey, we grow apart with time, but I will say, just as a message for everybody out there, always keep in contact.
Yeah.
Message them. You never know, right?
Yeah.
Yep,
but
real.
Congratulations one more time. Thank you again for doing the interview.
Thank you.
Good luck in your
Always
next
keep in
match.
touch with people you care about, man, guys.
Welcome back, everybody, to our last best of
Always,
three
always,
of the
always,
weekend
always.
here with Team Liquid, going up against Sentinels. Coming into this one, I think all of us
Pardon
were
me. Always,
expecting
always,
this
always.
to
Keep
be
up
the
with your
matchup
loved
of the
ones.
week. And game number 1 was the most one-sided game we've seen all weekend.
Because Emily told me that.
Yeah.
She said it's a match of the
If they
week,
won't, you
and
can.
then we got
Come
a
on,
23-minute opener.
What are you doing?
SMH my head, Emily. All right, well, let's see if Sentinels can bring this back.
But Sentinels, according to Spawn, gave TL 4 of their 5 best champions.
Yeah.
So
intentionally,
with a
because
master stroke, fearless, exactly.
Yeah, just get rid of all
They're
of it.
all gone now.
Well, but
So how do you like that?
There's still one left, though. 4 out of 5 means 1 out of 5 of
Renekton,
them
I'm assuming,
out
maybe,
there.
for Morgan. Who do you think was the one who wasn't on his best?
I don't think Rumble is his favorite champion, but maybe it's Spawn's favorite for their team. I would agree with you, though. It might be Renekton.
Well, let's see if that's what they get, because Team Liquid is going right back into this with the same strategy. They started off in draft in the previous one. They want to keep the Skarner away from Hambach. He is like the premier Skarner in LCS right now. Other side, we're going to see the Nocturne and the Jace fanned out by Sentinels.
And if you're evaluating by like
it would be pretty
opinion,
TL coded, no?
Sin of giving
like,
over
so
Ashe
Sentinels
Seraphine and then picking Jin yourself.
Jail.
It's like the
jail.
Most egregious
Off
of all
with your
sins.
head. Under the jail.
Under the
Dungeon.
Under the jail. The
What
graves
are
that
they
below
going to
the
first pick?
jail.
Yup, down in the molten core
Varus,
of the earth.
they don't have the ban.
Golden
They
Core, I
don't.
still love you, brother. But
Ryze is out.
But,
Pantheon's
it's,
out.
Jin into Ashe Seraphine.
Seraphine's out.
Core
Karma,
bottom lane things that
Akali.
are still up. There are still more sins that
Are
can
they
be
looking at?
committed.
No,
Varus-
surely it's not
Varus
first pick,
and
is
Azir.
it?
Angle you're gonna look at.
Varus, Ezreal, you know, Karma.
Please
is not
don't
banned
be
this
first
time
pick
around, so there's a
Azir.
lot more in the
Varus
bottom
is up
lane.
too, like you're saying. I mean, Varus is a perm ban generally, and
I like Karma
too.
Ezreal so much, though.
I think it's gonna be a trade, right? Like, surely you don't ban it now. You probably just go for a trade, take Karma for
Yeah.
Varus.
I agree.
Okay, let's see. What do we got?
I
Orianna,
think
Akali,
you
also
weirdly,
banned
I
out
think
for a
you
couple
pivot
of
and you
years.
ban a Azir or you ban a mid. Yeah, you ban a
I think
Dark
that
Mage
makes
champ.
sense,
I
'cause
agree.
I feel like at this point, you have two Giga OPs that are always perm banned.
Yep,
If you ban
Varus,
one, the other team just gets
then
the other one
Ezreal
for free,
Karma.
right? Like, you got to trade. So they are going to get the potential
Ezreal
Karma
Karma,
Ezreal
and
here,
then
which is, I'm assuming,
maybe
what
Dark
they'll
Wings will
take.
go Azir, and
then
it'll
we
be
have to
like
see
a
what the
Vi
pairing is gonna
comp.
be with
You could do Karma and then grab your jungler instead here, because you know. obviously
Yeah,
you know
that's
they're not
also
gonna-
valid, but I feel like when you're on red side, the less you blind, the better.
Could do that.
Ezreal support.
Yeah, so they're
about to
picking
facetiously
Karma.
make that
They,
joke.
I
Just wait
personally
until
think
next season.
they
Wait,
should
next
just
week even with the new
play
season, You can
Ezreal.
have jungle
AP, yeah.
Ezreals and you can have mid lane Ezreals next season. So
Ezreal-
maybe we're 1
Just
week
pick
too
Ezreal.
early.
Don't
I still
overcomplicate
have
things.
a long-seated problem.
Don't
with jungle
overcomplicate
Ezreal, 'cause
things.
He ruins jungle items for
Runeglaive,
actual
that
jung-
jerk.
Runeglaive, Spirit of Elder Lizard, everything is made for junglers. Ezreal just takes. And he
Okay,
ruins it
Zin.
and makes
Okay,
Ezreal
that
better.
acceptable.
Remove it.
Acceptable pivot to not lock Ezreal.
Part of the problem.
You know what? The problem is too big, Flowers. If you don't become part of it, then you're just going to be on the receiving end. Anyways, they did exactly
Don't fix
as
their
I
problems,
said.
become part of the problems.
Exactly. Focus up, boys.
This is not life advice. Don't.
We got all kinds of life advice. Raz is like, yeah, everyone falls out of touch eventually. And Kobe's like,
Interesting.
if people are causing problems, just cause problems too. It's easier than
You need to be part of the problem.
It is a lot easier than fixing.
It's true. It's true.
Well, Jose Dioto was a problem
Swimming
last
with the
game,
current.
and he's on the Zinjao this game. I feel like he's going to be a problem for Sentinels again.
Yeah. So they do they do the kind of expected opener here. You grab this in, which, as you're saying,
What
can work
Youngbo?
really well when you
Ew.
have Karma powering it up, and so they'll probably just go for the Ezreal.
I
to
don't know
round it
about
out,
that.
So Ezreal doesn't get banned.
I'd much rather you just pick Wukong if you're gonna,
Sentinels, Trundle
especially
is
if you're into
always
Karma. Like
a
you want
decent
someone that can
answer
build
into
Serpent's
Zin
Fang
early
that's
on
can
because
multi-apply
you
it
can
IMO.
And your pillar is a
Like in an
very
ideal
useful
world,
tool
and there's
in
melee because
picking
it's more
off
efficient.
in the mid game.
Obviously, Rahel could go it, and it is a stat efficient item, but
Makes me think Sentinels actually have a lot of pick potential here, so I kind of do like what they're cooking. Plus, it does dissuade.
Well, who he land more
Morgan
ults than
from
DSG
now
Sport? Yes, he
going
will.
For a blind, pick on a tank or anything like that because you already have.
Deeds,
the
thank you
Trundle.
for the follow. I feel like you've been typing here for like
it's
a little
kinda
while,
working,
no?
On a couple of fronts here.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Oh, only one message.
I
Never
will
mind.
say the Bard obviously is a strong laner, can be
I
powerful.
remember
but
your
you
name.
already know that one of the carryals is Ezreal. Like you know that Ezreal was going to be coming through once we saw the Karma. Like that was just going to
Yeah,
happen.
yeah. The
And
Trundle
Quinn
just
is going
seems
to have the
super
info
bizarre.
that
This is
you
my
are playing
alt
against the
account.
Bard, so he doesn't have to
I'm
play
on
a
my
low
phone.
mobility champion
Oh.
either.
mid lane there for Darkwings.
I mean, this guy's probably going to go something like Victor.
As the counter for top side.
Darkwings.
There's not a lot of mid lane matchups.
Okay, they're going to put the Varus top.
Oh!
So Varus, yeah, Varus swap.
Okay, Varus top.
Impact on Varus top.
Caitlyn
Go.
Bard bottom.
This is a really good pivot, honestly, because the Caitlyn Bard
Aurora, okay.
is quite good to the
TF is good
can
here.
be good versus the Ezreal Karma.
I think
It
damage
depends
is
on if you hit
not
skill shots.
that problematic. I think
so much
TF here
sense. If you go
makes a
TF
bunch of sense.
into the Varus, have fun playing the side lane. And
Yeah.
honestly, I mean, Impact, maybe I am being unfair because he has been playing so many different champions this year. He was most fearless player in Lock-In. He's been playing a lot of different stuff in this split. But
Nah,
he's the
well,
top
I
laner
mean,
that I would think would be
who the fuck
most-
stops this champ as well?
I would expect the least. Excuse me. I would expect the least to play the Varus top. Like, it just does not feel like an Impact champion to me at all. I don't know. Maybe he's gonna totally prove me wrong, but
Yeah, I agree with Azale
I also
here.
like this pivot though. So instead of going,
I really
for
agree
the,
with
the
Azale. This
TF
does
to
not come
do,
across to me as
you
a
know, TF ults, of course,
champ
the side
for
lane, so
Impact
it's
at all.
both the Varus and the Caitlyn Bard lane here. If you go a LeBlanc, it is another poke champion when you're looking at no point and click CC.
Yeah.
It is so hard to punish Quid later on in the game. It's like Impact has to be a sniper and just nail him with the Varus ultimate. Otherwise, you cannot do much against this LeBlanc poking you out and finding angles.
Impact 10 out of 10 unique champs,
Quid did have
really.
a very good opening game here. Plus, it gives you a very good mid jungle with the Xin. So I kind of like this angle, actually, investing in the LeBlanc.
Plus, what you were talking about earlier, Isaac, you see the Bard on the enemy team, you play something immobile like a TF, the Tempered Fate is going to have greater efficacy against that. LeBlanc just distorts out of it every single time.
Yep, and when you're talking about the mid jungle, I'm immediately thinking if I'm playing something like Trundle jungle and I'm trying to gank a LeBlanc, good luck. Like
no.
You walk straight at him, you just get chained, he distorts over your pillar. The chain also follows Aurora across the veil. You know, you can actually land that through that little invisibility hop. So some pretty good interactions there. And also, just straight up, every single person except the Trundle is squishy. Super squishy. LeBlanc has 4 great targets this game.
Trundle,
I have to
Trundle
call
is
out
homeless.
the opening all chat here because Impact, obviously a very long time Team Liquid former member, and Jan here is immediately spamming in chat, XD all caps, Impact, you're a changed man. Ha ha ha. What's up? Obviously referring to the Varus. There is history here as far as when Impact was on the team with Jan, him trying to get him to play top lane Varus or something.
So the chat we are showing, it's very different than what it's happening because it's saying open as though like, it makes it seem like he's saying open.
The next line.
It's open-minded.
Yeah,
he's saying he's
next-
open-minded. So that's very
okay.
different than just like open, we lost, you
Yeah,
know?
'cause I thought that's what I interpreted.
That's what open generally means when you see it in solo queue is like open nexus, but he's saying he's open-minded.
That's an unfortunate cutoff of the chat lines. There were 3 more lines after that. Yeah, so Impact, this is the history that we are talking about, and his record versus Team Liquid.
Yep, as well as, you know, his record on Team Liquid, almost 65%. It was with them, obviously, through a lot of their success, this massive title run that they had, the back-to-back-to-back-to-back. And against TL, has done pretty well considering how dominant they are, but is a little bit below that 50-50.
And the most surprising part about that last stats is his record
Very, very
versus TL
necessary clarification that will
getting
surely not get taken
is
out of
the
context on
positive
Twitter.
one. 2-1.
No.
Sentinels, of course, did get the upset and won the first time around. This is a champion pool thing you are alluding to, though, quite early on, where Impact has played a significant amount of champions, but not necessarily
there you go. Someone brought it up.
main tanks that people think of.
One of you guys
I
brought up
will
in chat,
say,
right?
Though, Shen is a classic
they've got a graphic
Impact
for it.
tank, and of course the Galio up there as well.
Yeah, I mean, those are the 3 champions that I think, if you asked people other than Impact, because I know when I talk to him, he doesn't really view himself as a tank player. He just views himself as like a meta player, right? He'll play whatever he thinks is strong. But we will get back to that because we have Raz standing by with Golden Glue.
Oh, don't you worry, guys. We're continuing the conversation. I have Golden Glue right next to me, and we're going to be talking about the Impact Varus top lane. He's a new man. He's a changed man, is he?
Yeah, you know, we're very open-minded, dude. You know, like Hongdae guy. That's us in draft today.
Is that a saying, by the way? Because he typed that in the chat just now.
Yeah, it's a saying. You haven't heard it. You're not chronically online enough, then. Yeah.
Apparently not. You're going up against 2 coaches that you know very well. Spawn, who's just in the country, and also your former assistant coach. Is there any banter, anything, any kind of conversation you guys had coming into this?
No, I got to see them before the game, and we chatted a little bit. But it's all fun and games. You know, they're kind of teasing about all our flex picks, and then I was just talking about to them how it didn't work out for us last game. So yeah, they're good guys, and I love to play and compete against them.
All right, sweet. Just last question before we go. Is there anything that you want to see different from the last game to this one?
I hope we don't get rolled like we did last game, man. That was a stomp. I think we had like a lot of control in mid-bottom, and we didn't really translate it into much. I think this game we also we have a bit spicy lanes, right? We have Vayne
Rocket Belt on a champ with a million dashes.
Was also spicy, so I hope to see that we track their jungle. Xin Zhao's wrapping around top as we speak. I was gonna say track the jungle well and we don't die to ganks, but
let's see how it goes.
I get him toy.
Is he fine? He's fine. He has burned 2 suns. Oh my god, he didn't flash. Oh my god.
There's the response to that one. I'm going to send this one straight to the casters. I appreciate it, Grayson. You can go back to the room. There it is.
I think we need to cut out the part of that interview after we have another gank here, though, Flowers.
Yeah, Hambach showing up, trying to gank Quid. The distortion gets him away initially. The chain just roots Hambach up. Quid does have to flash at least, so they will get the summoner spell out of the LeBlanc there. But one thing that I did want to mention real quick as well, talking about summoner spells, Impact has exhaust on the Varus.
Well,
so
he did have it.
Yeah, he had exhaust. He used exhaust, and now
he died, and he used flash and died also. So
I love the fact that Jose targeted him early, because non-teleport top laner getting punished early, it's just nightmare mode instantly.
Yeah, it is really, really tough. Of course, not as bad this season because you have home guards and all that, but still brutal. And Morgan got the kill.
Did the fact that he has exhaust bait
this guy is my son
into thinking I can live without flashing because I will exhaust this guy? Might actually be part of the problem, because as Golden Glue is saying, oh, he didn't flash early, and then he still flashed.
League's been okay today.
Yeah, that's double bad.
Game's been semi-stompy.
We need to cut out the little insert of the question. Raz says, any last words, Golden Glue?
Well, any last words? He has to flash away, barely stays alive on his Bard, as now it's another 1v1 up here on the top side. Morgan is quickly going to make it an unfair fight, though. Impact still trying to get away. There's your win becomes lightning, but it doesn't hit the target. So Impact lives this time, but you know he's got to hoof it all the way back once he recalls.
Any last words, Golden Glue? I hope we don't get rolled. That's the end of the quote.
Yeah, that was the best possible
I hope
response.
we don't get rolled.
I mean, that immediately into watching the hope fade from his eyes as his top laner
He's
dies.
like, is he fine? He
can just use both summoners. Oh, he didn't flash.
Okay.
The double, oh my god, at the end of it too was just...
Being a coach isn't stressful at all.
Yeah, Raz, please go check on Golden Glue. We got to make sure he's okay. Quid's under a little bit of threat here.
Oh my god, Dark Wings. That was kind of crazy, no?
Worlds, but Core JJ is ready to show up,
did you do that?
making sure his mid laner
No. It's been a quiet day, to be honest.
Narrator. They did get
the interviews mid-gank have to be stopped.
Yeah,
I mean, they can't predict that gank is going to happen, right?
In game number 1, the rolling is still a process of rolling here, okay?
They're getting momentum.
Well, we've got control over this topside river and Scuttle Crab here for Team Liquid. Impact wants to walk down. Jose Diodo is going to see the Varus immediately. Finds the third talent strike there onto Hambach. The Trundle doesn't have an ulti to keep himself tanky. Jose Diodo gets the kill. He's still alive, but he does finally fall. He hanging around, but does not want to stick around all the way for this one. As Impact is trapped in the grub pit as a lone Varus. He is not getting out of this one.
Guys,
the rolling
my papa
continues.
was fixated
snowball's
on
getting bigger.
my
we'll
plate
put it like that.
had
the rolling will continue until
a rep
morale
on it.
improves. This is not going great.
Okay, never mind. I'm watching heat.
They've been rolled, but they haven't been smoked yet.
Debatable after game 1. Was 23 minutes.
Let's take another look at this topside rolling.
Yeah, this is tough. I mean, Impact comes down, but they know he has no flash. They try to go in. They use the Chains of Corruption. They're hoping, hey, maybe we can burst down Jose. But the fact that Core is here early buys so much time with the Mantra Inspires, with the shields coming out, makes it just way too hard for them to be able to take him down.
And I had to say, as funny as the story is, the TL side of this, Flowers, you are enjoying this. Your eyes are so big.
Once you start doing the thing where you push your own cheeks up and do like the blowfish face, you know that you're just like you're on another planet right now. Despair has consumed this man's soul.
I think I might have started to get numb to the golden glue reactions.
They're never gonna get old
Oh,
for me, man.
Impact?
There's your wallet from Morgan. Exhaust thrown out by Impact to try to keep himself
Impact
protected
can
enough
kill
to
him.
survive this.
He
Morgan's gonna
has
miss the boulder
chains
toss
now.
there. Steps right
Oh,
on up,
he
does
did
get
not
rooted.
sight.
Morgan is low.
Still got the 1-for-1.
It's
Okay.
actually the 1v1 win there for Impact, but this is the fourth if you count the topside river fight time that Jose Dioto has showed up. He knows there's an enemy top lane AD carry, and he is Xin Zhao. The assignment is understood and accepted. Sentinel's going to go ahead and begin the dragon themselves, at least, as Quid goes aggressive here towards Darkwing, is going to find that second Chains of Corruption. Flash Wind becomes lightning, but it misses. Jose Dioto doesn't quite have the distance, and Darkwings gets away.
Ooh, just barely short on that one.
Yep.
Why did he rush?
Problems for Core JJ
Oh.
and Team Liquid as Sentinels manages to pick up a kill.
Problems for Core, solutions for Sentinels, perhaps.
W feet.
Nice sidestep there by Yon, getting out of the way of the temper
W trick.
just in time.
Ooh.
Even the 1v2,
Oh my
he
god.
is undeterred. True Shot Barrage collides with Rahel.
Yeon, can you
Not
stop
enough
missing?
damage for Yon to
Sorry,
try to
hitting?
finish this one.
Can you miss something?
He was really trying to
brother,
grab
can
him
you miss
with
something?
the binding there, but he got 2 minions, and so Yon is able to Arcane Shield
Oh, we're
and
back.
get some damage done. Jose is back.
Here it is again.
By the way, Impact is for sure counting the number of times that he's going top. Every top laner keeps a tally of every jungler.
You should do this to
time they
every
show their
ranged top
faces
laner
up
in the
here.
game,
Now
by
he
the
has
way.
no flash.
This is bullying the elderly.
No, this. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of when I played normals or flex queue with you, and you're like, "Hey man, can we get a gank top? This guy's already been here 5 times."
He
I'm
keeps
like,
a tally, does he?
I'm like, "Don't worry, we got dragon."
Yeah, I can count the ganks because I can't count the minions I'm getting because I'm not getting any.
It is worth being said though, Sentinels, trying to salvage something here on the bottom side of the map, getting the kill on bottom side, getting the dragon on bottom side, focusing towards their mid game.
All right, Impact's going to get this wave shoved in at least, as they did have Hombok shadowing to make sure it wasn't just another Jose Dioto party.
Hombok's walking in. He's got smite.
Along with Hombok.
Yeah.
Ooh, finding
His
Jose
brother's
Dioto
dead.
here in the jungle. Even though that third talent strike did get the knock-up onto Hombok, there's no way for Jose to get away. And this is what we're talking
dive
about.
top?
Trundle can be so
Can they kill Morgan
against
insta?
these diver-type champions. As
If he doesn't have
Darkwing's
R,
now
we need
under
to pan
pressure.
top.
Dive top.
Meanwhile, topside, it's Morgan finally on the receiving end of the gang
Wow,
squad.
clean.
Hombok's going to pick
That
up another
pretty
one,
much
and Sentinels
completely
take
fixes
kill
the top
lead.
lane
And you know what
scenario.
makes Trundle really effective? When he's got a
That pretty much
bard roaming
completely
with him,
fixes the
because
top lane
all of a
issue.
sudden, you can go through walls.
He's still gonna be
you
down
have
the
a
next
stun
speed,
on
but,
your team
I
right
mean,
next to you. Who he here,
given the circumstance,
veteran,
Impact was
one of
down
many
so much
veterans,
XP.
on the team, making a big difference with some bard roam
Why is he
timers
tempo over
for the
PTA?
team to go help out Hombok and
That's a
deal
good point.
with Jose's assault on the top side. Now he's back bottom end.
Yeah, Huhi wrapping around there with a magical journey as Rahel tries to get away, and Yon is just going aggro, goes on the magical journey to get himself back away, but he's caught by the Tempered Fate as Hombok shows
Good
up
night,
on
son.
the left side flank, and Yon is out of there. Dark Wings takes the kill as Core JJ is slowed down by the pillar, ace in the hole from downtown to set it up. Huhi's going to grab the kill. Gentlemen, the game is back to dead even.
Huhi has unrolled the Sentinels here. When we have Bard, you usually want to start creating plays, creating chaos like this, but one of the best things is to go attack enemy jungle and then do a quick reset and do another play. Bard is one of the best champions at doing that because you can immediately recall, go to another magical journey, and look at the magical journey that Yon went on. He was like super deep, then flash forward to go put the pressure on Rahel, still gets caught up here, and Huhi is just kind of creating a lot here out of nothing for Sentinels. Making some plays, roaming around, that's what you have to do on this champion. And so you go to your Trundle and you really just open up so many possibilities for what that champion usually cannot do with a lot of the extra CC and a lot of extra mobility afforded to you, has got Sentinels right back to parity here in the mid game. And since they got the early dragon in payment for the topside focus, Jose though.
Yep, Jose Dioto has found another 80 carry to chase down, but Rahel manages to escape, does have to spend the flash to do it.
Yeah, exactly. The other AD carry, he's got hands. We're going to try this AD carry on for
We're
Sass.
going to mess with this guy a little bit now. Yon has to back up here in mid lane as Huhi does show up. Make sure that Ezreal doesn't play too audaciously.
Yeah, I mean, Hombok, despite the amazing start for Jose, where it felt like he's gank, Hombok has same amount of kills, more assists. You know, he's right there, and Golden has the Triforce completed. So Hombach is doing really, really well. And Impact, with a little bit of help from his team and some good individual plays, has gotten right back into this game.
Yeah, Hombach's also ahead on 1 in Animal Snackies, so that much closer to getting the fully upgraded Smite.
That's when Jose says, yeah, but that was support diff. That's our favorite phrase. As junglers,
yeah.
Everybody else on the map always cries jungler diff, but junglers, we cry support diff.
I'm with you, buddy. It's not my fault. It's his. As Impact now under pressure yet again. Jose Dioto once more looking to visit the top lane. Finds the wind become lightning on this one. Core JJ backing him up with the Mantra-empowered Inner Flame. Jose Dioto exhausted now by that Varus. And Morgan
okay,
can't get
how
involved
interesting are these
fast
games
enough.
to you?
So
Pretty
Impact
low.
does survive, but again, that's going to cost
I'm
us
currently
exhaust. It's
shopping
gonna
for
force him
Tupperware.
back, and you can just see the difference here. Morgan's up over 20 farm.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm currently shopping for
It looked
Tupperware.
like when he flashed back in, I assumed he was flashing back in to actually try to knock him up, but didn't have anything there. So I'm kind of curious as to what happened, because that seemed like if you don't have your Q knock up ready, that seemed like a random flash to me.
Yeah, they do take up import
Hopefully
stock.
we'll get to take a look at it in the replay and see if that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, Kobe's investigating. We got him on the case.
All right, Detective Kobe will figure out whether or not that was the truth, as Impact now under pressure from Quid. The LeBlanc looking for these AD carries yet again. This is what we mentioned in draft. This pick is so powerful against 4 squishies. And I mentioned that, you know, Morgan's up over 20 farm in the top lane. Quid is up 145 to 113 in mid. The solo lanes are very far ahead on the TL side.
I mean, Quid is doing really well in the 1v1. I do think it's a pretty difficult one for
As I looked back at Scruffy, I thought his head looked a bit weird. He's chewing on his new toy.
Sidestepping the temper fake, keep it alive for now, but
me
Dark
really
Wings has arrived. Core
the
taking a
back
ton
wall.
of burst
Ooh.
here,
Okay, there you
barely
go.
walks away, but the Between Worlds takes
Surprised
him out.
that the R
It looks like
was
so
needed.
he charges in, and instead of autoing, he casts the ult, and then the Varus was too far out of range. So the Q expires later. He still had it. He charged in and then immediately casted ult.
That's a couple of mechanical misplays from Jose, which is pretty rare. He's been so on point this season. The W flash that missed in mid lane, flashing in and going for the ult before the Q, so then Varus gets out of range in top lane. So that's a couple little things that could have gotten them some kills potentially, but TL is still doing pretty well, up 700 gold. But Sentinels took what looked like, we were joking about it because it looked like the game is completely over in the first couple minutes. Sentinels has 2 dragons and is only down 500 gold, so honestly doing a great job.
All right, Jose and Quid looking to make the move onto Darkwings here. The Aurora nearly completely out of mana, but he does have Hombach nearby to protect him. Team Liquid still going to acquire the first turret for themselves, though, knocking down the tier 1 in bottom lane. We've got Rift Herald now on the map here too. 15 minutes and just about 30 seconds on the clock, and you can see Huhi prowling around in the top side jungle, trying to maintain control over this area, making sure that if they can't control it entirely themselves, they can at least contest it.
Okay, we've got a new addendum for Jose. He still doesn't get it, but he only got 2 auto attacks off anyway. So he was just exhaust slowed, so he couldn't get it.
He birthed the squeaky toy already.
Just couldn't get the last one.
Fair enough.
Exhaust slow is good enough.
He chewed the fucking
go
ear
ahead
off
and
the
start
thing.
up the Herald for themselves.
like a little
Huhi
pig.
and Hombach hanging around. The Trundle not anywhere close to hitting level 11 here just yet. As Impact gets rooted up by Quid, Morgan tosses in a boulder. The Ignite down onto the Varus, and
Goodbye,
Quid picks
Impact.
up an easy one there. This is a rough game for Impact, and the tier 1 turret is about
look
to
at this
fall at
thing.
the same time. Jose's taking the Herald at the same time. This is a bad time for Sentinels.
I mean, this is the game that every top laner is going to be linking to their teammates when they are playing
He
against
chewed
a
the
ranged
fucking
top
ear
laner.
off,
They're
man.
Like, hey guys,
Just
this is how
gank him.
you do it.
They don't
'Cause
even squeak
when
no
you're playing
more.
Against Varus in an isolated 1v1, you really can't do much in a lot of matchups. It's very
Son.
hard to win, even if you have a
broke
gold
it.
advantage. As we saw Morgan get solo killed in a 1v2, even
This
when
ain't
Impact
food.
was behind. But they are punishing him, and Huhi in trouble.
Yeah, Huhi forced to use the flash there. He was barding a little too hard.
I mean, he's been working overtime this game. I mean, he's been trying his hardest, trying to create plays to get them to, back into the game, and he's the only one still with a gold lead after it because of that, and grabbing a couple of the last hits. But it's really, really hard at this point with the map so overwhelmingly in Team Liquid favor. TLS has all of their outer towers. And you have lost both side lane towers, so you just have so much less room to work with. And since Varus, like, you never get safer later. You have no flash right now for Impact, and being down so much gold, he's trying to push out, and then he hovers him a little bit, but still there's not a lot of safety on the map
See,
for
he's just
Sentinels.
bored. I need
so
to
they're
walk
gonna
him.
try and create something mid instead.
Oh, why not auto and then force him to E and then ult him? That felt a little bit.
Finally shows up here.
Oh,
Finds a
good.
big chunk of damage under the hell. half
Yeah,
HP.
yeah,
All
Raho.
that's left
Wow.
there on the Caitlyn. I also always keep my eye out for battle heralds in these bottom side river fights in the
Yeah, I
second
mean,
half
no,
of
for
the
sure.
10
The
minutes to 20
Sentinels
minute
draft
era.
is
So let's see if
awesome.
that's what we get or if they're just going to use it here. As we do have, oh no, it's another potential kill. Who he tries to get away, but no, Morgan picks that one up. Team Liquid, they might be down in kills, but they're up over 3,000 gold.
Oh, I
The
just
Herald's gonna
realized my
guarantee they
audio-
take out the final tier 1 turret. Jose fishes for a little bit more, but no
Hold
win
on.
becomes lightning on that one. But it's Team Liquid controlling the jungle yet again.
Checked in on it, and last time I mentioned it, it was like 600, 700, 500. It was kind of bouncing around that range. Now it's 3. Really, really well. They're constantly pushing out side lanes, which is always their first step. They're forcing Sentinels
Sorry,
to
my
respond
audio
to
was
those side
decent.
lanes, and then they're either catching people in transition or overloading one side and getting picks. They're just playing the map so well.
Yeah, if we come back to this last pick LeBlanc that they went for, with a lot of priority on side lanes and being able to push these early and having the towers down, there's a lot of fog of war for Quid to hide in and look for people in transition between objectives. Plus, again, with the team comps, you don't have an easy way to punish LeBlanc when she goes in to poke people. So Quid now with 2 items, 5 stacks on his Dark Seal, even though all the camping and all the focus, was towards the top lane and getting Morgan ahead, and him being a very powerful split pusher and being able to team fight is critical. You also really have to worry about the other solo laner here. The LeBlanc has a lot of free room to play with, I feel like, in this game, and he's added the Proto Belt for even more mobility.
Yeah.
To get more angles at trying to harass either of these AD carries.
Oh my
More
god, bro,
mobility
yeah,
and
he
more
does have
damage,
Proto
just
Belt.
adding
It's
that
Proto
extra
Belt
little bit
LeBlanc,
on
bro.
top of your burst combo. Hops out of the Tempered Fate there. Nice way to avoid getting potentially caught by who he's barred. 10 seconds until our next Drake spawns. Sentinels has controlled both of them so far, but now they unfortunately find themselves in a position where, once again, just like game number 1, you don't want to take a fair fight in open ground.
No, you really don't. And I mean, Huhi has been playing a really good game. He's been kind of everywhere. He's involved in every one but one of their kills. But it's so hard to hit these Tempered Fates. Everyone has mobility. Everyone has dashes. You could maybe hit a Karma or something, but fully sending it on a Karma is not going to win you a fight when everyone's around. And Ezreal can shift. LeBlanc has double distort. Gnar can hop.
Okay, Rahel again just under pressure here in the mid lane. Chunk down to about 1/4. Impact hanging around on the side. Meanwhile, Jose Diodo has worked his way into the fight. Darkwing's
I need TL to win so I can walk my dog and then chill.
Oh, they
Oh,
can't get Impact out.
it looks like
Right when
TL
it
want my
looks
dog
like
to
he
have a
might have got away. The True Shot Barrage finishes him off. It is a 1-5 game for Impact on the top lane, Varus. This is just absolute bullying as Hambach steps forward. Jose Diodo a little bit too far up. He just positions way too aggressively. And now Sentinels wants to find a little bit more between worlds.
I'm sorry, I've
Jump
not
from
provided a
Darkwing.
lot of value,
Not
to
about
be honest.
Die, and the kill comes through for Huhi as Team Liquid finally gets punished.
Yeah, I mean, they punish mid. They're losing their side lanes, but
More
you have
concerned
to
about Scruff,
make the play
just because
somewhere.
he's
And
like-
that is a very good pillar from Hambach. Again, the Trundle pick into the Xin pick. It goes twofold if you can. Wait a second, going side lane now. Morgan is fed, but he's going to have to deal with 4 members of Sentinels.
Yup, here comes the
Morgan.
TP just to guarantee it. Rahel and
Oh.
Huhi cutting off the escape. Morgan reverts into Mini Gnar. They want to make sure they give this kill to Rahel if they can. And Morgan had just used his teleport to get into that position, so another great punish from Sentinels.
Sentinels always have really good mental. Even when they
Yeah, he
are
used TP trying to
losing
get
in
out.
the early game, we've had comms listen in from Huhi. Hey, it doesn't matter. Still look for the team fight, and they're fighting their way back into it. They just chopped off 2,000 gold from the gold lead that TL had by making a pick mid, then just rotating over to the side lane, picking off the super fed Gnar as well. Really nice stuff here to remain tenacious and still trying to fight
They're
their way
second
back
item on
in.
9,
Yeah,
20,
it's
20.
going to come down, I feel like, to, can TL just continue spreading the map, finding these picks? Because Sentinels does have a pretty powerful 5v5, yes, there is a lot of burst, yes, there's a lot of poke on the
Looks
TL
good, I
side,
think.
but there's tons of consistent damage on Sentinels' team with
Looks
this double AD
good,
carry.
I
If you
think.
don't actually, get a kill early or chunk them out early, Rahel is getting strong. Impact is still going to do a lot of damage here on the Varus, despite the fact that he has been put down quite a lot, so you do have to be careful about how you play it out in these 5v5s.
Yeah, Caitlyn with the Hex Optics plus Infinity Edge Power Spike is nothing to scoff at. If they try to go for Rahel and can't take him down in time, he'll be able to
Bro,
fire
everyone
back
is losing to
very
Shopkeeper.
effectively as Morgan makes his way into the enemy jungle
Perma.
yet again. forces
Clairement.
Hambach back here a little bit with the boomerang as Jan and Core push up mid. They've got Jose and Quid waiting off in the wings just in case Sentinels tries to make a collapse play on the TL bot
I think
lane
TL
duo.
lost some confidence.
The
They
tier 2
need to
turret is
just
standing still for Sentinels, but not by much.
Yeah, we'll
This
see
is chill.
how much longer they can defend that. 2 minutes until this next dragon. Jose could be in some trouble.
Yeah, Jose caught by the pillar, uses the ulti defensively to knock the Trundle
Yeah,
back
they're
away
just
from
losing
him.
a bit of
Jose is gonna
composure
be
here.
just fine on this one. Remember that in game number 1, TL was on the Nexus right now. So Sentinels putting up a much better fight here in the second one.
Oh, the
Team Liquid's mid laner now in
still
some
dead.
danger.
Oh my
Quid,
god, they're doing bullshit.
Just another blunder. I feel like this mid game for TL has had so many sloppy mistakes from a lot of different players.
I completely agree. I mean, left and right, they're kind of getting caught. And, you know, insult to injury, you're at 1 HP and you're flashing and you're going to die anyway. So Quid wastes the flash, gets picked. I mean, Morgan got killed on top side, you know, after kind of an overstay, after a pick where Jose stepped into the tower range in mid lane.
Yeah.
It has been a series of bad plays here for TL. And yes, they do still have a slight
Yeah,
gold
they're just
lead, but
making
Sentinels is
silly
up a dragon
decisions back to back.
and is getting a lot of kills. I mean, they are up 5 kills here, and that's not everything, but it's showing the TL's getting picked a lot.
And Kobe, you said it earlier, that gold lead evaporated by over 2,000. Remember that TL was just about 3.5K up?
Yep.
They're barely 1,000 ahead, not even 1,000 ahead anymore. This could still very easily go Sentinel's way. Yes, Morgan is still very far ahead of Impact. TL has focused this top lane, Varus, a lot, but jungle and both bot lane roles are ahead on the Sentinel side.
Yeah, I mean, the gold graph tells the story here. A couple of mountains there and some comeback points for Sentinels. Let's see if we can focus on the next dragon. It's under 50 seconds already, so can start to get over there, get your vision set up. If you get the vision set up early, then all of a sudden Bard picks or LeBlanc poke, you know, whichever team does get the early setup is going to have a huge advantage since we've seen a lot of picks recently, and looks like it is going to be Sentinels there first. So TL will have to be checking into Sentinels territory.
Okay, Quid's going to rush towards the brush here. Morgan already in this bottom side river.
Morgan needs to go
Flank
clear
from
the bot wave.
Aurora,
And this is going to cause a bit of a
pushing on bottom
cascading
side,
effect
though, so
because
Teal
Morgan's
should
going to go mega
There's an Aurora somewhere
as
on
he
the
clears
bottom
that
side of
bot
the map.
wave. And
Look
then
at all the
Sentinel's
emphasis
just going
on
to wait for the
Lucy
timer
here
to
for
tap out.
Sentinels. They have Trailblazer
Oh,
on
he
Ruby,
actually
they have
stopped. He turned
Deadman's on
around.
the Trundle. They know there's not really
He
any
left it
hard engage
alone.
for TL, so it's about, you know,
Morgan
being
needs to
able
hit something because
engage,
his rage is
disengage,
decaying.
kite out.
Yep,
He needs to
I
just
love
go
the
cue the
Deadman's
Drake
on
in a
Trundle. I
second.
feel like this adds
Oh, he had a water
so
hit.
much effective power to the champion. Quid hanging around the backside of the
Oh,
dragon pit here, looking for his opportunity.
Quid.
Maybe jump in, find some poke, but Tribrush is not going to have any targets for that LeBlanc as the rest of TL controls the top side of the river, the entrance towards mid lane. Jose Otto going to go ahead, start the Drake up now. Morgan has most of his Narbar charged, and you know Team Liquid
Oh, Morgan,
will be looking to fight with that once it's ready to go. Chains
Wow,
of
he just
Corruption
sidestepped.
flies wide. That's a pretty important ulti to miss, so TL is going to take
Hard to
control
play.
of the Drake.
I think
Sentinels
Morgan
walk
made a
away with
very,
fight.
very intelligent
swing and a
decision there
miss
to
there.
not go
They
bot
try to
wave.
make a little pick. They're
I
like,
think if he hits the bot wave and he goes mega, it lets Sentinels
maybe go
it
for
lets
the
Sentinels
Gnar,
play
but
entirely around
once
Mega
that
Gnar.
misses, as you say, they don't have a lot to work with.
I think that was
back
way
off,
more
definitely
impactful
give this
than
one
people
over, while
might
TL
think.
are positioned well.
Letting that
That's
bot
just
wave
gonna
die
bring
was
us
actually
to,
crazy
you know,
important.
2-2 on Dragons here at Flowers, so we'll see how much TL can get.
Of course,
done
I
from
mean,
here
like, I think
forward,
Morgan
having
should get punished for
given
walking
a
up
decent
though
amount
to
of
that
their
blue,
lead.
but
And I think one of the interesting parts about this game is just how low
yeah, like
engaged
unironically,
both
ignoring the bot
oppositions
wave was
are,
smart.
right? Like sometimes you'll see one team not have a whole
But
lot
TL,
of go
please, just
buttons,
2-0 so
but
I can
this
go
time
to sleep.
around,
And
it's like, okay, so your
this
main
young man
engage
can
on the
get
TL
a
side
walk.
is Morgan jumping in with the
he's
Gnar.
falling asleep
On the
as I pet
Sentinel
him,
side, yeah,
guys.
you've got Tempered Fate, but again,
Guys,
every
he's
time he
falling
fires
asleep
it,
as
you
I
just
pet
get this, where whoever's the target hops out.
Yeah, I mean, on the other side, obviously, you're hoping on the Bard, you're hoping on Chains of Corruption, but it's very low engage, and that does mean it's so much down to how you're actually executing with that engage. If you mess up, you can get punished very, very heavily here in Quid, setting up on the side.
Yeah, the tier 2 turret falls immediately. Hambach takes
oh
a
my
chunk of
god,
damage.
Bombo
Power
Clat!
up Mystic Shot stings.
Yeah, the poke damage again. We keep coming back to this, but the poke from the LeBlanc
You
and the
okay?
poke from
You
the
ate a little
Ezreal,
bit of the thing, mate. Is your stomach gonna
because
be
there's
alright?
not a lot of good, easy ways to punish, is going to leave a lasting effect. That's just another tower, though. Doesn't completely break it here for Sentinels. They still have some more
Yo,
chances
Dex, what's
at
up,
making
mate?
picks of their own. Who he right back out onto the map, trying to clear some vision, make some pockets of vision to work
Oh,
with.
go on.
Again, just a couple of skill shots flying
Cute dog,
back
thank
and
you.
forth, but
Oh,
no
Linsus,
ways to
thank you for the
engage.
raids.
Who he takes a
Salam,
chunk of
Habibi.
damage. Ace in the hole blocked
Cute dog,
by
thank
Jose
you.
Diodo, as it was aimed at Yawn. Sentinels falling
He is
back
very
now,
adorable,
but
no?
keep your eyes on the right side of the
Wow.
fight. Mega Gnar, but he doesn't get anything that he
Okay.
wants. Firing back now from the Sentinels side. They find a little bit of chunk onto Jose Diodo, but its impact is about to die
Oh,
first.
Jose,
Sentinels
he's
trying to get
good.
themselves
Oh,
away
he had
as
to pop that. He was gonna die. He was gonna die to the.
ulti.
He's
Both
actually gonna
sides
die to the
take the
Trundle
beating,
over.
but neither one loses a man.
Oh my
They
god.
don't lose any lives, but flash on Aurora, flash on the Caitlyn,
I speak Arabic?
flash
No,
on
no,
the
no, no, no,
Varus,
no.
all used right there.
Not really, not
So
really. I'm a
now
Lapa.
all these Sentinels carries
I'm
are
from
going to be
I'm from Jamaica
very
and
conservative with their movement.
Sri Lanka, and I live in
Three
London. I'm in
flashes
England.
all linked up, all down. Though
Hey,
if they can
stop
find
it.
a pick, they can't quite take out any of the members of TL in the aftermath. But those things, you're taking
You
that
think
down.
you
Those are
think this
5-minute
is gonna stick
timers.
around and watch
Dragon's only 2.5
LCS? Bro,
minutes
these
here.
brothers
Yep,
stink.
and Morgan didn't have to spend his flash to actually get any of that. So now you're going into a fight where Morgan has flash, Quid has flash, Jose has flash.
Oh.
And Huhi has a quick trip back to the base.
Yeah, it's a fast
He has
recall.
flash.
Good to meet you, bro.
Has his flash.
Welcome, welcome.
Just
That
not his
he
life.
can use once he's alive.
Yeah, if
Nah,
you
I'm not from an
flashed away
Arabic-speaking
after the
country,
already
but
jumped on him,
I get mistaken for being
Unfortunately, the Baron
from an
has no
Arabic-speaking
flash
country, perma.
and is getting focused down by TL.
Yep, your Fed
Anytime
Bard
I was in
is no
Berlin, the
longer
cab
in
drivers would
picture.
always ask.
Darkwing's going to find
Oh,
himself getting
God.
caught by Quid here. Chains of Corruption does proc. True Shot Barrage flies out, but Darkwings has a nice sidestep, but Sentinels can't do anything about this. Team Liquid's going to go ahead, secure themselves the Baron. Sentinels will try to get something elsewhere.
I
in
can't
the
play as
meantime,
Caitlyn.
They've got impact in the bottom lane tier 2, but
It's not
Hawk
ideal.
and
Oh,
Rahel
God,
pushing
Morgan.
the mid lane tier 2.
Hey!
Danger.
Hey, that was a
Morgan
lot of
just gets
damage.
headshot.
Hey!
That's a problem.
Hey,
Well
hold on.
fought from Sentinels. As
Hold
Rahel
on.
and Hambach get themselves away. They regroup with impact, and they punch TL in the mouth.
Yeah, I mean, Rahel is really strong right now. He already has his LDR done, so he's on 3 items. He has the C44 Hex Optics. He has his IE and the LDR. That's about as high
Guys, that
damage
was
as you're going to
scary.
get of a build. You walk in there pretty confidently as Morgan.
Oh my
you get
God, he
Trundle ulted,
nearly just
all of a
bought a
sudden you are
whole
paper
4th item.
for this
He had
play,
so much gold
but
there.
here is that initial pick that was a little bit back.
So this
Does
is how
Morgan
they start the
live
fight
with
out.
the
You know, some
Mega
folks
Proc
traded,
sooner? Maybe he just has
it's
more
really about
options,
this
yeah.
teleport on the other side. Morgan here in the fog of war, boom, goes over. Look at all these flashes
flash from
that
Rahel
are
and
used
everyone.
by the carries of Sentinels as they disengage. Of course, Jose here pops the ultimate once he gets really low to avoid any further damage right there. And the Trundle ult was on him. So the ticks of Trundle ultimate,
I think that to me has to be a reaction to Morgan getting one shot, not
Yeah,
to that fight.
yeah.
So I think that's a reaction to a different play would be my guess. I could be wrong, but that's what that seemed like because they seem mind blown at how fast Morgan died, which kind of makes
that
sense.
was big damage for sure.
Oh no, no, I'm pretty sure
yeah,
said it was
hoping-
to that play. So
hoping Nara
I'm not sure
finds
why he was
something
so mind blown by that.
I think they wanted more out of it. Maybe they thought, oh, with this flank, maybe they're
We'll
going to
get
be
a lot.
We'll we'll have to look at the we have to look at it and review it again to see.
Well, right now, Sentinels is in the gold lead themselves, even though Team Liquid has the Baron, and now Quid may just
Oh,
die.
man.
Has to distort backwards to get away over the trap line. Meanwhile, the entire time, you've got Darkwing split pushing in the top lane, looking to take it tier 2. TL's got Baron. Sentinels are the ones getting turrets.
Yeah, I mean, that is the Chains of Corruption landing and the amount of
Oh,
damage they
God.
can put
The
out.
belt is
TL
coming.
will move themselves to Soul Point here, though, and Cloud Soul would be very powerful
The
in
belt
a game
is
like
coming.
this with such a little hard CC available. But Sentinels is at a point where, you know, Trundle can just ult whoever walks in, and your double AD carries hit that person will get shredded. Of course, you have the Crescent Guard to try to keep yourself safe, but that only lasts so long, and Rahel now has the Rapid Fire. Darkwing's just completed the Death Cap. They are getting very strong on this Sentinel side.
Yeah, Caitlyn crits 100% of the time now. Like, this champion cannot be ignored, cannot be disrespected. Rahel has the ability to carry here, and I just got to go back again to so long
Hey!
ago. Hold on.
Hey!
He's about 3/4 of his HP there. When Team Liquid was 3,500
Stop
gold
it,
ahead
LeBlanc.
15 minutes
LeBlanc.
ago, and it was just blunder into blunder into blunder. Just felt
Scary
like they were
ass
playing
champion.
disrespectfully. Felt like they weren't really locked in. Felt like they were playing like they had already won, and clearly they had not.
And you can't do that against Sentinels. Again, this team, I feel like
yeah, this team is capable of just winning.
You know, still in the game until you destroy their nexus.
If you had Pro instead of Rebel,
looking
he
to
just
stay
kills
controlled, always looking for just one more team fight, you know, just one angle to get back in.
Nah.
And they have so many veteran players on the team.
Also, those items aren't the same amount of gold.
Losing scenarios before. So
If you had the full Rabadons, then yeah, but
get lax, and you can't give them any windows because they will look to punish. They'll punish you for it and find gold here. And now they've got lots of damage because of it.
Yeah, absolutely agree. I mean, we had that play. We showed it a number of times. This was from a previous series where Huhi had this calm that we were replaying where he's saying, hey, like they were way down this game. He's like, this game is just one fight. We just need one fight.
Gold.
And they were down 7,000 gold, and they won that game. So, you know, they definitely are a team that keeps their eye on the prize. They are not going to just fold up and die if you do get an early lead.
Fight.
Okay, Sentinels still playing defensively, still playing respectfully, playing with a 1,000 gold lead now. And 3 minutes is that Dragon Soul that you were talking about, Azael. I feel like that is going to be a very big deal if Team Liquid can secure it. Tempered Fate from Huhi there once again, just going to be dashed out by Quid. So Sentinels still can't find a whole lot of picks, but Yawn just eats a lot of damage there from Rahel.
And that's going to be the heal forced on Core JJ, so they do get that out. Now, these carries are strong. Impact obviously
why the heal though?
Down a ton of gold, but
that felt a little
we saw
bit
how fast Morgan can die,
much,
and it is scary when you are running in as that Gnar. You do not have a lot of safety. If you do not nail that engage, you're going to get burst down very, very quickly by this comp.
Impact might be behind, but he's got his Hexplate plus his Dusk and Dawn, and he's got Seeker's Arm Guard. They have been dogpiling Impact this game, and now he has the anti-dogpile item. This might be the bamboozle Sentinels needs.
And honestly, it's very good for Sentinels if anything does get used on him, because Rahel here is the one that's really the AD carry and is really going to carry the 4 items with having the rapid fire as Quid goes for
Yeah, Quid jumps in, but he really doesn't get a whole lot out of it. True Shot Barrage also arrives late to the
guys,
scene.
this
so
LeBlanc
Yawn
champ
won't
is
be able
starting to
add
get
any
to a point where it's
additional
pretty
damage on top.
useless.
Trundle Ultimate used here to keep track of him as well. The cooldown's not super duper long.
I just
you know,
does the Blanc scale with these items?
Got 3 ranks into it, so probably won't be any fight before that thing does come back up. Should be fine.
Yeah, Baron's in
I just
30.
I feel like it doesn't.
130 here, and TL is going to be looking for that 4 Cloud Dragon Soul, which is a ton of move speed here, especially since they would have all 4 of the clouds to get it.
And I feel like it's so hard to actually kill Hambach for TL now. He's got Spirit Visage. He's going to heal so much from the ulti. He's level 16 now, so he's got the final
Low-key
level
scary?
of the
No, this Caitlyn
Subjugate.
is raid boss for.
Unless I'm just missing something, and I don't think I am, is Quid's Ignite, and you don't want to use Ignite on Trundle. Quid needs to find those squishy targets, unleash the full burst, try to get one of those one-shots. I feel like Hambach's in a really good spot. Even though the jungle gold is pretty much dead even, he can do a lot here.
He can. They have a lot of scaling power, a lot of consistent damage, and Morgan might be caught.
Yeah, he's got most of his Gnar bar, so he should be able to at least fight back a little bit here, try to get away.
Oh my god, Impact. We gotta hit
just
that.
not finding the target, so Morgan escapes.
Movement from Morgan here. So many dodges. Gets away from 2 members. Nicely done. Didn't have to use his flash or anything.
25 seconds left until the Dragon, and Quid just lost his passive, got chunked down to 1/3 HP, has to take a recall now. Hambach
really
is
nice.
around the corner, he interrupts him. Hambach gets a chunk. Quid is down to 10% health now. 15 seconds until the Drake spawns. Tempered Fate again.
He's gonna get his base interrupted again, maybe.
Yeah, they're gonna lose positioning, and you can see that
there.
Soul
Yeah,
from
God,
Sentinels
this is
stay
horrendous.
bot, pushing that in. They're
Quid got his base interrupted again.
Tier 2, and Quid is still not back in base.
Yeah, he's taking these greedy recalls instead of stepping a little bit further back, and now that's twice that Hambach has been able to interrupt him. Quid is only just now regenerating that HP.
Wow, what I would be so frustrated if I was.
And TL are sitting on a ward over there.
If I was Spawn, this would be so annoying to watch. It's annoying to watch as a spectator.
A banger. This one has turned into quite the banger.
This is what I wanted. This is what I wanted this series to be. This is the match of the week.
On our tilt proof for Impact and shot calling for Huhi.
Yep, I agree with that.
Those are my honors this game. And then like big damage for Rahel. That's a new honor. I'm putting it in the game.
Right-clicking.
It's just a muscle emoji.
Yeah. Big damage.
Yeah, there we go. Big damage for him. You can see he's got the BF sorted inventory. Yeah, freak.
If this is match of the week, LCS is cooked.
Also, we've
I
got
mean,
the Hourglass fully completed now for Impact, so the Varus that much more capable
Oh!
of surviving as Huhi face checks the brush there, does find Quid waiting.
Ja.
Quid has to get out.
And the damage output just got bigger. He got a full Bloodthirster here for Rahel, so he's
oh
going to
my
have a
god,
shield
yeah, he got
on
so
top
much
of it.
extra AD.
And critically, the poke starts mattering a lot less once you have that BT, right? And really, TL is pretty dependent upon LeBlanc and Ezreal poking people down before the fight. I don't think fights where you just go in with both teams at full health are going to look good for TL unless you get, you know, a 3-man Gnar ult into the wall or something like that. But if you're just running straight at them when they're full, it's going to be so hard.
Oh, Darkwings.
The consistent damage is just so high now.
Quid goes in for the burst on Darkwings, chunks a third of his HP away, but Darkwings isn't in any lethal danger. And this Aurora, we've been talking so much about Rahel's damage, but Darkwings has death cap now, right? Like, this Aurora is not something that can also be ignored. I feel like Sentinels have really done such a good job fighting
Decap
back
pending
after
for
TL
Quid. If he
made
gets it,
those
then maybe
early
he's a
game
champ again.
mistakes. And I'm really excited for 3.5 minutes from now when we get the guaranteed Dragon Soul fight, because I feel like that's the full send moment.
Completely agree. It's going to be such an important fight. And often this late in the game, I mean, we're almost 40 minutes in, right? So sometimes you have a fight and it just gets one-sided and then the soul doesn't even matter because the game's going to end. Because if you get wiped 40 minutes in, they can just walk it down and kill your Nexus. So if it is a one-sided fight, that could absolutely decide the game right there. And it would be a bit of a tilter for TL to lose a game like this that had
100%.
such an incredible start on.
It felt like this game was completely locked in for TL until those mistakes, and now they're having to fight tooth and nail just to make sure they can try to stay here with Sentinels. As Jose Diodo going to get caught by the pillar, takes a little bit of burst damage. Jose Diodo jumps back in.
Oh, okay, Rahel managed to get out. No flash, Caitlyn.
Himself at about half HP for now.
That was scary.
Good result from a pick, you know, for Jose. He does spend.
Oh!
Flash. Yeah, now Rahel's in danger.
Oh!
Goes in. He
My god, he couldn't stick with the fucking chains. Darkwings is in trouble. He's dead. The chase down's happening. Tempered Fate really saved a lot of time. Morgan is a bit of a psychopath, but he can maybe keep chasing, you know. Oh, too much movement speed on the thing.
Sentinel's still hanging around the area, but it's 50 seconds until Darkwings respawn.
Quid just spaced and got decap. He's on his way.
Rahel played that very well, just getting so many autos down to heal back up.
Okay, Hambach now making sure that he doesn't get caught. Yon does so much damage here. So Sentinels falling back. Still 2 minutes on the clock until that dragon spawns, so it's not like they can try to take that. And Team Liquid's going to go ahead and begin the Baron.
Yeah, they're going to begin it. I don't think Sentinels have anything they can actually do about it. It's so hard for them with no Aurora. They would just be marching into their death, so they're going to give it up.
Wow.
Giving up that Baron, TL is going to have control on the map, and that's going to give them much better positioning around this soul in 130. You know, all the waves are going to be pushing in their direction. And this fight that started out with looking like it was Rahel that's in trouble ends with Darkwings dying. And Sentinels end up having to make the tough call to give that Baron. That being said, at least they pushed out some waves, so it's not like a wave is at their base with that Baron up. And
they need this.
Do have, you know,
TL need this. I need this.
Try their best to clear out these waves and delay things.
And man. Oh, I was just going to say, you can see the last item now being built in Rahel's inventory, going for the Hex Drinker to build into the Maw of Malmortius. He knows Quid is looking for him, and as long as he doesn't die to the LeBlanc, he can turn around and 3-shot Quid.
Yeah, he knows the whole TL team is looking for him, Jose included. I thought he played that really well. Morgan, though, jumps.
Yeah, Morgan's trying to escape, but it's Sentinels who have found their way into the enemy jungle. Morgan eating a ton of damage here as Impact gets a chance for a little bit of revenge. Morgan is caught. Morgan is dropped. Team Liquid trying to get something back, but they can't quite find it. Jose down to the wall, there with the magical binding. That is such a big pick. It is 55 seconds on Morgan's death timer, 25 seconds on the Dragon Soul. Team Liquid Baron marching down mid, trying to pull Sentinels away.
Yeah, they're spam pinging towards that middle inhibitor tower, but Sentinels are back here now, and TL have to be careful. They're still down a man.
Big damage.
Sentinels maintaining that
I don't know. Quid can't get in range of anyone without getting right-clicked by Rahel, no? They can only really hope for Ezreal damage. Yeah, they're going to try trade mid.
Impact, the only one left near the
I don't even think they can trade mid. The top wave isn't pushed in enough.
Down mid. They know that they can't fight a man down into preset Caitlyn.
They're going to try and go for the inhib.
Soul is going to go the way of Sentinels.
Are they even going to commit for the inhib?
Turret will fall as the price.
You can see they're having the debate. They're saying like we need, we don't need, we need, we don't need.
They can utilize it really effectively too with the range and the damage output that they have. We saw last time, like, nobody is tanky at all, especially when Trundle is there. Like, they caught Morgan on the bot side, Trundle ult on him, boom, he's just as squishy as anybody else. It's all about making these very quick plays, and you can tell the tension rising so high. Golden Glue is deep in his jacket now.
He's got the jacket pulled up over his face.
Man, I have to say that I keep coming back to that clutch play. Wait a second, though. We're going to have another clutch play.
Is this the clutch? Who he tries to escape? Quid's
Oh, he didn't get the Q off.
He's still alive for now.
He still died to the Ignite. Oh my god, so much damage.
Quid with the pick.
That is a big pick there.
Big. He's been doing that all game, but he's not actually been able to kill him until now.
He just popped his ult, got that burst of move speed, is able to get out of there. Darkwings is pushing on that top side, but TL might just try to force the issue.
Yeah, TL is saying, we're the ones who get to demand an answer. We're the ones who found the pick. Darkwings still only just now pushing past the river, trying to get that wave shoved up. Gonna go ahead and take his recall, because TL
I think Morgan should base if Darkwing shows on that top wave. Oh my god, Bjorn, what the fuck?
That was one auto?
Yeah, one auto through BT shield.
Yeah, that's nasty work. This Caitlyn is
Quid. Good.
Gotta be a little bit respectful of Quid.
Oh my god, she's changed. Oh, couldn't hold it. Morgan, big chunk of damage.
They're trying to have multiple points
20% HP.
in the bottom lane, but Sentinels
but they can't get side lane towers, man. Oh, we're going to next Nash. We're going to next Nash and Elder.
Oh, yeah.
Incredible.
What the fuck?
The time to death
How is this
when
happening?
someone gets picked, it's like 0.03 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, you saw Jan's health there. If Rahel does that auto attack on Karma, on LeBlanc, on Ezreal, and anyone else hits them, they just die.
Yeah.
One auto and something else from Darkwings, you're dead from full instantly.
Lore accurate Caitlyn. That is a high caliber rifle. She is not taking any prisoners on this one. Sentinels in the enemy jungle yet again.
Just check the bush with E.
That last pick onto Morgan. TL knows
Would Bard be considered global or not? Yeah, it's got pretty large range, I'd say so. From where he is right now in Tribush, he can almost
on the other side, to lead up to that siege, we had Quid 100-0ing Huhi there and using the Ignite and getting,
Badar is quite
the
big.
entirety of the kill without other people adding damage even. So on eggshells, both teams here. Who's going to get the next
Where's
pick?
the chat who said you'd be lucky to be done by midnight?
1 minute and 40 seconds until Baron. 3 minutes and 15 until the Elder Dragon. I actually think if Sentinels gets Elder Dragon, Quid just can one auto and kill someone.
We could have actually been done by midnight.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a chance.
But then TL decided to draw off
headshot crit on like Core JJ, I'm pretty sure you just kill him in one auto.
No, it's entirely, it's just like one fight probably this game.
Hamba? Nope, not going to be able to trap anybody with that pillar. Quid can just distort away from it yet again.
The Bard
Impact.
Oh no, Impact! He gets caught. Jose Diono jumps in. Impact about to die. He sidesteps away from the True Shot Barrage, buys himself a little bit of time here with the Zonya's Hourglass.
Someone kill him!
Mystic Shot. Impact staying alive for now, but
Darkwings is next.
The job. Now Darkwings has to try to get away. But
oh my god, the Cloud Soul move speed.
They
Jesus.
Find the pick they're looking for. They get Impact, but what more can they take now?
What the fuck, bro?
They're going to try to potentially just go down mid.
Are they just going to run mid?
It
nah,
is a
surely.
long death timer, 50 seconds, and Impact.
Found that!
Oh, if that catch would have landed, I think that's the end of the game guaranteed right there. Sentinels, though, has to defend. They still have the mid lane inhibitor down.
You guys think we can do anything with this, Baron?
Okay.
And that's the question, and they're not feeling confident to end, and the Baron timing isn't great. Yes, it will be up before Impact.
I'm in EU, bro.
He will be able to get over there pretty quick with all their move speed.
Oh
so
my god.
Thankfully for Sentinels, not a game-ending play. Obviously, misstep there from Impact is punished and won't have flash for the next one, but Quid and Jose both used their flash as well.
Yeah, in order to get that kill. So you have no flash on Impact or Darkwings. It's kind of mirrored here with Jose and Quid both investing theirs. It was another good kind of pick from Jose, though, wrapping around the Raptor pit there to find Impact. And now
I'm from
at
North,
Baron, going to go for again. Nice
North.
little ward from Sentinels in the Banana Brush. Does give them a lot of info to work with.
A lot of extra knowledge. Jan just lost 3/4 of his HP to an auto attack from Rahel. Darkwings chunks out Morgan.
Oh my god,
nice
Morgan,
pillar.
he's dead.
Might just lock up the Gnar.
He's dead. He's not going to be able to do anything about this.
Is trying to full commit. They
Can they
take
one
out
for
the
one?
enemy
No.
top laner, and
Oh my god, we're going to three. Oh, we're going to 3 games, aren't we? Oh, we're going to 3 games.
And the rest of Team Liquid have to try to get out
oh
of this one.
my god.
Impact's revenge is swift. left. He
Oh my god, please, no. I can't do it. I can't do another game.
Sentinels are guaranteed to have control and priority.
Please let me rest.
This is huge. Now with the Baron, they should be able to push in towards TL's base. I mean, all
Let me
Teal can
rest.
really do right now, you see, Jose's trying to take away blue buff, a little bit of enemy jungle, but you have to be so quick with these plays, and it just was a little chunk of damage from Darkwings into a pillar that allows for the follow-up damage. Look at this.
But
Darkwings
Morgan, we are
hovering,
going to
goes
boil you,
invisible on
bro.
Aurora, sees
Yo,
Morgan in mini form,
where was the
little chunk from him.
well, he's not here
Boom,
today,
we got
obviously, but the
headshot
guy
into
yesterday who
pillar,
was saying
into
that
Caitlyn ultimate, into Bard ultimate, into
Morgan was better than
and so
Nakanako.
he's not going to be able to get out of that one.
Aye.
He survives
I would
there.
like for him to bear witness to
Really good pick
this.
from Sentinels. Everybody has
I would
to be
like him to
firing
bear
so
witness to
quickly.
this.
And now you have to make a difficult choice here
Quid?
as TL, as Quid could be in some
Okay.
trouble.
Jose?
Yodo now found. Hambak and Huhi looking to lock up this Xinjiao, but there's no extra damage around
Oh
four
god,
Sentinels.
Rahel's
Temper
here, he's
Fate,
dead.
gonna
He's
keep
dead.
both
It's
junglers
over, the
rooted
game's
up.
over, the
Jose
game's
Yodo is
over.
down as the Elder Dragon has already spawned.
Game's
This
over.
is a freebie now for Sentinels.
Bard ults into Caitlyn traps. You're not getting out of there, man. That is just too easy. They get the kill. Jose down. No smite for TL. And Sentinels. So much hard work they have put into this 47.5-minute game. And they've got both of the end game buffs at their disposal to end this game.
And 40 seconds still until Jose
What an
is back
evil,
alive. Darkwings and
evil,
Huhi
evil
getting
game.
things pushed up in the mid lane. Meanwhile, Hambak, Impact, and Rahel have the bottom wave ready to crash into the turret alongside it. Team Liquid, still 25 seconds until Jose is back. Bottom lane inhibitor turret already destroyed.
I mean,
Inhibitor
Rahel
now
just
the
randomly
next
needs to
target.
die.
Sentinels still have the Baron for another 90
It's legit the only way.
That
They can't play
Elder
the game
Dragon is
otherwise.
about to melt some health
Oh, Morgan
bars.
had to defensively
Health bar,
flash.
the first Nexus turret
Yeah,
is
it's
going to
over. They
drop
won't touch
before
him.
anything else, though, is Yon just about to die here. Gets back.
Oh!
But no, the
Damn!
execution is there. Impact goes on a killing spree. Sentinels is just about to take
Oh
the
my
Nexus.
God.
They fought back hard. They punished Team Liquid's mistakes, and Sentinels takes game 2.
In one of the longest games of the split, we were joking about this one seeming like it was over about 5 minutes in, but about 45 minutes later, Sentinels are the one knocking down the TL next.
Guys, I don't know if I've got it in me to do game 3, bro. I don't know if I've got it in me to do game 3. I'm just going to keep it real with you. Like, I actually don't know if I have it in me to do game 3. Like, high key, I need to be up in the morning. All because the Blonkers picked, bro. Here's what I'm gonna do, guys. I'm gonna send you to APA because APA is actually co-streaming. APA is actually co-streaming, so I'm gonna raid you guys over to APA. I'm getting into bed. I've got shit I need to do tomorrow. So go and chill with Ian. Go chill with APA. Say hi to him. Be nice. I'm sorry I can't finish today. I'm so exhausted, man. I've trust me. I'll talk about it probably in the Discord pretty soon. Yeah. Again, thank you for hanging out. Have a good rest of your evening, day, night, wherever you are, and enjoy the rest of the LCS with APA. 07, guys. Take it easy.